podcast and play, where I play a video game and listen to a podcast. Hey, it's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. Let me get some preamble out of the way. I am playing on the server, Rust, specifically, as it is a Rust server, so that sort of goes hand in hand. I'm building a base. You can find on the channel at some point this base being built, at least the first day of it, as well as a tour of it when it is completed. However, because it's going to be a lot of work, I wanted to do a podcast and listen to things while I'm, playing it, so you can hopefully enjoy both simultaneously, as I am going to do. So, I feel like this is going to be loud.
Podcast.
Previously on Doughboys.
I said we need to get Dairy Queen today. You said
Well, here's okay. We're taking down the curtain.
Yeah.
Weiger said, "Look, Handles is so much better than Dairy Queen.
Yes.
It clearly would have won.
Yes.
Let's just get Dairy Queen out of there. DQ Dairy Queen.
yeah.
DQ is DQ.
That's why. That's it. And Mitch, you wouldn't stand for it.
No, you wouldn't. You want
I
to
want
get
to say
your
this is the 10th. This is the tournament of champions of champions.
The tournament of champions of champions. This is serious business, people. I hope you understand.
Little bit of food that we have to. I like that we did it. I think it was good to
Let
try
me
it,
do
and I
some
think
things.
that there's a clear winner. Should we do a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
Handles. I'm kidding. I would have said it. Handles is my answer.
All right.
1945, an Ohio housewife opens a
We're
Youngstown
ready.
ice cream parlor using her own fresh-picked fruit, churning its sweet cream batches in-house. 1948, a young couple that relocated to California opens a burger joint with a pioneering car culture innovation, the first ever drive-through. Two chains with storied histories and strong regional allegiances, beloved for their still-made fresh in-house fare and their frozen-in-time aesthetics and menus.
Okay.
With both now expanding well beyond their original service areas, can they continue to scale up without losing their homespun charm? Burgers, ice cream, a matchup close to one Doughboy's heart and substances that clog both Doughboys' hearts. The original Munch Madness champion against the newest member of the Platinum Plate Club. Who will emerge and continue on the rocky road to chain restaurant immortality? This week on Doughboys, the Quarter Pounder Finals round of Munch Madness 10, MMX, the Tournament of Tournament Champions, continues with the Baby Bitch region. 2016 champion In-N-Out Burger. 2021 champion replacement Handles. Ring the bell.
Are you getting glare off my glasses? Are these mics live now? Casey, you're getting glare off my glasses?
No, you're good.
Go to hell.
Welcome to Doughboys, the podcast about chain restaurants. I'm Tiger Walker.
I knew to recognize that voice.
Academy Award-winning director Sean Baker's Dozen. The Spoon Man Mike Mitchell.
Wow.
Okay, that's good.
Thought of this while watching the Oscars. Would love to hear y'all's thoughts on this year's ceremony.
I like that they took us really through the thought process.
Yes,
Now
yeah,
this one
yeah.
came up. Yeah.
Wait, and now they're asking us to do work? They
Apparently.
want our thoughts?
Whoa.
Joel from Dallas
Oh.
wants our thoughts. roastedbirdfuck.com.
First time I've ever pushed the middle mouse button.
As far as the
Okay.
You didn't watch anything.
I didn't watch them, but like as far as like who got what
You
awards,
watch
I
the
was like,
Spirit Awards exclusively.
yes,
That's
yeah.
all.
Well, that's just because you're going up and down Venice Beach with a metal detector.
These
Like,
celebrities
I am
drop some of their stuff out there.
I'm genuinely shocked you're not a metal detector guy. Or does it just constantly register you?
Are you?
Is it just constantly finding you?
Are you finding? And have you ever collected or found any precious metals?
No, I have a little bit of silver. Look, but I don't know. I don't know.
He's a
Maybe
train
later in
guy.
life.
He is a train
Oh, he's
guy.
I'm a train guy.
He knows we love the choo-choo.
In later in life, I could see myself being a metal detector guy. I
No,
do like
you're-
finding
Start
things.
now.
No, you know what? I'm gonna imagine that you're gonna be one of those guys at that Disney museum here in Los Angeles where you have like you're a grown man who rides on a small train. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is like a thing.
What is this?
Okay, so it's the Walt Disney train. Like it's where he kept his trains, and they're basically like
Where Walt Disney kept his personal train?
Yes, but they are like,
Like train sets? Like
no, it's hard to describe.
It's what Disney almost. I mean, that's his
Yes.
plan for Disney was Griffith Park, basically.
It's like go kart.
His plan for Disney was to just have a park?
Was to be Griffith was
because he was right there. He
Paul
was
will tell
Mitch,
you.
are you okay?
I'll
We
tell
are
you.
1 minute in, and Mitch is donezo. We might as well be.
I was trying to help out and back up Paul.
I appreciate that. Now you got.
But you had nothing.
I
You
got
had no
scared.
facts.
No,
I know that he wanted Disneyland to be in Griffith Park.
Yes, and so what he kind of created were these go-kart sized trains. What you have is a lot of people who are enthusiasts, hobbyists, but adult, a lot of older people just riding alone on a train with multiple cars. And it did, and they had to go around this like one little circle where he's built this train.
Yeah,
Kids
that's
are
why
doing it on
He's
the
loving
weekends.
this idea.
Yeah.
He likes
Have you
it.
been there?
I haven't, but I'll go.
I'm gonna tell you where
By
it is.
the time it
It's great.
happens, Weiger will be covered in tattoos. He'll be all tatted up, out there riding a choo-choo alone.
They should only all be tiger tattoos. I feel like because to keep the name Tiger Weiger,
Yeah,
you should only
big
get
time.
tiger tattoos.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's like Jesus on the cross, but it's a tiger, like stuff
Ooh,
like that.
like Danny Trejo's big tattoos, you know, like it's like a big tiger here.
I would like
That
you to
is-
do a gritty
Really?
Joker 2 version of Tony the Tiger. Like, they're great.
Yeah. There's also different kinds of. Ooh, it would also be cool if you had like tiger stripes, not just a
yeah.
tiger,
There you
but
go.
certain areas
That,
were just.
that is going into an insane man's territory.
Have you
Oh,
guys-
really?
Have you seen 3D tattoos? You can get those too.
Wait, really?
Oh, 3D tattoos are wild.
I
don't think I've seen that.
I've also seen that where they have glitter in them,
Oh,
or
wow,
they
I've not
appear
seen
to
that.
have glitter in them.
Wow.
Great.
3D tattoos will blow your mind because it's just the perspective, but it looks like a piece of your skin is missing.
Oh
or
wait,
like-
I've seen things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing we're gonna see in the future.
like on your.
Or like the ones where, I guess that's what he's talking about, where it's like you're a robot underneath.
The person who's looking at it has to be in a
You're Terminator.
You have to shave off all your pubic hair, and then you basically create a giant train tunnel. So it really does. Like you are creating this.
And
I've
because
only saw the front of it.
if you move a fraction of an inch, it appears to dissipate.
Might get rid of this.
Or like here, stand in that
Stand
tape,
right-
that taped circle.
Do you see your mark? Your mark is there. I'll be over here. You're gonna like what
By the
you
way,
see.
I know they're making an American Psycho sequel. That would be a great moment to make his people stand in circles, like for him to see it. But that would be a great way to kill somebody. Like,
That's what we're here to do. Pitch on the American Psycho reboot, right?
Get that SAG card ready.
Yeah, come on.
Wait, for the American Psycho
Come on.
reboot?
Yeah.
Come on, Bateman Jr. Come on, Patrick Bateman Jr.
all right, so you are not a metal.
No, I'm
Hey, I'll give you credit. Metal detector, anthrax, Primus. You can detect that sort of metal.
That's right. I wouldn't call
Oh,
Primus a
heavy-
metal band. In fact, I'd say metal detector's not going off for Primus.
Okay, all right, yeah. See,
like
there we
we
go.
go.
Brand
Yeah.
is-
It
he was
would
right.
definitely not go off.
And-
Get it together.
I'm sorry.
Those are your two biggest heavy metal bands? What on earth? Tool? Tool? No. I don't think of Tool. Do you think of Tool as a metal band?
I mean, kind
They're
of.
very
It's
proggy.
kind of
art
tricky
metal,
to be
prog
like,
metal.
because there's a lot of like weird metal too. Like Poison was like heavy metal, but they're not
Yeah,
heavy
hair
They're
metal.
like
metal.
hair metal, yeah.
Yeah, hair
glam
metal, it's
metal.
like-
What's just straight metal?
I mean,
Megadeth?
Metallica is the most down
Judas
the middle.
Priest.
Megadeth, yeah. Judas Priest, sure.
Okay.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Can I don't know if I've ever tried to do this before. Can I upgrade?
See, that's why he is.
That's what
he's,
we're doing.
He's
That's
a
what
metal
we're doing here
detector.
today, right?
We were deciding who
Drilling
was
down the metal.
We're here. It's Doughboys. Tournament of champions of champions.
That's right.
Todd
Yeah.
Cock, a.k.a.
Yeah.
Todd Cock.
We have a lot of tournament action to get to. Mitch has a drop to play. Before we
Talk.
do that,
Todd Cock.
before we get to
Talk,
talk cock,
What is it?
Talk cock.
Talk cock.
Kinship, get on
Tournament
it.
of
Kinship,
tournament.
make a top
Todd.
top.
Champion of champions. Cock.
Talk cock.
before we get to talk cock, I do
Oh.
bring
Talk cock.
How did that hurt someone?
First time I've heard talk cock.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't like that. You heard it? Who and what way was this said to you?
Expand.
A doctor diagnosed me with it.
Talk cock.
He's like, ooh, you got Todd Cock.
There's no
cock
better word for it than that.
American Psycho 2. Talk cock.
Todd Cock. You know Mitch. He taught cock for a while.
Oh man, I had a friend who hired a stripper for his bachelor
Stop
party,
trying to do the show.
and
Just
and
abandon the idea.
she was there was in Long Island, and she was trying to act very sexy, and she said, you know, I used to be a secretary, and I would type all day. Now I type cock. And everyone was like, wait, what? No one understood how that kind of, where that kind of worked. And it really upset the
I screwed this up.
Wait, what did she mean? She was, I think she was trying to be do sexy talk. Like, I used to type all day. Now I type cock. Like,
Wow. The balance of the room in these scenarios has to. It can't get too horny. It can't be. There's like a very perfect balance.
Delicate balance.
you can't say that you type cock.
Yeah.
No, it's just confusing. And they may be like, now I use my fingers for a different purpose.
100%.
Yeah, now I
Well, I
get where
punched
you're.
it up.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm going to call her up about it.
I want.
Hey, you know
Hey,
that
get me in
thing
that
you
room.
said 15
Yeah.
years ago? I've still been thinking about it.
I want to point this out before we get into the meat of the show. Our video producer, Casey Donahue, is also.
Wow. Catching
Get him
strays
out of
right
here.
out of the gate.
I want him out.
Look, our guests are allowed to speak their minds. Is also, of course, a very talented filmmaker, and you have a Kickstarter for your film, your upcoming indie horror film, My Love for You is Deep, but the Devil Loves Me Deeper. Please tell everyone about the Kickstarter and tell everyone about the film.
Yeah, thanks, Wags. I'm making my first feature film. As Wags said, it's called My Love for You is Deep, but the Devil Loves Me Deeper. It's going to be a real lo-fi kind of analog horror film. We're going to shoot it on tape.
What the hell, man?
Like,
did I land on that?
really something different that no studio is really going to make anytime soon.
Right.
Well, you're saying tape, you like VHS tape?
Mini DV tape.
Oh, wow. I love that.
Yeah, it's gonna look really cool. A lot of inspiration from like David Lynch and Dario Argento and David Cronenberg. This body horror.
I'd say Soderbergh too. If you're shooting on TV, that's a Soderbergh,
very
you know?
very Soderbergh. Yeah. But yeah,
What is this? Schizopolis?
Now I'll ask you this. You know, David Lynch famously after lunch would do like a meditation. Everyone had to do a meditation, or at least they took a break from meditation. Will you institute that same kind of break so you can be here?
Great question.
Great question.
This is where I do my meditation. Is during Doughboys.
All right, so you will like walk off set in the middle and be like, I have to be back for
zone out.
I think a lot of people, when doing or listening to Doughboys, are meditating, are using it as an opportunity to drift off.
Soderbergh, kind of the topic of today's conversation.
Why are
In
you
what
so
way?
quiet? Why are you whispering?
Because I didn't like what I was saying.
If you don't believe in it, you don't have to say it.
I don't even understand how that would play into
I think I
today's.
can follow. It's soda and a bird.
Yeah.
But the thing is, soda is not an element.
Wow, you have to sell that way harder if that's where you're going.
Don't do
Because you have
things.
a
No,
Have a
no.
soda.
I have a soda? Boo. This is bad It's hard because you guys
I
feel like
cannot
listen to you guys
fucking
all the
wait
time,
for
and you have
Jason to
such
be
a-
on
you have
Taskmaster.
such a boner for the fact that you've been doing this for 9 years, 10 years.
yeah.
You act like you're so old. Guess what, assholes? We've been doing this 15 years.
Wild. Truly wild.
You guys are good at it and have gotten better.
Yeah.
Not-
We've
not-
regressed.
Yeah, we've regressed.
Have you guys ever checked? Like, this is what I was saying to Jason the other day. I was like, I would have loved you guys to done your cholesterol on episode 1,
Yeah.
and then almost have a yearly check-in. It would have been a great. Maybe get your
Wouldn't that
doctor
be
record.
great if there was a once a year episode that featured the same doctor?
Yes. Okay.
That you
It's
guys
like
got your tests and
supersized
somebody
me.
came and walked you through the results.
Oh,
on
that would
air.
be amazing. Do that. Let's do
We
that.
should
Yeah.
do that.
And can you retroactively have done it for the last 10 years?
I can check my medical. I bet you. I'm
Well, that's what I'm
wondering
saying. You
if-
should.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
We should like. I think a doctor episode.
I feel like that'd be
fantastic
scary.
fun.
Because I think some sort of intervention is needed.
Alright, I think that's as high as I'm gonna go.
Check our TM.
Oh, well, we've all been waiting for that. But fans all know that's going to be a boring episode.
Yes.
Because there's gonna be
Okay,
zero.
don't die. Hey.
I don't know. Now that tiger's on Weiger, I think that tees up.
Might be going up.
The tiger one.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had
Viral.
very high T levels.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I exercise a good amount, so
Yeah.
maybe that could do it. But I don't know how any of this shit works.
I think
I feel like my
50
body is
low.
decaying. So
Oh no, our bodies are imploding.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys look great.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
You guys do too.
absolutely
Wow.
stunning.
Thank you.
Good looking crew.
Thrilled.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of beefcakes,
Watch that video
Casey,
footage.
you You're always looking great. You always look like $1 million.
Oh,
and
thanks.
tell people how they can contribute to your Kickstarter, how they can help your movie come to be.
You could go learn all about it at CaseyMakesMovies.com. Real easy link. Go
Love
there.
that.
It'll take you to the Kickstarter. You can check out all the rewards. There's a lot of cool stuff we're offering.
What's the best thing you're giving away?
Honestly, I think the best thing is going to be the live stream premiere of the movie. It'll be like,
fun.
like we're going to do like an in-studio thing. We're going to do a Q&A after. People are going to be able to see the movie before like we do any festivals or anything like that.
Cool.
I'll tell you this,
Yeah.
you haven't started shooting it yet. I know Michael Connolly, Bosch writer Michael Connolly, he is just doing a thing where he'll name a character after you, and you could
That's a
also,
great idea.
there it is.
Might add that to the
And
list.
for one price point, we'll name a character after you. For another price point, we will kill that character because it's a horror movie. Right? We will kill that character, and maybe for another price, in the
I know,
manner
I
that you
know.
dictate.
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot because
Wait, no, keep going. And for another price.
now it's really becoming a choose your own adventure. But if I'm like if I'm like Weiger, I would want to be able to donate enough money that I could put a picture of like Mitch up in a scene. So maybe it's in the background as someone's getting killed. You see that. That could be you could kind of put because it's expensive to clear all those pictures.
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
don't need to put a picture of Mitch in because Mitch is going to be in the movie.
Whoa.
So does
True.
Mitch's presence in the movie de facto mean that it will not get Mitch's thumbs up for horniness? The tag on all movies that are horny having Mitch's thumb up.
I'm happy you brought that up because I do want this to. I want
I
it
do
to become
too.
a thing.
I just think there should be a little bit of text underneath that says that's not his.
Congrats, Casey. We're excited for you. I hope this all
I do
goes
think that there could be
swimmingly, as it deserves to.
there could be a thing where I'm just putting this out there that Wags will make a cameo in the movie if it gets to a certain point, like even just as an extra. I'm just saying that could push it over the top without.
Okay, so that's the height.
I'm just
That's
saying.
$1 million.
I mean, I'm putting you on the spot very much so right now.
Well, putting him on the spot to be an extra doesn't seem like a hard ask.
He's never been more mad at me in his entire life.
Seem like you really are
so
putting him
mad.
out. It's
Like, don't give me work.
This is the same man who earlier today said he wishes that he could inglorious bastards our listeners.
Hey, hold on.
What does that mean? Trap them in a theater and light it on fire?
Yes.
Look, I was the one who started it.
start it?
I
Yeah, you
started it.
I was the one who.
I don't disagree.
I said that if we were talking because they were talking about my chime, and I was like, these people who are being
You gotta shut the phone off.
Look.
I swear to God,
Look.
I have it. I wrote a note in my notes app, and it's just things I wanted to remember about Doughboys. And I wrote down, if that chime goes off, I will lose it. And I'm calling it now. I was gonna wait for it.
It's an aggressive chime for somebody who works a lot. That's the thing. I feel like the people who have the most aggressive chimes are people who are like, oh, they're not in this world. They don't understand that could be annoying. Like my mom's chime, it sounds like an alarm is going on. I was like, ding, 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 ding. I was like, oh, you don't need that for a text message. You should know at this point.
And it's all because he's afraid his house is being broken into, which is not happening.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on now. I'm gonna say this. Hold on.
Do you need to take a minute?
No, I got this. We were making fun of these people who were making up
These
scenarios
people.
of my chime going off in movie theaters, things that have never happened. People
Right.
being like, it happens on set.
You respect the movie theater more than this show.
100%.
Oh, I got it. Oh,
And it's never gone off as much as it did, and it's also now the alarms are set to just be in one area. Because if the window does get smashed,
That's
I
your
only have a few
masturbation.
minutes for there's
What? You have a few minutes for what?
to
You're-
notify
let's
my
say-
neighbors to save Wally and Irma.
I see. Okay.
So they don't get out. If they get out, it's
Here's
game
the
over.
thing: you got to get one of those sponsors, whatever it is, so when someone breaks in, they go, "Hey, get out of here."
That's me though. That's what I'm gonna do because it will go
Oh,
off and
you
then I'll
can go-
say, hey, what are you doing?
Oh, see, now I hope your house does get broken into while we're on air, so we can have that whole thing up.
Oh no, God, no.
Can you imagine what a famous episode this would be if in the
Oh,
middle
yeah.
of it, the
I
episode
wish this
where
was
Mitch's
live
house gets
streaming.
broken into
Somebody
and he
break
just
into Mitch's house now, good.
Also, just seeing Mitch
do not invite.
Mitch, today you are terrified of doing your own podcast that you've been doing for 10 years.
Sure.
Terrified of the fans.
Having this energy, like I'm just imagining this energy with the burglar.
Oh, okay, with the burglar, I would tell him what's what.
Give us a sample of it.
Hey. Okay, wait a minute. What are you doing?
Hey, man.
Come on,
Not
man.
cool.
There's nothing in there that you'd want. I mean, I would tell him there's nothing in there that you really want. There's just 2 cats. I would say, stay there. I'll come and give you money, and you can leave. That's what I'll say to him.
I'll pay
you off to just
But
leave
that's
me
what's
alone.
going to start happening now. Is people are going to
No.
go to your house and they're going to say, "I will leave if Mitch comes and pays
Then
me."
fine, I'll
Wait,
pay you.
All right, you don't have one cool thing in your house?
Wally, Irma.
I mean, you have like dozens of stairs.
I do have a lot of stairs,
I
but you
mean-
can't take a stair.
I don't know.
Well, you could if you
A
wanted
house
to.
with that many stairs, there's got to be other
They are
pretty
floating
expensive.
stairs.
Ooh, whoa.
You have that neon Spotify logo that they sent us as a Christmas gift after they canceled our live show.
That's true.
That's
And I hung it up. But
You
it's
hung it up?
You hung it up.
Yeah.
So it's
Mitch
a
has
neon.
Spotify logo in his
To
house.
remind you that they canceled your show.
Doesn't it say now recording?
It
or
says now
something?
recording, and I'll say this: there's two things about it. One, my mom was like, "That's cool, you should put it up," and then that will be like the me recording. I was like, my mom is right. Why not? It seems nice.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And then also, we didn't get canceled. They canceled every single thing after we started doing stuff.
That's right. Yes.
They canceled the entire program once our show started. It
Well,
wasn't like
but
they,
it was because of your show.
I
Your
mean,
show
yeah,
began
maybe.
a cascade of
Right.
disastrous
Yeah.
results.
it was possible.
Because of the chime.
I went and got my.
It's chime time.
It's just
Chime time on Tot Cock.
These psychopaths are on there and they're like they're making up scenarios, and then I was like, we should do a live show, and then we should demolition the theater, and the world will be a better place. And everyone agreed. We were talking with the YKS guys, and everyone agreed. And then you said that like, as much as I'd like to, Inglorious Bastards are fans.
Yes.
I think that they'd like it.
Well,
That's what
here's
you
the
said.
thing.
That's why I worried they'd all die with a smile on their face.
Absolutely none of the conversation that you guys had with those guys should be. None of you should know about the fans. I have an update.
I agree.
The Reddit isn't good now.
I know.
The Reddit, I'm presuming, is bad still.
You don't have to look. You don't have to look. in.
I was talking to Anya about this before you guys came. When Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness came out, I was unable to reach Billy Corgan to tell him that this was a disappointment.
You're saying disappointing how
I'm trying to get all these levels the same.
And Siamese Dream, those are Smashing Pumpkins.
But maybe I don't. No, it'll look weird if I don't.
But I told everybody that
I feel like I'd rather have the
I was a real
bass.
loudmouth about it, but you know who didn't hear a goddamn word about it? The people that made the record.
That's fair.
We shouldn't hear the complaints about our shows.
That's fair. And we are making Melancholy. It's sadness here. I got my ashes last night. I went and got
Happy Ash
nice. How
Wednesday.
about that?
I went and got my ashes last night.
You and Mark Wahlberg always go together, right?
You go together.
And then you work out.
You cold plunge, you get those ashes because you want to make sure you don't. If you get ashes and then you cold plunge, it washes right off.
You talk about how if both of you been on the flight, 9/11 wouldn't have happened.
I think that is true with me. I'm not sure if it's
With
true
you.
with Wahlberg.
You think if you had been on
Let's
any of those
munch.
I sat down for church and they were speaking Spanish, and I was like, oh man, what do I do? Do I sit here and
But you like me, you've been to enough church. It's a kind of fun. It's like you can listen to it in a different language. You know where all the beats
yeah,
are.
and then they did eventually start speaking English,
Oh,
but
okay.
I was very nervous at first.
Interesting choice.
I think they were doing like a bilingual.
That's nice.
service. It was
Bilingual
nice. I
mass?
was in there. It was actually very comforting, and I felt
Now,
better.
so sorry. Were you there wearing an ice jacket?
You've been wearing those around just
You've
for
been
fun.
wearing that ice jacket
I see you
all
walking
over
around
town.
the Costco parking lot.
The ice jacket was a gift. Ice jacket. I didn't realize that I thought it was. It's as cool as Vanilla Ice's movie.
Oh, I thought it was a Bud Light ice one.
It's not that ice, but it was a bad move to wear it. But it was very nice. Wise. I was relaxed. We recorded. The Munch Madness has got me worked up a little bit.
Why?
Because it sucks. And we've done 3 days in a row of it. Should I not say that out loud?
It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Doesn't matter. Hit him with a drop, Emma.
Here it comes.
My mom will make me eggs. She'll say, Mikey, you want some eggies? As I wake up and I say, Yes, mother.
Oh,
It's a warm friend. In a
ah, shit again.
5 forks. Wow.
That'll wrap it up. We'll call it there. This episode of Doughboys. John Hodgman.
Motherfucker. I'm not meaning to do that.
Paul F. Tompkins.
Wow.
WoW really has taken over the show.
That was so hard to sit through with you guys here.
I loved it.
It's
Honestly, that's the funniest you've been all show.
I was having so much fun when you were giving this guy a hard time about metal detectors.
You don't like it when it gets over to your kind.
I don't like it when it's over here. Not at all. I can't get the. I don't see the email yet. It hasn't uploaded the email yet. I got an audition though.
Hey,
wow.
What do you got? Let's rehearse.
Is it for Casey's
You want me to
movie?
read it?
It is for Casey's movie. What the fuck?
I'm gonna audition for Casey's movie. I heard there's a part for me.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to put myself on tape. Wow.
I won't reveal. Can I look at it for a second? I won't reveal the name of it or anything, but I will read you the. I will
The
read
description?
There's just the. I'll just read you the role.
Yeah.
Okay. Role of a man,
A man.
late 20s.
Nope.
Okay. You're.
Mitch, they went another way.
You are loud and lovable, endlessly enthusiastic. Okay.
Okay.
You never lost the high school spirit,
Needlessly contrarian.
and he's the kind of friend who will drop everything to help you, but he also has a habit of being too excitable. Knows too much about Walt Disney's plans for Griffith Park, and his mom cooks them eggies, loyal, and
Can I? Oh wait. Can I see that?
Yeah.
Oh, and the sides are just no peeking.
and the role is for Talk.
I should be clear that my mom, when things dry up, my mom sends me some auditions every so often. Anyways, it's sent. Thank you.
You should have it, but I can read it if you don't.
Okay. I can read it. Here we go. And here we go. Here it is. Dear Doughboys, Emma, and the Drop King. This is my first ever drop. The show has been a source of nice vibes throughout this pandemic.
Wow.
Take care, Alex, Victoria, British Columbia.
Wow, you got
your way through
You
those,
got
huh?
a real backlog there. And just whoever wrote that, just know that Weiger would like to see you burn alive.
Drop King, maybe get some fresh drops in there.
I think this might be an issue with
2021.
I think
doing, DK?
I think the issue is there are a lot of drops in the Dropbox that have copyrighted music. Can't use
Have you
anymore,
had
so
anything
we're going back?
taken down? Have you had
We
anything?
have, yeah.
we have.
This is a big. We had a big.
Oh, okay.
This was
This
a
is
big argument.
news thing.
Not argument. I pitched something for the show, and then Wags was like, "We can't do that," and then we talked about it, and something did to get DCMA'd, right?
We had two things come down.
Oh yeah. That were drops or that were similar.
One of them was a drop. One of
was a
them's
drop.
back up because it was a weird other thing. But we have an episode that's currently down from a
No, it's
that
great
had a
that
copyright thing and we can't get it back up
I'm
yet.
glad that we're finally, really kind of tightening up the reins here podcasting.
Especially on Doughboys.
Everybody just basking in all this money and
Doughboys,
throwing in.
you guys have too much freedom.
Yeah, you play 20 seconds of a Madonna song.
No.
Hey, it's time for you to get off your fucking high horse.
They took down the episode where Weiger and I read The Godfather and we perform each part. They took that down, unfortunately.
Drops at birdfuck.com. Mitch, we got a couple of great friends of the show in the
Yes.
studio today. Very happy to have them because, to be perfectly honest, another good friend of the show, Evan Susser, has been freezing us out, hasn't been responding to our texts. What's going on?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
Very strange.
Yeah. I saw Susser the other day. I didn't want to say this.
Yeah.
I saw Susser the other day. I was outside of HeadGum for something else. He was talking to Wayne Brady.
Wow.
And he was saying specifically, I overheard a part of the conversation where he was saying to Wayne Brady, because I think Wayne Brady must have asked, he was saying, no, surprisingly, Mitch is a bad improviser. He wouldn't be good for your show.
Well, this is actually.
And I was blown away.
I actually, because I I was actually in that meeting, and they were talking to Wayne Brady about a show called Whose Meal Is It Anyway? And so it was like, the idea is that you would go around to different fast food restaurants and try their meals, and so like they're trying to get like they said they need new blood.
Yeah, they need new people. But and
I
I
can't
think
get on
Wayne,
whose meal is it
I think
anyway?
Wayne wanted you, and Sus killed it, and I think Doofson got on.
Doofson.
I don't know what's going on with the commissioner.
This is a big deal. This is Munch Madness.
It's Munch
I'm
Madness.
much less racist than Doofson.
I don't know if that's something you want to lead with.
mean, much less racist implies still quite racist.
Yeah. At a high.
I mean, Doofson's like really
Yeah,
next
that's a
level.
good point. Yeah, that's a
From
great
How Did This
point.
Get Made, Jason Menzik and Paul Scheer, both in studio together for the first time.
Yay!
Doughboys crossover's happening.
Very
What,
exciting.
I mean, this is what an event.
Yeah.
We're very happy to have you here.
Thrilled to be here.
I gotta
Thanks for
say,
having us.
and you know, I've eaten a few things on the show. This was one of my most favorite assignments of all time.
Wow.
I was realizing this, and we'll talk about it, but these are two food stuffs.
Oh, yeah, we took you to some really shitty spots. I'm just thinking of
We
one.
went to Bubble
Yeah,
Gum
yeah,
Shrimp
yeah.
Company. That was rough. Yeah, we've had some unpleasant meals, but these are two things. There's two chains I love, and these are two foods that I love: burgers and ice cream. Like
Yeah.
two of my top foods.
Oh yeah, I feel like this is your category. This is
The baby bitch category.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been renamed the baby bitch
Baby
category.
bitch region. I'm sad that Susser isn't here also to give you the lowdown because he's very good at it.
I don't need to hear from Susser, period.
Oh my god.
Listen, you might recall me calling years ago on one of the live streams trying to force a recall of Susser.
Wow.
Yeah, you were trying to.
I don't
depose-
understand who put him in as commissioner.
That's a great question.
He's been with us since the beginning, and he's a pretty core part of the show. But it feels like he's maybe drifting
it's
away.
time to make a change.
Last year, it felt like hey, he got
Okay, I think I got it.
and Koalik came in, and then Susser came back, and that I was like, maybe he's rejuvenated,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he's back in the spirit of things. But then it feels like he's falling.
I don't
off
think
again.
it's enough of a Kowalik's not enough of a threat. Susser's
No.
Susser's not going to be where you're going to keep Kowalik.
Look, it was the Bob Iger move of bringing in
Right,
Chapman.
yeah,
getting
right,
just to
right.
get
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
Of course, we were gonna make the ball. Yeah, yeah.
I'm curious about since we are talking burgers, I want to start there. So Sheer, what do you like on a burger? What is your favorite kind of burger?
I am a very plain burger person. I like to have just the cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onions,
Cool.
relish, or pickles. I'll
Okay.
go either way. But I don't like to load it up
Are
too
those
much.
facing the wrong way?
I'm not into the Western burger. There's a period of
What's a
time where-
Western burger?
I think where you put an egg on it.
Oh.
That's
That's why I don't know.
It depends, but I think of the Western burger as bacon, onion strings or onion rings,
Okay.
and barbecue sauce.
Okay, all right,
But,
so
yeah,
maybe
but
I-
sometimes an egg will go on.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's certain ones where I think I like.
Now for the
purity
dangerous
of
parts. Dun, dun, dun.
Just a backyard burger, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I will say, this is going to play into a larger part. I'm not going to get ahead of it. What I found in LA is I think Fat Burger kind of captures that very,
sure.
very kind of classic burger. I taste all the condiments. That's what I want to do too. I want to feel it all cold.
I'm a huge. We're both huge Fat Burger fans.
Love Fat
Yeah.
Burger.
Never had a fat burger.
All right, let me get comfortable.
Wow.
That's the next time.
I will say they are very egg.
Okay.
Egg is a big
All
right.
right.
I feel like
Yeah, Manzuka's deathly
And very often, a very
allergic
common
to
thing
eggs.
Fat burgers get an egg on top of it, which
Okay.
obviously is not a thing you can eat.
No.
But what do you do normally bun-wise for a burger?
So for me,
Yeah.
so today we're talking about In-N-Out,
Yeah.
and a lot of fast food burgers will have an egg-free bun
Oh, wow.
because it's to have an eggy bun makes it more expensive, makes it less it's not full of preservatives, it's not shelf stable, it's got it's for those places that are operating at such a margin. I'm pretty okay, so I can have an In-N-Out burger. But any of those places that become our burgers are brioche or fancy or have an egg wash and something, any about 10, 15 years ago, everybody's buns got cool. Everybody's buns got fancy.
Well, this is the
Everybody
thing.
had aioli and mayos and all this stuff.
So irritated with this thing because I feel like this happened with chicken and waffles. Everyone for a while was oh, chicken and waffles, and then all of a sudden you got all this artisan chicken and waffles. I'm
Yes.
just give me the thing that
Yeah.
I like. The
Yeah.
Roscoe's. Don't have, you don't have to,
Roscoe's is the best.
Yeah, you don't have to
Roscoe's
dress it up.
Roscoe's is the best version, but we see the Ouroboros of influence happen where it's like
Ouroboros.
fast food
Snake
one.
eating its own tail.
Yeah,
That's snake eating its own tail.
Yeah. The fast
Why?
food version inspired. Okay. The fast food version inspires like the gentrified, like the gastropub, like the upscale new American version, which then inspires now that then they have a version that's kind of elevated, and then a fast food chain tries to come up with their version of that.
Yes.
The cycle continues.
Like, does Umami Burger still exist, or have all of fast food absorbed its
I think
special
Umami
thing?
Umami
You know what I
Burger
mean?
definitely, I think, had a giant fall from grace. I will also argue, I didn't love Umami Burger. I thought it was
I couldn't
fine.
have it, but
Yeah, I thought it was fine. It's now been replaced here in Los Angeles at one of the locations with Boy Chick's Bagels, which, gotta talk about that place being awesome.
is it
Oh,
Wait,
it's
which
where's that?
location?
the one right on Hollywood Boulevard, right across.
right across from Covell? there?
Yep. Chick's
Umami
Bagels.
Burger has
Mrs.
repeated
Cobell?
quite a bit. I don't know how many locations it has left. There was a point where it was like pretty ubiquitous in the city, and now I was just looking at it real quick, and it looks like maybe right now the only one in the city is at the airport, which is not a good sign.
No.
But
Whoops.
one of the founders of Umami Burger, I saw on a YouTube video.
Can I tell? Okay.
A squatter being evicted.
I never really
Like,
looked
he-
at the
and he
top
was
to tell
feeling
the
on such,
inside
like,
from the
he'd
outside,
gotten into
but
such sort of circumstances, but it was like
I guess you
it was
can't
sort of-
tell.
sometimes you sympathize when somebody's like, oh, this person's like really struggling. This guy was like being an asshole to like a widow who was living by herself and was like living in her guest home rent free and like would not leave. So when someone was like throwing him out, I was like, this is crazy that this happened to this guy who at one point had what looked like $1 billion.
Well, here's what I'll say. I think Umami Burger's death was at the hands of Shake Shack.
Sure, I can see that.
Because Shake Shack really has
I thought you were
expanded.
gonna blame us for something.
But like Shake Shack, like that, I've never seen a burger chain take off in such a way. Like it's kind of fascinating to watch because the first one was opened by my house. It was a shack in this like little park by my house.
In New York
Oh,
City.
in New York
City.
Yeah, in Madison Square
in,
Park, right?
In Madison Square Park, and you had to wait like 45 minutes to get a burger. I remember the day we found out that Human Giant got picked up, we were online. at
man, I
Shake
haven't
Shack.
thought about that show in a long time.
And but when you look now, every place I go, there's a Shake Shack. Like Shake Shacks are everywhere.
Yeah, and they scaled well.
Yes.
You know, like that did it correctly, whereas Umami Burger, it felt like got super big and then just like
And I think
evaporate.
I think Umami Burger still is too fancy for America. I think it's like it's like Shake Shack is just burgers, and I feel like that's what they were able to do.
Yeah.
Shake Shack itself, though, is now kind of like taking a step back. They overexpanded. They
I think
closed
we have
five
those in
of their
Canada
Shake Shacks,
now, I'm pretty sure.
including the one right by our studio. And
But a
so,
part of that wasn't that also a part of that like we're not going to pay that extra like the tax for like a
yeah, but that's also a thing that happens with scaling up, is that they're trying to like cut costs, and so it's a. But you're right. I remember a time when Shake Shack was something special. I remember it was like, oh, it's only in New York. I need to go. I remember it being in New York and making a special trip to get Shake Shack and also visit the 9/11 memorial. That was one trip I did.
You do it before or after.
Or no, you get the burgers and you bring them down to.
And you throw your wrappers in that bottomless pit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did the memorial first. I walked through the memorial and I was like, then I was like, okay, time to get Shake.
Oh, man, I'm starving.
Wait, you went to Shake Shack and then you didn't go to the memorial and you were like, oh, I forgot.
Well, no, but I think this is like a good segue into In-N-Out because In-N-Out is, I think a lot of people call it like one of their favorite burger places, but it hasn't really expanded past California, right? I mean, or it's in Las Vegas, I guess, but it's like
this is a whole thing. Like they've tried some expansions. They've tried some quixotic expansions into Texas and Colorado that have had some success, but they've still largely stayed clustered in California. But they've tried to expand further into the southwest.
Is that because of ingredient sourcing?
Is that true about chickens?
Do they have, like, is it such that like because
I thought they did lay
sometimes
indoors.
there aren't In-N-Outs even at the very bare minimum in airport.
Yeah, no, part of it is
I knew about the bees.
Part of it is ingredient sourcing. The other thing, because they want everything to be,
One thing I'm wondering about, when I put a roof on this, is that going to count as this being indoors?
They don't franchise, so they have like pretty tight control over
Well,
it.
because I was gonna say there's something about it. There's such a simplicity to In-N-Out that it feels like it's a very easy concept to bring anywhere. But if it's family owned, I guess I don't know.
I think it's the Christian cups. They're like not that easy to produce the Christian cups that have little sayings on the bottom of them. So I think that's a big part.
Someone's
of
gonna write that down.
Now this is a question I did have about this. Are we blessed because we drank out of those cups?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, this is not as tall as I thought it was going to be. That's good.
Holy water?
Yeah.
I think yes.
Yeah.
or
Because-
holy shake. It depends on what you got.
And and that's why you should always have one In-N-Out cup in your car at all times, because it's like it's like putting like a little guardian angel on your dashboard. You know, you have one of those in your cup holder. It's like you're pretty protected.
And any booze you pour into it, it's blessed.
That's
and
great.
it won't smell on your breath.
That's
Cops
really
can't
good.
find you.
Definitely
so you
try
can
that
get
out. That's a
wasted and
tip.
drive.
That feels like that would be a thing that would be like in a horror thing of like a guy like has a cup and like throws in a fucking Dracula's face and Dracula's like, "Ah!"
One way to do it.
And they turn it over, it's in and out cup.
You think
But
that would
it's just
be in a
root beer?
movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. You established
Casey, is that in
earlier
your
that
Casey, put it in
Casey,
your movie,
put it in your movie.
where the Dracula gets root beer that's in a holy cup from In-N-Out thrown on him.
So you have to add. You have to add Dracula to the movie. We gotta say this.
Okay.
Part of why Casey said that's real good is because Casey is on a root beer group chat. You love
Oh,
root beer.
wow.
I listened to
Get
that
me,
episode.
get me on that chat.
I
I
listened to
need
that
that.
episode. I want in. During
Me
the
too.
pandemic, I signed up for a root beer of the month.
Wow.
And every month, a box of 30 different bottles of root beer would show up at my house,
Wow,
and
I
I
want that.
gained so much weight.
Okay, yeah, I was sort of wondering how. Okay, well, let me do one more round. I was wondering how these would
So I
interact.
just was hammering root beer.
Root beer is
So, for example,
That, and I once tried to, as a treat during the pandemic, because I was alone.
Yeah,
in my
I'll
house,
need one
I
more.
was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a box of Golden Grams. I'm gonna just get a box of cereal. I'm gonna treat myself to a sugar cereal. What arrived?
You just gave me. You reminded me of something.
Okay,
Go,
great.
go,
I'll
go.
get to it in a minute.
Okay.
What is going on with you?
I'm excited. I'll
Hang
tell
on.
you. Sorry.
We're gonna
sorry.
stop down so Mitch can get
Wait,
this out.
Golden
Mitch
Grams-
is so excited
about Golden Grams. I want to
My
know,
Golden
because I want to
Grams
talk
story's
about
not
it
that
too.
good. Yours appears to be incredible.
I have a pitch.
Oh, I love this.
Golden Oreos cookies and cream ice cream.
Get it?
great.
Yes. Put it in my mouth right now.
I'd love that.
I
Yeah?
told you it's a good idea, right?
Oh, fuck. I just remember I have a McFlurry upstairs.
One of those places,
damn.
that place that smashes it all up
Cold
together.
Stone?
Cold Stone. You can put some. I bet you put Golden Grams in vanilla ice cream.
I think it's a
Great.
Cadbury egg one, too.
Golden Oreo.
Special, I guess, is that Easter?
Blonde
Favorite.
Those are
Oreos.
really good.
Oh.
Yeah,
Those are great, especially the thin ones.
Oh, the Oreo,
yeah.
those things
Yeah.
are great. I think they're strictly better than the default Oreos.
Agreed.
I
And that's
100% agree.
one of the only
But where
cases
does it
where I
fall
like
in
to
the
write
Post
them.
Malone Oreos?
What is that?
I like the
Oh, Post
Post
Malone Oreos?
Wait,
What
you
is
had those?
Oh, I've had them.
I didn't have them
Oh
yet.
yeah, I've had them.
I like that we split pouches correctly without knowing.
The Post
Don't
Malone.
insult him like that.
I take it as an honor.
We both had the Jelly Roll Chips Ahoy.
Yes.
Have you guys had the Angel
I love
Reese?
learning who a celebrity is from their like tie-in food and stuff, which has happened to me multiple times. I learned who Sabrina Carpenter was because she had a sweet cream bowl.
Oh,
I was like, all right.
funny.
Jay Ferguson texted me the other day. He said, "Would you be insulted if I pitched you as Jelly Roll?" And I was like, "No, that's fine. I don't care. That's
Yeah.
nice."
Are they looking to replace Jelly Roll?
Yeah, I think they need a new Jelly Roll.
Well, you do have a beautiful voice. I was in Target the other day and I saw like they have Reese's pieces like cereal. I forget what it's called, right?
Reese's Pieces?
But the cover person now is Angel Reese.
Yes.
And I was like, this was a marketing media like someone's like Angel Reese. And they're like, yeah. And like all of a sudden, like she's the face of Reese's. It's a great. It's
Makes
a great,
lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Also has a McDonald's meal.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, she's everywhere.
wow.
And she's out there advocating for WNBA players to get the same salaries as NBA players. A great moment to kind of get on that high horse.
Yeah,
now.
great.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ordered a box of Golden Grams.
Yes.
And what
Sorry.
arrived was a box of 12 boxes of Golden Grams.
Oh wow.
And this was a disaster for me. Because boy, did I eat all those Golden Grams.
That's a lot of Golden
I
Grams.
destroyed. Oh, what a great cereal. It was great, but also so dangerous because they were just always there.
We had a sponsor for How Did This Get Made at one point for a Life cereal, and they sent us a box of like 14, 12. It was a lot of boxes. It was 3 different types. It was 3 different boxes. So many boxes of Life. I didn't know how to get rid of them. And I started autographing them and giving them out to kids in our neighborhood.
Autographing them. I mean, I think I'll polish your autograph.
My next door neighbor
Box of
I know.
whatever.
I was like, hey,
Sure.
have a great life. And it passed around. And it was a great bit to be walking around with autographed Life boxes. It's nothing to
Hey,
do with.
Mikey likes it. That's
Yeah.
that's the original Life.
Yeah, of course.
That's the Life.
He
boy.
likes it. Hey, Mikey.
I looked like that boy as a boy. I'm sure you did too. Yeah,
Yeah, I was a little toe-headed kid.
I was. Yeah.
I kind of did
About
too.
that, like of those cereals of that form factor with that kind of like cinnamony seasoning. I was always a cinnamon toast crunch. I love the cinnamon toast crunch, and then at a certain point they had
I feel
cinnamon
like
toast French,
both of
French
those,
toast crunch.
like a little goes a long way. Like if I had 12 boxes of them, I'd be fucked. Because I'm good after one bowl
Tablespoon of cinnamon in my mouth.
for,
And then you
you
follow
know,
that up with the crack of the saltine
10 months.
whatever that one was.
To me, my parents would let me get sugar cereals, but I could get the variety pack. And the variety pack had like a bunch of mini boxes, and corn pops was in there. Corn pops to me was one of my
I haven't done a
favorites.
corn
At the
pop in a
time,
while.
Sugar pops. They were called sugar pops.
Oh, yeah.
Diggum was the
Diggum, yeah.
frog was the
Oh,
mascot.
The frog, yes, wow.
But I tried them recently and I was let down. I was let down by
We look
corn
up
pops.
Diggum.
I think Diggum was maybe
Oh,
Honey
Smacks.
Smacks.
Honey
I think
Smacks.
that's. I think
Yeah.
you're right. I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Yeah, because he was like a cool.
I feel putting a roof on this is gonna be not fun.
Cereal's a bad dude.
Here we are, just making cereal great.
Oh, there you go. That's Diggum. That's Diggum right there.
Let's dig them.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Diggum, yeah.
And you were
That
saying the other
frog
night,
was hell.
Mike, you were talking
Amelia
about,
was just holding up a picture of Joe Biden.
Yep, that's Diggum. That's Diggum.
and I remember Mike was texting me the other day during the State of the Union. Like he was the worst president we've ever had. And I was like, yeah, you don't have to get that hard. And you come on saying like, yeah, finally somebody's calling truth to power.
It's the koalic susser thing.
Let's talk ice cream a little bit. And first off, sweet treats generally. I don't have the biggest sweet tooth, but when it comes to
I
desserts,
do.
ice cream is my absolute favorite. That's like
Boom.
number
Me
one for me.
too.
Do
I
you
agree.
agree?
Hard agree.
So
Hard
what is your,
Mm.
as someone who has to worry about
feel like
names,
I'd rather have a
what are
chocolate
your
bar than
go-tos
a
for
So
ice
for
cream.
me,
desserts?
yeah. So for me, ice cream was always available in a cheap form factor that I could have.
Okay.
So you know the
Oh.
what did you just say? The Stone Cold Creamery or the Haagen-Dazs or all those good ice cream shops couldn't have them because they all have a custard base, which is an egg.
Right.
So
Brigham's too?
What's that?
Brigham's?
Brigham's I could have.
Yes.
Not only could I have it, but Brigham's for many years had my favorite flavor of ice cream, which was the what's it called? Nestle Crisp. What was
okay.
that chocolate bar?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Coffee
It was
Crisp?
that flavor of ice cream. It was like
man.
a.
Or is
it was
that
like
different?
A chocolatey.
Yeah, it
base
probably is, 'cause
with,
I know
like, those,
Coffee Crisp
crack-
is
like
like
a Snap
good.
Crisp, yeah, Rice Krispies in it. It was delicious.
Do you guys remember and just coasters too?
Missed one. I mean, yeah, I'm bound to miss.
Friendlies
I'll
was
fix
a-
them
a-
after.
like a fribble.
Yeah. Could you do that?
I could do friendlies. Yes,
Okay.
I could have
Well,
friendlies.
that's pretty good. You're like,
Oh yeah, because those places were cheaper. You know, so I could have Friendly's ice cream. I could have, and then I could have like supermarket ice cream. Or do you remember like a Hoodsy?
Oh, of
So
course
like
I
if I went to a,
Hoodsy.
we just had a big reaction. If I went to someone's birthday party and I was sure to another kid sure to not be able to have anything there, my mom would send me with either a box of Munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts or a thing of Hoodsy. And so when everybody was having a treat, the parent would give me what I had brought.
It's like an
Hoodzies
individual
are big.
cup.
It's gonna be rough
It's
as a
little
kid.
wooden handle.
Okay, okay.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
chocolate and vanilla. Or
I was never
all-
allergic to
like a little
anything.
spaceship or something.
We had those
Hoodzies are
here.
big in Boston,
Not
and
exactly.
unfortunately
this
also
was cheaper.
All right.
That might, but maybe something like that.
Hoodsy also sounds like what an old Irish man would call like a young person they don't trust on
Yeah.
the
It was
train.
because, it was because the company was Hood Dairy.
Yes.
Got it.
And so it was a Hoodsy.
We were just talking the other day the watermelon.
How do I get this on here?
Do you remember that?
That's
Oh, yeah.
the best.
It
Yeah.
looked like half of
Maybe.
a watermelon sitting
mean-
on the table with seeds.
To me, one of the biggest memories I have is like being able to eat an entire Reese's peanut butter cup sundae
Oh,
from
yeah.
Friendly's. Oh,
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a big
so
one.
good.
And it had Reese's Pieces in
Yeah,
it.
it was
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
We went once. He went
damn
to
it, I gotta
Portillo's
wait for
and
that
Friendly's,
and
I
that.
think that both experiences were just okay.
Well, we went to Western Massachusetts, so
Yeah.
we went to a more rural location.
Already a huge mistake.
That
Yeah.
friend-
The fact that we were in Western
Yeah.
Massachusetts already was bad.
Get rid of it. Get rid of Western Mass.
I agree.
that
I guess I could use my time wisely here.
That
All those
Friendly's
fucking traitors already act that way, anyways.
also felt like it was like going to close. Like it
Oh,
was
great,
like
I'm
those
getting
Friendly's
dark,
that
too.
were its last
I feel like
legs.
Friendly's is. I think the decline of Friendly's is real, and I think that any Friendly's you're gonna go to, you're not gonna get when we were in the height of Friendly's times. I mean, Friendly's.
They were also gigantic.
Yeah,
those restaurants were huge.
Footprint. Yeah, that was
I shared,
like
I
a
shared
Tuesday
it.
Fridays.
That's how I feel about Bertucci's as well.
Yeah.
You know,
I shared a friendly story on my Instagram the other day. It was the Sunday man.
The
Wait,
like
what?
mint chip sundae with the monster sundae. It was like green ice cream and he had eyes and then a cone.
Oh, I don't
for a
know.
head.
You
This might be
don't
when
know the
I'm-
Conehead Sunday from
show it to me.
Whoa,
Maybe
I
I'll
wanna see
remember
it.
it, but I don't offhand remember it. Funny. Yeah, no, I feel like all those restaurants, because you guys have talked about like the staggering decline of Bertucci's into
Yes.
like now just a series of ghost kitchens for other things, but none of those, or the death of the Pizza Hut.
The dine-in
The
experience.
dine-in,
Yeah.
yes.
That's
I don't know
that's
that.
Oh, I remember that guy.
I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
I remember
Mitch
that.
is showing for audio listeners, like it's.
I
it's
did
like a Sunday
Island
pan
Life
and
last
then a
time,
little
but want
bit
to
of
switch
Sunday
it,
pan.
yeah.
The Sunday with the.
I did
cone.
Boughton
Like, yeah.
last
Picture
time.
the Coneheads from the
So wanted to
SNL,
switch things up.
but in the
Wait,
Sunday
they
form.
started off before the movie on SNL.
That's a I don't that's a great that's a great question.
I saw the
Well, I see, I
movie
only know the
first.
movie, yeah.
I think it's a movie. I do think
Okay, I'm sorry. You know what? It was
The Coneheads movie?
Yeah, that's,
Oh, yeah,
that's a
for
movie,
sure.
yeah. I don't think
No,
it's
no, but I
SNL.
think it's from, it is from some
Maybe that show Fridays.
Fridays, definitely, yeah.
It might be from
What are you doing here?
They
Go for a minute.
maybe made the movie.
It's a Friendly's IP.
It's a
Friendly's
Friendly's
was
IP.
the place. I wonder if this was the case for you guys too. Friendly's, where I grew up, was where you went like at night to go someplace
it.
to just hang out.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Sure,
like
yeah.
that was like post prom. Like it was like we went there and then we went elsewhere. But it was like it was a diner. It's basically Friendly's is a diner that
Yes.
catered to ice cream. I mean,
Yes.
that was basically it.
And it feels like if
Bickford's
you're a
was big for
teenager,
us,
you
too.
can't go to a bar. That feels like
Exactly.
the spot. Yeah. What were you saying? Bickford's?
Bickford's was.
My mom
yeah.
worked at a Bickford's.
Oh yeah, Bickford's is like a diner. Is
Yeah.
a classic kind of.
I
diner.
kind of want to find the person who knows what Swenson's is because there's a Swenson's by my house. And the only reason why I know it existed for sure is because in Goonies, when they lock Chunk in the fridge or the freezer, he's in there with a bunch of Swenson's ice cream. And Swenson's was like an old. It was. I would imagine it was the competition to Friendly's because it was definitely like an ice cream parlor.
Yeah.
Is that a different Swenson's than the one we reviewed in the Midwest?
Yes, that is a difference. Because
Okay.
Swenson's in the Midwest is like a burger shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
I
had, like,
believe so.
milkshakes and stuff. So I was
Check
sure
it out.
was
'Cause
part of
somebody,
the
'cause,
same.
yeah, if there's a like, I would love to see. Maybe it got merged.
Chunk, who was so skinny compared to he's this
Chunk from Goonies.
Yeah, he wasn't big at all. But in hindsight,
I like.
mean, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't also say that he is. I wouldn't say he's a beast, but he's not small. Like when you make it out, like, oh yeah, we really had a weird perception.
Chunk was
you wanna-
tiny.
I'm so sorry. Are you on a? He was a child. He was a child. He was like
Fat kid.
small. He was
lovely.
small.
He was small. He was
Big belly.
small.
He
I
did that
agree with
shuffle
that.
shuffle. His belly was
So you
jiggling
want
around.
some sort of justice?
I want
Chunk?
justice
Just for Chunk.
Here's what I will say, because we've all gotten like America just general, and the world has gotten fat. So like if you go back and like for me, Full Metal Jacket is the point of reference. I watched that last year, and I was
I
like,
can't believe how much worse than like doing the exercises I would be than Private Pile.
Vincent D'Onofrio in that movie is like that guy's the
he's a
fat
fat
guy, and everyone else is just like rail thin. And Vincent D'Onofrio has like
He
five
is
bucks, and
fucking
he's, like,
scary in that movie, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great movie. That's one of my, I don't know, top 10 maybe.
You just look at footage, even from the '80s. Everybody looks different.
Yeah.
You know, we are just eating
this is
and
why I'm
behaving
excited we got RFK in
insane.
there.
What?
I think I might do this just so I remember to.
That's why. That's why. Thank God he's in there. He sounds as healthy as he's gonna make America.
Now, Weiger, I'll tell you, for my ice cream pleasure,
Yes.
what I'm enjoying right now, like I have two things that I love. I love ice cream, but I also really love a cookie, like a good.
Yeah, I love a cookie.
And
Kate.
Oh, we have a good cookie. It's like it's too big. But I'm not gonna get into cookies right now. But I'll say this: I found my ice cream that I love. It's my favorite ice cream. It's McConnell's ice cream. It started here in Santa Barbara.
McConnell's great.
And it has expanded a little bit. I think that you can get it more now, definitely on the West Coast. But I find that to be one of my favorite.
It's
ice
in
creams.
supermarkets now.
Yeah,
I can't have it, but I've seen them. They have pints in supermarkets.
And I've gotten you into, or maybe I haven't sent it to you yet, but the soft serve that you can now buy in supermarkets. It comes in like a pouch, like a kid's, like you know, like one of those applesauce
like
packets.
a Go-Gurt?
Yes,
Like
and
a-
it's soft serve. It's amazing.
It'll be an interesting wife to like live in a hotel on a server.
I can't eat it when I'm around her because she's not like sucking on a pouch. But It's
I like the babification of the ice cream.
On this channel, were you to search for Bates Motel? I actually made a Bates Motel.
These have gotten too complex.
That's what I agree.
Boy.
Simple cookies.
Simple cookies, sure, but hey, you want a brookie?
Simple, yeah. Exactly.
Do I want a brookie? I came here for a cookie.
I don't even know what a brookie is.
Brownie cookie?
Brownie and a cookie.
Yeah,
I get it.
just
Of course,
too much
too much
people.
going on. Unga Pachka, I might say. I was gonna say that as far as cookie perfection right now, especially in the chain sector.
I hear about that.
Go to Costco, double
his finger
chunk
out.
chocolate cookie.
Oh,
The
what am
double
I?
chocolate cookie is
I'm right here
fire.
with
It's so good.
with
The Costco guys.
The Costco, yeah, that's like,
Woo!
woo.
The double chunk chocolate cookie.
Oh boy.
It's so good, especially if you get it hot. I was at Costco. I told the story in the podcast before, but I was at Costco and I go up there and
I
I
think
order.
the Co in Costco stands for cookie.
It very well might. It might as well have at this
Cost
point.
cookie? You think it's
It might be
short
Cost
for
cookie.
cost cookie?
I think it's short for Costco cookie.
So
The cost is short
Hold on,
for
everyone. Let me
Costco.
take my clothes off.
Like, they have a little kiosk you order at now. I ordered my double chunk at the receipt. I go up
Oh
there,
my god.
and the woman there who's very nice is like, it'll be like 2 minutes. They're in the oven right now.
Perfect.
I'm in heaven.
Whoa.
I'm in
best 2
heaven.
minutes you possibly have.
So great. Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Also, I don't know if you've done a show about this, but Costco food, not the one that you're buying, but like the hot food, the pizza, it's good.
It's good stuff.
This guy he
I love
loves
Costco.
Costco.
You know what? From what I've seen of it, it often does look good. There's like some brown. I don't even know what it is. It's like a chicken burrito kind of looking thing.
If I'm ever down in Boca Raton,
Those looks really good.
we can go down there. I'm happy to join you guys.
You
in
know
Boca.
who I would
You gonna do
love?
Boomer Dude?
Should ask the missus because she goes to Costco
They
now.
were here last night at the Lakers game.
Somewhat.
I saw
I
it.
just picture
Once
Big
every
Justice
month or
here
two.
hanging out in Big Justice's room. He's like, is this guy gonna get the fuck out of my fucking house? That's free.
Maybe they don't have it in Canada though.
What are you talking about? Hang out with Big
You're gonna
West.
go to his house in Boca Raton. That's what I'm saying
No,
in
we're
my
not gonna
head.
stay in their
Oh,
house.
I didn't know.
No nasink.
We're doing an exchange. We're doing an
Big
exchange.
Justice is coming out here.
Big
Yeah.
Justice comes here.
Yes.
We're
Big
sending them
Justice.
flags.
God, I would love it.
man.
AJ would
Oh,
fucking
man.
whip you into shape.
I did not know what the Costco guys were, and until you guys were doing a bit about it on the show, such that I had to look up what you were talking about. I don't know what this is.
Whoa. Wait, have you guys?
Yeah, I forget. I wonder if that was my end as well.
I remember this Midwestern Food Podcast.
Because I'm not. I do not. Or no, I have never been on TikTok.
Our enemy.
Is it a
So it wouldn't be that.
Turf war?
Yeah, the little shits that talk about food.
Those are the Maryland
Indie
foodies.
foodies.
Oh, sorry, that's
Yeah.
what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah, Maryland foodies.
Oh yeah, Maryland foodies. Yeah.
You hate
I
I
think
think it's
the
great. I
name
love what
might.
they're doing. I think the next generation is in good hands.
No. Get off our turf, you little
Whoa.
fucks.
So it's basically four. It's like four, like 6th or 7th graders, and they just go like, "What do you like at school?" Like, I like the pizza sticks. Oh yeah, 'cause I kind of like a mozzarella stick, but yeah, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard of these or seen these kids.
Show's over.
What did you get? What did you get?
It's a wrap on the show. How dare you?
Hold on.
What did you get?
There's a guy in my fucking yard.
Is he delivering a package?
It's setting it off because a guy is in your yard. Yell at him. Yell at him.
Do it. Talk to. Although now you're gonna invite him.
Hold on. I'll yell at him.
Okay, great. Mitch is gonna Mitch is typing away. At
I was wondering what they're freaking out about.
Yell at a possible prowler on his property.
Hey.
Hey, it sounds like you're friends. Hey, Jeff.
Hold on.
Hold on. This is good
Hey.
podcasting.
Get out of here.
Then you put it away.
And you dropped your phone and said it's too scary.
Oh god, I thought he was responding. Get out of here. Oh shit.
Replay? You can instant replay your own.
Or was that just the delay?
What is he doing in my fucking backyard? Why is this happening? Some fucking weirdo.
Do you want to call the
It's
neighbor?
too dark out. I can't see what I'm doing.
Well, keep your eyes on him.
He has left.
All right, but it worked. You scared him away.
Was it a delivery person or no?
No.
The Maryland
I hope
food
when
kids.
we all look at it, it's going to be a little kid getting a ball that accidentally got knocked in there.
Alright, get out of here.
Wow.
But like, is it? I don't know his yard situation. Like, if he's just in his front yard, like, who cares?
Or any
I guess if someone's in your backyard and it's like you got to go through like gates and stuff, that is kind of weird.
Weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I don't love it.
I'm glad glad that you actually
Is
yelled
that
at him.
is that a fenced-in area? Where did he get to?
Yes. And a do not enter sign on the front.
Okay, yeah, that's fenced in area. Do not enter sign. Whoa, fuck.
We gotta cut all those bits. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. I would pay $1,000 to watch those kids just kick the shit out of Mitch.
They put me down. They're like, he's got no pubes. Fuck. Kicking the
But
shit
his
out of
dick
me.
is gigantic. Oh, it's a 3D
Fuck.
dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just happened to be at the right angle. Wait, you know who I do think you should have on the show if you haven't?
So how come I
already,
can put
right,
that down,
is
but I
the
can't put
guy
that
who,
down?
Is on YouTube. He's the president of the Fast Food Secrets Club. Jordan the Stallion is his name, I think, is his channel, and he has all this information about the secret information about fast food recipes, fast food codes,
Well, by
fast
the
food.
way-
Also,
I should look into
You
that.
talk about like what you did during the pandemic. I was doing that for Disney, where they would have all these like special drinks that they make. And during the pandemic, I was making these special drinks, which were so full of like you'd have to get like 15 ingredients. And they're like, oh god, but it was like all of them were so heavy. They were delicious, to make, but it was great. Like,
This guy he's very funny. He's got a great channel, and he will be like, he'll try any
Okay, you know
thing that comes out. There was like something.
Hold on.
One of the pizza
Bear
places
with
had
me.
Pizzas that look like skulls. So he went and got it, and then he'll be like, it's good, it's bad,
I'm
whatever.
gonna see if the
Or
name.
Sometimes he'll be like, I tried
Jordan
to
the
in bulk because I love
Stallion
this thing. And
food.
they said no. So here's the recipe.
Oops.
And then he'll just tell you the recipe from McDonald's this or Wendy's that, and then he'll make it and be like,
Oh, that guy. I don't know his name was Jordan. That's my name too. Don't tell anyone.
Doughboys and the Shirley Temple.
Okay, so
I
videos.
gotta now. By the way, that's gonna be
Jordan
recorded.
Howlett.
Hey, I have to watch this Shirley Temple.
You do not have to watch this. We don't have to. Look, the babification of the world and Stranger Things. there's all these little
videos.
kids. I don't need the kids.
Well, the little kids are
5
playing
months
because
ago.
they're big kids now. Millie
Okay,
Bobby
so he's
Brown
not
is
really.
very
He does shorts mostly, so I'm not gonna subscribe for shorts. No offense.
She gets that.
Married.
Yeah,
I don't do shorts. I don't watch shorts.
Yeah.
That's a real.
11 is 22.
11 is 22.
11 is
She's
22.
double.
Wow.
She's double her name.
I don't know if that's exactly right, but I think
I like longs.
That does feel right.
It's double her name.
Wait, this is well. There's so much going on here that I want to stop and talk about. But all right, well, I'll let you guys.
Let's
Is your
get
house
in.
broken into?
Yeah, what's going on?
I see that we're at minute 58, and we really have not started the podcast.
Yeah, we gotta get
That's why I love
I
this.
will say what I said to you on text.
And you know, let me just say, because I feel like I have to say it every time. If you're watching Doughboys for the reviews of food, you're doing it wrong. That's not what the show is for. Yes, that's the framework, but it's a group of funny people
Yes. And I was, I think, beaten out of
talking about bullshit for the purposes of having a framework, because that makes it easier to bullshit.
Oh yeah, she really went long.
Over 4 hours.
Yeah. That was like for discussing a totemic film, right?
Oh,
Is that-
completely. Yes, absolutely. It's David Lynch. It's
Mulholland
Mulholland Drive.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I
that's
thought
what
it was Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've seen that, but I don't remember.
Detective Freddy Got Fingered.
I didn't see that popped up on like Movie or something.
It
Like,
popped up
there's,
on
like,
Criterion.
Criterion, that's what
Oh,
it was.
fun,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's been like like an artisan
Well, he's
reclamation
got
of it.
a
What?
documentary out now.
Oh, Tom Green. I actually want to watch that.
The Snow White cottages are not far from here. We're in Mulholland Drive. Where the Imagineers used to live and cheat on their wives. That's what I've been told.
Oh,
It's the
wow.
story. It's that they used
So
to-
they wanted to build the park there so they can kind of have like a side hustle, like if they kind of go to the park during the day, fuck their side pieces, and then go home.
And all the
Maybe, yeah.
That one
are based on.
tile annoys me so much. We'll fix it. We'll fix it.
Men, right?
It's just weird to think about, just like a guy, like, he's drawing a Maleficent, he's like spending all the time like crafting the animation cell for that, and he's like quitting time, gonna go rail my guma.
That's what that Gale
That's what he sounds like?
was a Walt Disney studio at one point.
Yeah, that's weird to think about too. Tam O'Shanter, a lovely spot. Y'all fans of Tam O'Shanter?
Love Tam O'Shanter.
Tam O'Shanter's great.
Yeah, it's where Walt Disney and the animators used to die. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Think about your favorite leaders, mentors, and
Well,
idols.
we're
They don't
getting
have all
there.
the answers, but they do know when to ask
think what I'm
questions or
gonna
seek support
do-
from their community.
In a society that glorifies hyper-independence, it's easy to forget
is
that
rather than
we're
do
better when we
all
have the
the
system behind us, Wags.
Therapy can be a source
roof
of
at
support for any
once,
area
which
of
would
your
involve
life.
going
It's time to
down
shift
and
focus
putting,
from doing it
you
all
know,
to knowing that we're better when we ask
things
for help.
up.
Mitch, you and I have both benefited from therapy.
That's right. We have
Basically, what's going to happen is
Mind
that
games.
spot there where you
That's what I
can,
like
there's
to
the
do.
ramp. It's going to
Getting some reps
sort of
for
come
you.
in
Yeah.
and come down, and then I'm guessing maybe come out in that
Get
corner.
a few sets of deadlifts for the soul.
Just like a ramp where you can sort of drive around.
Skills and how to set boundaries and
In
empowers
here.
you to be the best version
Drive,
of
you,
yourself.
you come in and you sort of drive around and end up
BetterHelp is
out.
fully online, making therapy affordable
And that's going
convenient,
to
serving over 5
involve
million
a
people
fair
worldwide.
amount
Access a
of
diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties.
posts
Easily switch
and
therapists
stuff,
anytime at no extra cost.
and foundations and
Build your
things like
support
that.
system with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/doughboys today to get 10% off your
because that way I'll know better where the ones I actually need will have to go.
Brain. Sauna.
I am going to do one level.
Wags, I want to tell you about something, and I think you know what it is. My Helix mattress.
Wow.
That's right, Wags. Today's episode is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Now, we partnered with Helix Sleep a few years back, right?
That's right.
And that's when I got my big old bed.
And, you know, I'm curious, Mitch, because you have some sleep issues, as do I. You know, so a lot of people have things like snoring, back pain, sleep apnea, sleeping through the night, sleeping too hot.
All of the above for me,
Wow.
basically. I have
Yeah,
sleep
too hot
apnea.
is one of my issues.
Look, but more than anything, I want a comfy bed to sleep the night through, and that's what I got. with my
Power was
Helix
out for
mattress.
How is
maybe
your
a half hour
health
yesterday too.
your everyday life?
So I couldn't have a
Wags,
fan
You've
on.
seen it here on the podcast. I'm funnier than I've ever been. I'm quicker witted than I've ever been. And also, I am for real. That stuff is true. But the thing that is true is that I feel more alert during the days.
Yeah.
I feel more well rested.
I don't want to jinx it, but I
Like
actually have been
used to
sleeping
because
pretty
I
good
get a good
lately.
night's sleep with that bed.
And how was your Helix
Which is
bed
unusual.
upgrade from your old one?
Well, my old bed.
You know what? I think
would
part
keep
of
me
it
up
is
at
I had
night.
such a
It
bad
was-
run
it
of
was
bad
thick as a
sleeps
board.
that even
stiff
a
as a
okay
board.
sleep is.
I
I missed one over there
I did
too.
not
Okay,
get
okay,
sleep on that
we'll
bad
fix
boy.
that.
This feels like I'm sleeping on a cloud. I got the Helix Moonlight Lux. That's
Okay.
the mattress that I got when I took the Helix Sleep Quiz, which you can go to when you go to the Helix website, you can take the Helix Sleep Quiz. They'll match you up with the best mattress for you, and they'll send it right to your door.
Get 20% off site-wide, plus
I'll go in as far
free
as I
dream
can.
pillows with
That's
any
what I'll do.
mattress purchase. Plus, get a free bedding bundle, 2 dream pillows.
Like, I don't think I
seat
can go here,
set,
can I?
And mattress protector with any Lux or Elite mattress order. Go to
We'll see.
helixsleep.com/doughboys. That's helixsleep.com/doughboys. All right, let's get into Much Madness 10, the Tournament of Champions of Champions. Todcock. MMX.
Yeah.
The rules, as decreed by Commissioner Susser, who seems to be completely checked out at this point. Rule number 1, there are no rules. That's right, just like Outback Steakhouse this year, it's no rules, just
Will
right.
Susser show up over the course of this tournament? This is just the first, you know, it's a bracketed tournament.
Every past Tournament of Champions is represented in Munch Madness 10. Rule number 4, you gotta dance with the one who brought you. Your ticket in is your meal ticket. If a restaurant has multiple categories of food on its menu, only the category it qualified in is eligible. As way of example, the winner of the pizza tournament, Domino's, can only enter with pizza, not wings or pasta, etc. For today's chains, of course, that means that In-N-Out Burger only gets in for burgers, which is what we're discussing.
Not fries.
And not fries. And Handles, we're only discussing sweet treats, which is functionally the entire menu, but that's just how it works.
I got 2 sweet treats at Handles, just so you know.
Wow. We'll talk about it.
Here's what else. Yeah, go ahead. I have something to say as well.
Okay, rule number 5, one on fun. Every matchup.
So I guess I could probably
one
go 2
matchup with
in.
Each guest getting to pick one item for the competing chains. Although, you know, I think as long as it's all lined up, because I also got 2 different.
I love this.
Let's let y'all interject.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have to interject. I'm saying I've
Probably
always
not
bringing up
3 in
with
though,
it.
right?
So what were you gonna say?
Oh,
Oh, nothing. I got a 4-scoop sampler from Handle.
That is a great thing to get
So,
from Handle.
I got a
Great,
4-scoop sampler,
Yeah.
and
Here's what I'm gonna say. I haven't had a bite, and it's in the freezer.
Wow!
oh, I should have brought mine.
What a reveal!
No, we'll do it later when we. I assume we'll grab a bite. That's why I brought it, you maniac.
Rule number 6, the Roger Rabbit / Judge
Being
Stu.
polite.
Oh, wait, I like this rule. I want to hear this rule. I want to hear
I'm
it.
sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
I just can whenever we edit it together, is it Mike who's gonna edit it? Really get that punch in on Mitch's. Mitch, when he found out there was ice cream, he went, "Can I have some? Where is it? Can I have some?"
Now that's a drop. Make that the next drop.
Really? Wow. That was
That's like your
adorable.
That's like your Oliver moment.
You went into
Please,
like
sir, may I have some more?
You went
So I'm guessing that's gonna be the limit there.
I do have as Wag says, a Tommy Want Wing emote that I can.
A little bit.
All right.
From
One
Tommy
on this
Boy,
corner.
When Tommy wants Wingy and he gets them to open the fryer back up, you saw me do it a couple times.
I've seen you do it. I saw you. We were at a bar in Nashville that had ended.
I know exactly what he's
And
talking
you
about.
convinced them to reopen the kitchen because you wanted a burger.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was very charming because you turned on the charisma, but also you were so pathetic that they felt like, we'll make this guy a burger.
And guess what?
Maybe we do something different.
Well, yeah, because they put it on a clean grill and they cooked it up. Yeah, perfect.
Doesn't matter that those people have to stay another 2 hours.
Hope you tip.
Rule number 6 of the
I
Roger
saw the guy
Rabbit
standing
slash-
at the bus stop and he's like,
Yeah.
last
And this one kind of looks good from underneath.
You're like last bus, more like last burger.
More oasis-y.
Dip gets a slip. Sauce is at a loss. You can use sauce, but you can't evaluate sauce in your review. Not really relevant for our purposes, but just good to know.
In-N-Out sauce, right? I guess.
I guess so, yeah. But it's talking about
Sure.
added sauce, like hot sauce or whatever. Rule number 7, the dais is denied. The dais, aka the producer's desk's opinions on the competing chains, is not to be considered during the tournament. No exceptions. If this rule is violated, the commissioner, who's MIA, reserves the right to eject members of the dais.
Oh,
Rule
do it
number 8,
again.
tie goes to the runner. If there's a tie, host and or guest can agree to a foot race around headgum to decide which side
I'd like
wins.
to see Susser try and get rid of Amelia. I'd like to see that. She would murder him. Murder him. I think Amelia can get away with whatever she wants because Susser's never gonna say, you gotta get. I'd love it. I'd love to see him try and remove Amelia from the studio.
It would be immediate flop sweat. He would be so scared.
Oh, yeah. Amelia, I'm sure, has a switchblade. I feel like there's some part of Amelia that somehow to me is also like a 1930s street kid.
Right.
Amelia, I take this in a good way. You're the weirdest person that's ever worked on this show. And
Oh, that. Okay, I knew that is. Yeah.
And Wags is
I like her a lot. She's very cool.
Or they can
She
operate
comes
the
up with a lot of the
dais, which would
games,
be letting the dais
or,
decide that rule
you know,
gets lost.
sets up the game.
Rule number 9, hate has no plate here. Chick-fil-A is officially banned from the tournament, even though it didn't qualify in the first place. And rule number 10, I'll have what he's having, aka the Billy Crystal rule. In each round, the commissioner reserves the right to have one of the host's exact meals. And again, Susser did not exercise rule number 1. He's always taking a free meal. He didn't ask for this time. I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy.
I don't know what's happening.
Emma,
either.
do we know what's going on with Susser?
I kind of feel like this is a build-up for a bet.
He's here.
I'm surprised that he didn't come for food early.
Yeah, I know.
Is it because we're getting to the actual meat of the podcast so late?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Maybe.
Let's let the commissioner.
Maybe he, like, secretly doesn't like...
Oh, wait,
hold
what's
on.
going on? Hold on, this is not.
That's not Susser.
Wait, hold on.
Wait a second.
Oh my god.
Coming over to sit on the couch
Oh my god.
as Demi is displayed. It's Deputy Commissioner Yusong. Oh my god.
Oh, Yusong. Wow.
Wow. Good to see you, buddy.
Oh,
I wish I was here under better circumstances.
oh no.
What's wrong?
It's from
Also, great outfit. This fit is
real, you know, Comedy Bang Bang,
My
various other
sad news
podcasts.
that Commissioner Evan Susser has suddenly passed away.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh, well, that's sad.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
finally.
This is so. I mean, this is crazy news to hear.
Oh, great day.
This is crazy news to hear.
So glad I was here for this.
As such, it now falls upon me, the humble deputy commissioner, to read this sealed letter that Susser has left behind
This is a
in
temp
the
door.
event of his death.
Oh wow.
I just want to say that
Obviously.
my good friend Susser.
Okay, so let's fix those. Oh, wow. Almost ran out of stone.
You were cheering when I found
we're
out that
having
my
a
good friend
process in our-
Susser.
I'm sorry.
Everyone
Did you want me to
processes
close
grief in
friends.
a
Do you want me to
different
clear
way.
space for your emotional
No, it's
response?
we all respond in our own ways, but really
Wait,
But-
what? This is upsetting. Like, what's going on? Yeah.
you put this in a reused business envelope, I guess, from Kaiser Permanente.
Wow.
There's stains on that?
Oh wait, someone wrote Susser Permanente in marker.
Get a close up on that.
So Susser wrote
Please
Susser
spell that.
Permanente.
I will say, when you pointed that out and showed it to camera, Amelia and Emma high five.
I think if you make merch,
Damn it.
you
Can I reach
tell
that?
return address, like
Susser Permanente.
Susser Permanente.
Your offices should be somehow like Susser Permanente based.
I love it.
I thought I had more
We
ladders.
do need to for a
Yes,
second
I did.
acknowledge that our
Okay,
friend
okay.
has died.
Let's get the other one. I think it was only one up.
All the time, text with him
I've
every
known
day.
him
This is
forever.
really
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm done. I
Do
could
you
just
know
build up.
on what he tied up?
I believe that it all should come clear in the letter.
Okay, great. Can we guess?
To Deputy Commissioner Yusung, the Doughboys, and all of our colleagues at our current podcast network, Feral Audio.
Oh wow, so this has been a while.
He must have known for a while.
Or I honestly think he just didn't know what the headgun was called, possibly. And thought we were still Feral Audio.
I think it's old.
I'm going to write a brief note, after which I will not be taking any questions. If you are reading this letter, it means I am no longer with you. As such, you will need a new commissioner of the Tournament of Champions, in the Tournament of Champions. And so, Deputy Commissioner Yusung, you shall be in charge of electing a new commissioner by convening a conclave.
Whoa.
Oh my God,
Conclave. I've only heard about
What
this.
is that? For comedy? I think for this show it should be Cumclave. I don't want to punch this bit up in the moment, but you're blowing it. It should say Cumclave. Full stop.
I feel like the conclave, I think for me it's like a portmanteau of commissioner and conclave. I think that's where we're going.
So that's what Susser meant when
I think
he
that's what
wrote
Susser
this.
meant when he wrote conclave in that letter. that's been
Even
sealed.
knowing that, my punch up is better.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. Maybe it turns
Conclave.
into a conclave.
It might turn into a
You saw
conclave.
Claire reading it with
Conclave, I
Cumclave.
would like to I just want to say that I do own the rights to that, and I'm working
Conclave?
on something. Yes. I also have a GoFundMe, and
I do.
anyone can be in that one.
I own the rights to the Cumglaive, which is the weapon from Krull. The bladed weapon from Krull. Only it's covered in cum.
I love a Carl reference.
Oh, will Dracula be in your movie?
Yeah, you're gonna throw not root beer on it, something else.
You know, that I just realized someone mentioned the other day is
I apologize. More
the actor Krull, the person who played Krull, the titular Krull, was in Deep Space Nine. He's Commander Eddings.
You've known it for a little bit.
Crazy, crazy times.
The window for yourself, which you have.
Get these at least.
If Yusung would cry if Susser really died. I'm not sure.
Yusung is I think Yusung
This is nice because it's like, here's my little home entrance.
Yeah.
I think I would
All right.
put on a stoic face.
So, how do I do this? Let me just say, when I did this on a test server, and it was nothing like this. It was a 10 by 10, and also there was no stability to worry about.
Shall gather at the Vatican to vote by a series of secret ballots. They will also be ordering food, so we probably need to raise the limit on the Doughboys corporate card. Yeah, hi, I'll have a number 2 with a large Hi-C orange and add a 6-piece McNuggets and an Oreo McFlurry. Ah, no, the ice cream machine isn't working.
Wait, was he at a drive-through while he was riding the?
There's at least 3 different comedy games. There's 3 different comedy games being played in this letter already.
I added that one that bombed.
Okay.
You added.
Wait, you punched this out. This is starting to make more sense.
Heartfelt letter telling us what to do
Well,
in his
sometimes
passing.
you should always have somebody punch up your death letter. I mean, I always bring it out. You know.
I hope. By the way, if you guys want me to look at your suicide notes,
It's great.
Anyway, may the conclave select who is most worthy of this heavy burden.
I think I want to make this metal right off the
Commissioner
bat.
Susser. P.S. I can neither confirm nor deny the rumor that Ariana Grande will voice Amy Rose in Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Oh wow,
love that.
Yusung, that is really.
wow.
Thank you so much for sharing this
course.
with us. I apologize if the burden
Yeah.
falls to you. But,
Not deep enough.
You know, who knows what's going to happen on the other side of this conclave. Thank you so much for being here. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Let's do some
so
things.
inappropriate for me to take this somber moment to plug anything.
Right.
But you can find me on Twitch and YouTube at YU_SONG, and we just hit 10K subscribers. Woo!
Come on, 10K, that's pretty good. But let's get 3,000 more subscribers when this episode drops.
Do it. I'm just upset that Evan didn't mention my performance in the Sonic universe, the SCU Sonic Cinematic Universe. As I am now in it, and I just feel like I would have loved to have a little shot.
I'm still pissed because I was supposed to be in it because I was supposed to voice teeth.
Wow.
I was meant to voice Sonic's teeth, but then when they redid all the art, they took me out. They took my whole part out.
His teeth.
And thank God Yusong had that whole outfit ready to go.
Yeah, you look
He's
great.
one
You
of
look
the
like $1 million.
He's one of the Shartnels, as you.
Not to pull not to peek behind the curtain too much, but I love that Yusong showed up today. Amelia pulled all of his stuff out of a brown bag, and he was like, "Yep, I'll put it all on." Immediately, just
also Yusong.
such yes and
I think
spirit.
Yusong thought that he was like, oh yeah, I'll just sit on the side for the first 5-10 minutes, and then I'll jump in and do this bit. And it's now like a 90 minutes in, and he's like, I have to go home and help your girlfriend who's just moved, and you've just been listening to us argue over some bits.
I saw him sitting there. He looked sad or stressed out.
He had to cancel multiple things.
Oh, my wife would be so mad right now. But I was like, I pop in at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, they just need me for an hour. It's not even.
It's like, and now they're keeping me there.
And don't let them make you wear something stupid. They won't.
You have 10K subscribers now. Do not make them dress you.
Don't get rid of them yet. We're really having fun.
Look at this. Have you ever seen anything like this? Wait until it's all enclosed and this ramp
I heard
is
that they were looking for a
working.
sheet to cover sus with, and
oh boy.
Luckily, they used a pool covering nearby to cover this whole body.
Wow. He's not even here.
Wow.
Yusong Lu, thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me on this somber occasion, everyone. Thank you.
Great work, Yusong.
Please help your girlfriend move in that costume, please.
I think I'm gonna actually put a ladder,
Could not get out of here fast enough.
a bunch of ladders up,
What I was going to ask you before, and
so that I don't have to go out and around every time.
I was at Staples Center or Crypto.com or Microsoft Copilot Arena, whatever you want to call it, and I saw that there's a Doritos restaurant.
That's right. They do have a Doritos late night restaurant. I forget exactly what it's called. It's because it has like a late night sort of theme to it,
Yeah,
and
it
it's in a space that used to be a different bar.
Like a bar, yeah.
Move it over.
I've seen some people order food from there.
Oh,
It looks
shit.
truly noxious.
Yeah, because I just saw that they also in Italy they just created a Doritos gelato that looked disgusting.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds hard.
But
I'm the Dorito kid, and
I love a Dorito. I mean,
hey, when you were talking about, first of all, I remember standing at that first Shake Shack in line. I think for a Del Close marathon, I went and visited it. But also, I remember back in the day, seeing early Human Giant footage at UCB. I was in. This is 2005, 2006, or whenever it was. 2006 or 2007, somewhere.
2005 or six. Yeah, six. Probably six.
Yeah. And that Dorito sketch, one of my favorites. One of the
a
sketches.
really funny sketch. John Glazer, writer of that sketch.
I know that.
Yeah, I'm
John,
pretty
he's so funny.
positive that was a John Glazer sketch, and then or that was the premise of it, and then we just kind of came around. Yeah.
Jimmy is weighing switching couches. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah, there was a John Glazer.
What do I look in here? I'm feeling green.
For something in which you will like this, I think, because it's related to
already is
that type of
green?
Human Giant,
Okay.
where during the course of the entire piece of the entire audition, he mimed unwrapping and eating a sub. In such detail that it was one of I saw this 15 years ago, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
John Glazer has a bit that I remember. It was at South by Southwest. He did it. He gets up on stage, and he says he's the only dream comedian, and then he starts to tell you his dream. And it's very much like a normal dream. There's nothing funny about it. It's like, I'm flying and I see this person, look like my teacher, but then she turned, is actually my sister. And it goes on and on. And this is like now 10 minutes past, 15 minutes past. We're probably at 20 minutes. And he's like, and then I'm on a plane and the plane crashes. And we're in, and he does this whole bit about the plane crashing. He's walking around, he's seeing all the people dying. And then he sees in this one area, the black box of the plane. And he was like, oh, nothing happened to this black box. And I thought to myself, why didn't they make the whole plane out of the black box? 20 minutes to get to that joke, but nothing. Like, thank you.
That's so funny. Delocated. Were you on Delocated? No, you never did it.
No, I wish.
All right.
Delocated and John Glazer Loves Gear. Two
So
incredible shows.
The Doritos restaurant is called Doritos After Dark. That is its theming. And some of the items it has: the Doritos Spicy Sweet Chili Chicken Bites, the Doritos Flamin' Hot Nacho Veggie Dumplings. Which look,
Are you eating Doritos after dark, Wags, or are you eating it in the daytime? I'm talking just regular Doritos.
more a daytime thing. This is the one I saw someone get: the Doritos Nacho Cheese Messy Taquitos.
Oh, that's too.
Yeah, there's just too much going on there.
I got into like a kind of a. I kind of think of myself as like a good parent and like when kids come over to our house, I try to be very gracious. But there was one kid, I pulled out some Doritos and said, "You want some Doritos?" And he's like, "No, it's got red dye. I think it's cancer."
Oh my God!
And I looked at him and I said, "You know what?
More for me."
I think it really bummed me out. I didn't know what to do, and I got aggressive. I said,
He's got to learn that lesson sooner or
Is
later.
it after dark because like it's only open late night in the arena, or I'm not late night, but in the latter? Like
No, it's
why,
open-
why,
no, it's open.
why frame it like?
I think it's sort of like a dinner place.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
it's also
part of
too horny. It makes it sound too horny.
Yeah, after
it sounds
dark makes
horny.
it feel like
One, two. I think I can.
Well, it's adult Doritos because when you're a kid.
Oh,
you're
these need to be
Doritos,
attached
now
though.
you're going to
Shit,
red
I've just
Doritos,
realized.
like a
They will
police
be. They will be attached, but up
trying to
top.
make too many things that are for kids.
Yeah.
Somehow they're trying to convince adults it's okay to still eat these. You know, it's okay to still eat kid stuff. All you want is kid stuff. I feel like.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, we were
What do you
talking.
think of the kid stuff?
We were talking about cereal earlier, and that's a thing that's happened is because a lot of parents are like, they don't want their kids eating sugary breakfast cereals.
Yeah.
They're much more cautious about it these days than they were when any of us were kids. And so now what's happening is, and you'll see this happening with cereal marketing, they've started to target their pitch towards adults with nostalgia.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Right. It's
So-
like you can eat this. You
Right.
fucking fatto.
Yeah.
You know?
That's okay. That's okay.
Bringing back old mascots or making it feel like it is like an 80s or a 90s.
And they try to treat it like dessert sometimes too. It's like they're like, yeah, this is fun after dinner. You get a dessert after dinner.
Right.
You know, it's like,
But I also think that after dark marketing is partly like it's the same thing Jack in the Box does. It's like a coated like stoner food.
yes,
thing.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
that's absolutely.
But
Yeah,
Jack in the Box is definitely. But this is like only in this. Like it's a freestanding restaurant. Like I think that they're trying to class it up. Look, I will say I did
Yeah,
Taco
I think
Bell
green
on
was
Instagram
the-
when I did it.
was the
They
choice.
announced their Baja Blast is getting a midnight flavor coming out this summer.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, there you go. I mean, I think they actually have an alcoholic Baja Blast at that Doritos.
Something's happening here.
Jimmy is just like locked into me.
Yeah, you guys are.
Challenge me to a staring contest.
It's like when an animal sees the Terminator. It's the same difference.
When you see it, the Jimmy's
The animal sees. Did the Terminator ever see an animal? Oh, there we go.
You're looking at the dog and you see all these different things you can say. Fuck you, asshole.
Woof, 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 woof. I'll be back.
Should I maybe?
Oh, by the way, I've heard the sales of that Doritos After Dark place have gone through the roof since Luca came to town. Is he that fucking fat ass is eating there every night?
I'm wearing his shoes. As soon as he got traded, I was like, does Luca have a signature shoe? He does. Can I find a pair on sale? And that's what I'm wearing right now.
Wait, the Lakers have drafted Luca Guadagnino?
Yes.
They have.
The
It's a big
director of
move.
challengers
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
queer?
Yeah.
He's playing for the Lakers. Maybe I'll
Well,
get
there's
him.
now instead of LeBron like clapping with chalk, he actually just makes out with one of the refs.
Which did you like better from last year, Challengers or Queer? I liked them both. They're both my top 10.
You know, it was interesting. I
saw neither.
think Challengers.
Yeah,
I thought-
Challengers so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
I think that like there's something about Challengers where I didn't like it at first, and then I really like in the watching of it. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, now I get it. And I really like it.
I liked it in the first watch. I loved it on the rewatch.
I had to
then,
rewatch it.
And the Queer was, I was like, Queer blew me. I was like, this is so good. I can't believe this is like his other movie in the same year.
Well, it's
Same
like-
year.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But it got shut out at the Academy Awards, which is so odd. And I was like, did he cancel himself out because they're both
Right.
very good movies.
Oh, yeah.
that
And I think
both
he
got
chose
nothing.
to try and make Queer the award.
So-
Put that on the awards track and kind of like.
If I go up
Yeah.
there,
Not definitely earlier.
I think I'll be able to do
The Celtics
this.
just signed Brady Corbett. Corbett?
Corbet
Corbet.
from The Brutalist.
Yeah, the
The director of
guy.
The Brutalist.
They're trying to, they're like reacted to.
They got another Brady.
Yeah, I know.
Brady Corbet, I remember that somebody. In the
Okay, so this is going to take a bit.
I think it was Patrick
What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to go straight across because that's going to make it easier, and then maybe curve around.
He got kicked out of the audience, and he laughed.
He was in the audience?
You watch him like
Oh,
walk
that's
out
very
like
funny.
Curve down.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
I could even like curve all the way.
On the Brutalist at that point, because I think it's been like a 10
I do think going out that exit is a good way to go.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it at
But all that being said, goddamn, this is hard when you can't fly.
It's split into two discrete halves of the intermission, and definitely, I think, Mitch, you and I are on the same page with liking the first half more. I overall still like the movie just for its ambition, but we don't need to talk about it any further because it's
I do not care about spoilers, so if there's a good conversation to be had, please.
Here's what I'll say about it.
Wax and I won't give you a good one.
No, I've heard your blank check episodes.
I think what I enjoyed about it was, and maybe it's just like, I feel like all these movies are so long that when you give me an intermission, like,
You know what? I should do that. I don't know. I'm not doing this the same way I normally do.
go to the bathroom, be refreshed. Like I'm not worried about the end of the movie. I felt like I came into the second half in a way where I was so happy that if I would have watched it at home,
That's the word I'm looking for.
I think I would have put them too close together, and I would not.
Windmills.
Where I came in kind of fresh, excited for the second half, and I don't know. I hear what you're saying though.
I will shout out Luca Guadagnino's movie A Bigger Splash.
I've never seen
as
it.
one of my.
Wow, the sequel to Splash?
It's the yes. It's a. Well, he's actually much like Hateful Eight, because Tarantino cut Hateful Eight into like a 4-episode, a longer 4-episode cut that's on I think Netflix, or something.
What?
Guadagnino is doing a cut of A Bigger Splash that's called The Biggest Splash or something like that. That is a longer cut of this movie, and the movie is incredible.
Is this real?
It's a real movie. It's a real movie. It's Tilda Swinton. Oh, came out. Before Call Me by Your Name.
Oh wow!
Before, It's the movie. It's his movie before, or two before Call Me by Your Name. I can't remember. Either way, it's Ray Fiennes.
Do we got a thief?
Swinton, it's Dakota Johnson. Tilda Swinton plays a David Bowie-esque superstar singer, like a rock star, right? Who, at the beginning of the movie, has vocal cord surgery and so cannot talk for the whole movie, and turns in one of the most electric performances you've ever seen. It's wildly good.
Oh, wow.
You know what I've just realized is these nets should be on the outside.
Get fucked.
Oh, okay. Stole my title.
I also, by the way,
Can I pick these up?
I just say, I can't believe we lost our
can't
good
believe
friend, Evan Susser.
died.
Wow. But you know what? I think that he would have loved to have us talk about Luka going to the Lakers and stuff like that. Just keep the show going, right? Like you know, you got.
He would have wanted the tournament to continue.
Yeah.
It was this was his passion.
But who's gonna take over? Who's in the Conclave?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of Chardonnals. Jared from Subway, the Chardonnal.
He's in there.
Tip Tup, the
They let him
turtle.
out
Wait,
for that?
did Trump
Diddy Kong
pardon
Racing.
Jared?
What's
did
that?
Trump pardon Jared?
No, I've been writing to him and asking him to do it.
But I know that his pants got a pardon.
His pants did get apart, and they got a new home.
Everybody was wondering how those pants got to January 6th on Mitch's body.
The journey of Jared's pants. I bet you there is a man out there who's wearing Jared's pants somewhere.
What? Why would you bet? Why would you bet
I'm
that?
sure someone must have
Like
bought
Roger
the
Ebert.
pants.
Like that's the thing.
Someone. Why would someone must
Not-
have?
No, like I'm just saying, like.
It's an yeah, I mean, Mitch has weird takes from time to time, but this is
like Roger Ebert one time like showing off his like house or his apartment, and he did have the Staying Alive costume like prominently displayed like on a mannequin in his house. I was like, that's an odd choice to be like, okay.
That
Or-
might have been like his all-time favorite movie or something.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
There
maybe
we go.
Saturday Night Fever. Definitely Saturday Night Fever. So
Fever,
yeah,
I think it was,
I
yeah.
want to. But yeah.
okay.
it's
So the
interesting
next
because
one will
that
have to be
full outfit
down a
was
half a
like, if I
level.
had a Jarrett pants. I mean, that would be a great thing to have in your house. It's like
All
you're
right,
not
all right.
but you're supporting the pants.
If you come
Supporting
to
the zeitgeist.
if you come to Headgum, just like if you go to AMC, there's like the costume. If you come here, there's a mannequin wearing a full Jared costume. Worn by Jared in this commercial. I think that probably, if I had to guess, John Lovitz probably owns the pants because he was also a Subway spokesperson.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Was
I
it?
think that was a perk.
yeah, it's probably a perk. You get a pair of Jared's pants.
I think they're in the Smithsonian. So we're talking about the Baby Mitch region, Handles versus In-N-Out Burger. It was named the Burger Boy region originally, but Mitch wanted to name one region, so that was your spiteful rename. In-N-Out won the very first tournament back in 2016.
I meant that glowingly.
Well, by the way, can I just ask one question about Handles? Is that a California only?
No, Handles is from Youngstown, Ohio originally.
So this
and it recently in the past
has
8
to
years
be
Got it. I've never seen it until
two half
really
walls.
until you guys recently did it with Anise, right?
I had not. It's a newish chain.
When it opened in our neighborhood, we were so excited. We ran down there and it was great.
Easier said than done.
Subbing in, it defeated in an eat-in match Dairy Queen, which was the winner of 2021's Pie Noon. So now it is the dessert champion.
It kicked the shit out of Dairy Queen, which I like Dairy Queen, but it just really destroyed Dairy Queen. It was kind of embarrassing for Dairy Queen.
So I love both of these
the
chains.
Truth, right? It was bad.
Yes, it was.
No, Dairy Queen's another one of those things that has fallen off.
It's fallen off quite a bit, and you see like a lot of their locations are just treat centers, so they just have the dessert side, or they're
thank
hybrid.
God.
Yes.
Thank God, because guess what I don't want to see? Someone getting food from a dairy.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's too
sad
gross.
when somebody's walking away with like a hot dog or a burger at Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Hard disagree. I used to love the burgers.
Used to?
Yeah. I would
But
get
how
that
long
all the time. When I was a kid.
I had a friend who worked at Dairy Queen, and I didn't hear her say this, but the missus did, because it was a mutual friend, that the meat, like the burger meat, came out of like a tube.
Puts his head on the counter and they'll slide one in his mouth.
Like you would squeeze it out like
I have not
toothpaste.
the hot dog no bun. It's like an at-home lunch before. That's
Oh yeah, I've done that as
Fry
a
up a
kid.
couple hot dogs.
Yeah, as a
why not?
child, another child thing.
It's an easy thing to make. You pop them in the boiling water, you pop them out, and what do you do? Yeah.
But Dairy Queens and there are also a lot of them are hybrid Orange Julius's, so they're not even like it's not. It's like it's mostly an Orange Julius that also has some Dairy Queen.
I went to a Dairy Queen maybe 2 weeks ago. It was like we were driving around with the kids, and I was with them. I was like, this will be fun, and I was surprised that the way it was not in high. You know, it looked like it was falling apart. But you know, I went there for the Blizzard, which I think that Handles is trying to also steal. I guess everybody's stealing the Blizzard.
They are. Yeah, Handles has their own Blizzard.
They have their own Blizzard,
which is
Hurricane.
Yeah.
Which I got.
McFlurry, which I have one, not to brag.
That's right.
Why?
Because Hurricane Mitch was happening at the same time.
There was a Hurricane Mitch.
There was a Hurricane Mitch, and then also I was really not good at football, so it was kind of like an ironic joke that I was Hurricane. So like, get in there, Hurricane Mitch, and then I'd like get knocked over. All right. That's kind of what it was. Wags, I got a Hurricane.
Wow, you did.
Yes, last night.
I got one too.
Well, it kind of turned into a fight between Wags and I, because Amelia was like, "What do you want from Handles?" And then I was like, "Get this," and then Wags is like, "You should come in at 1:30 if you want to get ice."
Get this, please. How about please? How about that? Get this. Get this. Get this now.
But that's also the way she asks is like, "What do you want?" Like she does. We have a good rapport, don't we?
What do you want, King?
Actually, you do what do you want? And I think I said, "Get this." I think I'll see what I said. I said
you were like, no.
Something else break there?
I only recognize one king in this country.
Elon Musk.
We had so here's what I was saying. It was typically what we do when we eat at studio before we record is we get in a little bit earlier. You were like, even though we're going to, since it's just ice cream, I can get in right at when we're starting our record, and then I'll just eat the ice cream real quick, and then we'll just do the episode. I was like, if we're going to do that, we should just get in a little bit earlier so we make sure we start on time.
Yes. Chastising me on the Doughboys chain in front of everyone.
You brought it up.
I think it should be 1:30. Fuck off. I got it at home because I didn't want to deal with you.
Here's
you
what I'll
fucking
say.
yelling at me. I got it at home.
I wasn't even yelling at you.
Here's what I'll say. I was the first one here.
You absolutely were.
First one
absolutely
here.
were.
Eating my In-N-Out alone in the lunchroom.
Where were you, Wags?
I should have been, well, we were going to record it too. I showed up at 1:40. I didn't have anything to eat, though.
I came
Wow.
at 1:47.
That's right. You were here early.
Impressive.
And I ate my mini Jersey Mike sub.
Yeah.
Which is eliminated from the tournament.
Just your unrelated lunch.
Is that what you call it? Your mini Jersey Mike sub?
Jesus Christ.
Mini Mike.
I have so much affection and so much nostalgia for In-N-Out Burger. I grew up in Southern California. I have been going since I was a little boy. For me, that was good report card. We're going to In-N-Out Burger. So I have so much loyalty.
So you didn't go
to
too
the
often?
chain.
Fuck with them.
What's? This is a.
It says the product of the Quincy school system. Why are you went to private school?
Oh, no,
Private school, Mitch.
No. First of all,
You
that
can
is
recognize
not
the United
true.
States on a map. Don't worry
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
don't worry. Mansion Mitch went to private school.
Not Mansion Bitch. I got placed in advanced placement in 6th grade, and I went in there and they said how many states are there? And I said 52, and the whole class laughed at me. It was or how many stars were on the flag? And I said 52. The whole class laughed at me. I thought Alaska and Hawaii got added. I was a kid. I was in 6th grade. Who gives a shit?
By the way, that you should definitely. My kids are in 2nd and 5th grade, and they got that one. Like 6th grade is not
No,
excuse
but
not to know there are 50 states.
Those are California. Mitch is grading on a Massachusetts.
My mom and my sister is a principal at an elementary school, and my mom was an English teacher at North Quincy High School, where I went. A great educational system. I got sent to private school for 1 year. It was the worst year of my life.
I'm surprised you said 52 and not 13. I only recognize the college.
I don't know if Mitch got that.
All right, so this is a favorite for you.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like that's my bias going in. I want to acknowledge nostalgia. I think In-N-Out Burger to me, Mitch, is for you like what Pizzeria Regina is, right? Like it's a place you have childhood affection.
Yeah, I've realized I have to. Be nice to get the roof on this. I don't know how likely that's going to be. Time is it? I got some time.
The original Pizzeria Regina.
Yeah, you can look. We talked about it, you can't get In-N-Out on the apps or anything like that. It's app free basically, which is probably a good thing.
But this is the issue that I have with In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go a little bit on a roller coaster on this.
Please.
It's hard to get In-N-Out. Like it's like there are I was once in traffic and I realized I'm not in traffic. I'm just in a line for In-N-Out that's stretched so far down that I am now caught in this. And even yesterday, in the middle of the day, going during rain, which is actually very good. Still, I went inside. It was easier to go inside, but it was like that line is killer.
Yeah.
And it prevents me from going more than not because it's like well I don't have time.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for a line.
Okay.
I like that, and I like that it's not on delivery apps, and I like it because to me, a little bit of the way we were talking about, and I've never had Shake Shack, but a little bit of the way we were talking about Shake Shack is, oh, you were there visiting, so you made it purposeful choice to go and check it out and see it. That's how I felt about In-N-Out because I didn't have In-N-Out until I came here for pilot season for the first time in 2003 or 2004, and it was built up. It was like you've got to go and check out In-N-Out. And for me, I'm not a fast food person. I don't have McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or anything like that, but In-N-Out to me is fast food like that I'll have just from the jump. Like that's a treat fast food because I don't feel disgusting.
Well, yeah, it doesn't make it. It's a very good, like it's a good tasting one, and I just think it's like it isn't fast food. I guess that's not my argument. It's not fast food because the amount of time you have to wait prolongs fast food.
It's not. It's literally not fast.
But it's like it is not built. That drive-through line is not built right. Like it's like that drive-through line is built like a Starbucks drive-through line, and it's like I've never seen a line shorter than half a block down the block.
I don't think they have enough locations to satisfy peak demand is the thing. So there's such a huge volume of customers. And yesterday,
that's an issue.
Yesterday was a thing that I experienced. I sat in the drive-through in the rain, and I set a stopwatch. I believe it was 35 minutes before I got back. It was
Holy shit.
lengthy wait. So it can be commitment. Other parts of the country,
That's definitely not fast food.
The Chick-fil-A's, whatever's near you, you might experience the same sort of thing. Just those super back.
I've had the same. Obviously, today I went and probably took me 20 to 30 minutes front to back getting it all. But to me, I've also been to up and down California coast, been to a bunch of different In-N-Outs, probably a dozen different In-N-Outs over the years. I've never had that's a bad one. I've never been like, oh, that was shitty, or that was a bad version of this. So if that's the trade-off, like there's fewer of them, and it's harder to get to, or you have to wait a little bit, but I also don't drive away and eat a shitty burger. Okay,
Well, now here's what I would recommend. If I
So,
part of the competition criteria.
the owner of the server has enjoyed.
Have a,
What am I doing?
I'm not gonna fuck with
Some of the videos I've been
you know, so
posting.
you just be making burgers and it's like, they're like,
So said if I needed anything, well, he actually offered this,
give it to me the way
which
it's
is
on the menu.
nice.
You're not doing animal style. You're not adding chopped chili.
I just want the, and I think if you like, they should.
So gave me those, which is huge. That's gonna save a lot of time. I can maybe hook up my electric
And
now.
that's what makes it so good. It's a quarter. It's all right.
I wouldn't mind getting this.
I got everybody adding all this different shit on there. It's like, just give me the.
You know what? I should maybe do electric now. Or you know what? I'll just get to the wall.
Like a fast pass, like a dash line
Yes.
that's just for the default options. I
Yes.
wonder if that would speed things up at all. And I also feel like a lot of people would opt for, because I think there are people who like to customize, but like me, don't feel strongly about it. Like
Yeah.
I usually I do add chopped chilies because I'm a bit of a heat seeker. But if it was a faster line for me not to do it,
Right,
I
you
would
would-
just go with
Sometimes
the
you would choose that.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, that's
Okay.
sometimes I do think that the
Doing it, we're doing
on
it.
the menu,
Do I have
secret
stone on
menu,
me? I
which was so
do.
fun to find out about before the internet really blew up, because it's like, oh wait, what do you ask for?
You know what? I
love
could have
all
waited
that
to
sort
do
of
that.
stuff. But sometimes I
Okay.
think you actually mess up the burger. It's the same way I find with Dutch Brothers Coffee. There's all these like secret menu items on Dutch Brothers Coffee. Which
Wait, really? I didn't know about this.
big
I
time.
don't
Is there
even
a
know
Dutch
what Dutch Brothers coffee
Is there one near
Okay,
you?
do this.
They're not in
I
LA.
thought
Wait.
Dutch Brothers?
And
Oh,
then-
I've been to like a Dutch Brothers in the airport, but I did not know about the secret
All right, so
menu. Sorry, go on.
Dutch Brothers
Hello?
is, I guess it maybe started in
Hello?
Oregon.
Okay.
And my kid does a lot of soccer tournaments. So just outside of it, like 45 minutes, you know, that's where we're going.
It
like,
might be a
he's
little
like
off
kid
here.
rep, right? Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's fair. He's fair. And he teaches the kids too. I got him on that track. A lot of kids, it's like you can't make a living being a professional athlete, but you can make a living being a
Hey,
professional ref.
more people are gonna be refs.
Then yeah, and he's got upset with us at first, but now he gets it. So I find I bump into a lot of Dutch Brothers on those trips. So I'm always like, it's like, oh, whoa, there's Dutch Brothers. And
Ow.
sometimes I have just gotten a Starbucks.
All
with
right.
Dutch Brothers,
So that's
chucking this and getting
not gonna
a
work,
treat.
obviously.
But yeah, the Dutch Brothers
Hello?
secret
What kind
menu.
of secret? Like, what have we got?
Oh, it is like the Dutch Brothers menu. The
Hello?
secret one is just giant. It's just a way of like people have made their own drinks. They've made their own caffeinated beverages that are
Oh,
not
get up
coffee.
there.
They're kind of their Red Bulls.
Okay, there you go.
It's endless, truly endless and overwhelming. Wow. But I also find that when I go on the menu, it's not as good as the actual thing on the menu.
It's interesting, because
yeah.
look,
What's going on here?
my In-N-Out burger, it's the way I treat the Muppets. No animal, no deal. I don't want it.
Wow.
Catch my drift?
Interesting.
If there's no animal in the movie, I'm not going to see it.
So I feel too.
How many Muppet
there's
movies
no
have not
Dr.
had
Teeth-
no animal?
Oh, no Dr. Teeth.
If
What's
there's
that?
no Dr. Teeth, I'm
How
not
many-
interested.
How many Muppet movies have not had animal?
So far, they all have had animals.
I was gonna say,
so
yeah.
it has been. I've been lucky in that way. I've been blessed.
It's not interesting.
What is he
line of
talking
drugs.
about?
There's
Yes.
demarcating something that's never happened.
That is true.
By that logic, you love every Muppet.
That quote unquote
That is also
logic.
kinda true.
Muppet, yeah.
Except for the last one that I saw with the last movie I saw with my dad.
Yes.
At the
Before he passed.
Before he passed, we wheeled him in a bed and we watched the Muppet movie.
Yeah.
Oh, how the hell
at
is
the
that?
Hingham Shipyard. That's where we
I'm
were.
familiar with it.
And I remember we
Whatever.
left and we
That's
went
where they
to.
built the Titanic, right?
That is where they
Woo.
built the Titanic.
And
we
your
went.
dad didn't like it.
My dad. We went to Wahlburgers.
Nice.
Wow.
The original.
Yeah, that is the original.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you, wait, is Animal in Christmas Carol? What does he do?
Yeah,
He
animals.
just
and
popped up.
Christmas.
Yeah, he might have been one of that.
Plays the drums, probably, if I had to guess.
I think he actually, honestly, he does.
Something like
He does say that.
Because they have original Muppet, like that's the whole thing that I remember. I'm not a Muppets guy, but like they have original
Not a
Muppets
Muppets
playing
guy.
the three.
Okay, so yeah, let's
Christmas
do
Yeah.
electrics because I'm gonna run out of metal.
He's never seen the Muppet movie.
You like animal style.
Boy.
I like animal style. I always order animal style when I go to In-N-Out, and that's what I did again this trip. How did that pilot season go? Your first
So
one?
where do I want?
Oh, it went terribly.
Terrible.
Oh,
Every pilot season for me went terrible.
They're
I
all
came
bad.
out for years.
Probably here, right?
During like prime pilot season, you know, I auditioned for, speaking of Jason Segel, I auditioned for How I Met Your Mother, that role for How I Met Your Mother. I auditioned for everything. In that era, got nothing, tested for nothing, got nothing. Really
That makes me
heartbreaking.
feel good because it's like there
That
is
makes
a
me
thing
feel
where you're
good.
like,
Fuck you.
I didn't really ever do pilot season out here. I auditioned for one show, which was Modern Family. I don't even know if that ever got picked up.
Okay, so 1, 2. bunch.
Yeah, it was like every like there were
Gonna need.
roles where they would just and it's like you just feel like you can't
Let's make friggin' 10 of them.
Network pilots.
Let's make a smart switch.
There was a tremendous amount of work in that small amount
Just for funsies, in case I ever need to turn
book something in these 6 to 8
things
weeks.
off.
Work for the next year. I wouldn't book anything, and I'd drive myself back to New York and be like, what a bummer.
What you drive across?
I would drive back and forth.
Oh, it's like.
Yeah,
Are you not a flyer?
no, it was two things. I had a car in New York, so I wanted to have a car for the month that I was here without having to rent like a shitty car or whatever. And I liked the drive. The drive
switch.
was fun and like getting myself ready for this thing. And the drive
Obviously
back was,
need
I'm
one of
disappointed, but I'm
these.
gonna be okay about it.
That's great.
And it would just be like I would take a week or 10 days to just luxuriously make my way across country.
That's like your Severance elevator.
Yeah.
You're.
I will say what related to you guys. Do you guys know about the Oklahoma onion burgers? Do you know about this?
Yeah.
I went to that town and had all of those.
Let's do all green.
It was one place, then it's
because
and then another one that, so they're all competitive with each other they're all within like 4 blocks of each other. It's crazy, incredible, delicious.
It'll look like vines, maybe.
I believe there is a Brooklyn restaurant that now does an Oklahoma style onion.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That shocks me. I figured that it would.
I ate shit for 10 years for pilots.
Well, now the other thing about
I never booked a pilot.
Oh wow!
To be clear.
Yeah. Now they're the fools. They were the ones.
Well, I hope I still can get on How I Met Your Mother.
Here's what I'll say. That also is a side project or like a side element of In-N-Out, which I think I'm mixed on. I want to. This may be too inside baseball, but a lot of the times, if you work on a nice production that has some money, they will do a cast and crew treat, right?
Yeah.
So they'll bring a coffee truck or they'll bring a donut thing or whatever, beignet truck. But when you really got the big money,
beignet truck? I've never heard of that.
I got that beignet
from
truck
New Orleans.
Not it's just a guy.
I hope a gator wasn't working.
It's a nice gate.
Nick and I were both excitedly had big grins on our face, thinking of.
I won.
It's related to New Orleans.
I heard him say beignets. Did you hear him say beignets? Do you think we'll get to do gators?
So they also will bring out the.
Cocked out of doing her hacky bits.
Let us do our hacky stuff.
No, I'm gonna let you do it. I'm just setting it up so the audience knows.
So yeah, this is a truck from New Orleans. It's a beignet truck, and it's kind of weird because it's run by a gator.
Gentlemen, anything to say? What might that guy sound like?
Interesting. Yeah, I think they have those kind of trucks all down in the bayou. And I went to order a beignet once from one of those trucks, Mitch, and the guy working there was like, "Oh yeah, you could have a beignet if you will suck me off."
Yes, that's right.
So naturally, and I think you were with me too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
There's a
9.
lot of powdered sugar on this guy. I started rubbing away. I was like, he's fucking green. He's a fucking gator.
Classic gator.
The beignet, the powdered sugar from the beignet he used to look like a human being.
I was there too, and I saw, and then when I saw the truck, the signage said beignet, but if you peeled it off, it said Ben Boo.
Yeah, right.
It was not a yay, it was a boo.
It was a boo.
Could we bring back a new song?
Wait, did I die? Wait, am I dead?
I love it. It was my favorite thing of the entire show.
Okay, so
That In-N-Out truck comes, and that line is.
I guess I'm also gonna need a pipe tool.
And they don't do fries because they actually have a quality standard where they're like, we won't give you fries because we can't produce them in the way that we want to, which is.
I think they understand.
Which
I think they understand
goes.
that their fries are bad. They understand that their fries are bad and that nobody wants them from a truck.
Well, here's the thing, and this is like what I learned yesterday in my In-N-Out, because I've had mixed. Like I'm like, if you were to present me with an In-N-Out or a Fat Burger or a Shake Shack, I think that sometimes I'm gonna go Fat Burger and Shake Shack before I'm gonna pick In-N-Out. And then yesterday, because I went in there, I ordered it, I got it hot. The fries and everything.
It's
perfect. It
also
was like,
green,
It
this.
was like, I was like, oh, I get this a little bit more. But the fries are really on a 5-minute window, like
super short
sub,
yeah.
sub 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like you're like, oh wow, it almost like I didn't finish them, but those first few bites of the hot, I was like, this
I will
works.
now do fries crispy or well done.
Yeah.
I'll ask for them crispy or well done, which I would say half of the time makes them better. and half of the time makes them like small sticks and logs that I'm trying to eat.
Yeah,
it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
They sometimes turn into like the potato sticks, those like the snap where they're so over fried.
I feel like as a kid, that's how I learned about condensation. Was In-N-Out fries.
That makes
like
sense.
just like taking them home in a bag and then being like,
Well,
like,
this is what I think I really learned yesterday. Was like, like there's
A
a show.
student has to learn still after he gets his treat.
That is
What
an
a
A
fucking
student.
idiot.
That's an
How
A student.
dare you gather knowledge?
I got all straight A's. Also, look, I learned about condensation. Just eat the fucking burger, you little fat ass.
Yeah, when is HeadGum gonna install lockers that we can get Weiger into? We gotta get this nerd in a fucking locker.
Okay, so let's do this.
So I will say that yesterday, like what I learned
And I
was
think maybe
In-N-Out is definitely when you can get it right out of the gate.
I kind of like them over here, to be
It's
honest.
it's a different experience than I have had recently.
If you eat it in the cart, which they offer
Yeah.
in the box,
That's the
it's-
only. That is, I will say, and I'm
I
curious
think you can
to
only
hear if
put
you guys do it differently. I will only eat
one of
In-N-Out
these
in
on,
the
though.
You
I
can't, yeah,
do
Do I have
not
more?
ever try and get home. I don't try and do anything. I get it in the box. I sit in the parking lot and I eat it in the car.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
I think this is a part of the issue with the backup of that place is that
Yeah,
people
it's
go
got like
through
one
the drive-thru
slot.
and then park in the parking lot, and it is chaos. And I'm saying that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right thing to do. I usually just park on the street. I park in front of Vivid Video, basically. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, different In-N-Out. I know where
Yes.
you mean. You're, yeah.
In the valley?
In the valley.
In the valley,
That's
yeah.
that's the one I went to. The where Vivid Video is.
Okay.
And I try to.
Why? Because you were already in the neighborhood?
How are they doing
Let
Vivid
me
Video?
in!
Are they,
Hey!
and then they're just releasing DVDs, or they're still where are they at?
Yeah, what are
Like,
they up to? Because they were known for their big budget porno production.
Like,
Yeah,
that
like
seems
the
to me
Pirates
to
of-
be something that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Right,
They were giving us
Maybe it goes back in. It's just I'm thinking I might need one for these
Really, I think,
to output to,
Yeah.
That,
Somebody did say that.
and then I would use that.
That industry has been really.
Whereas
like,
these, it could just come in and out.
Like
That
it's
makes
like,
sense.
Yeah, like it's like they do a
Yeah,
lot
I think
more
that's what
like
I'll do. Okay, so
Marvel or like
this
parody-
will need one of
parody
these.
porn in a weird way. It's like yeah.
That does exist.
Well, it's also
Yeah.
funny because like no one feels bad about getting rid of the porn middleman, who's like the most evil man on earth, most
Right.
likely. It's fine to get rid of that guy. Get him
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
there. And now the creators make it. Or
let
whatever.
them have their control over their own thing.
I opened the Vivid Entertainment site and realized I'm just looking at straight up pornography.
So-
I didn't realize I was looking at straight up.
Well, because I was like, oh, here's
pornography.
some thumbnails, and then the thumbnail starts auto-playing. I was like, oh, okay, this is just straight up porno.
And
But
one of
they're
those
doing things
people
like
that you
where
see
where the boys aren't, the Bratz barroom Bratz.
Where the
like, they're
boys
just doing
aren't.
Kind of like a little bit of a
I mean, what? I never heard of that.
Kind of porno you guys see on the porno or something.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess they've kind of pivoted to streaming. Like everyone.
Yeah. So now you park
So
in front
let's
of there.
get.
Both of those. I just saw both those on your letterbox.
Where should I plug these in?
I'm watching James Dean's filmography.
Okay, sorry.
2 E's.
That's fine.
You started with the Lindsay Lohan movie.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how they got you in. And you're like, wait a
This
minute.
guy's good.
But now, like, so we're all talking about this thing. Like, this is an interesting. I've never experienced anything like this with food, where it goes. It just
369, I believe.
Kind of an interesting dig on this, I think. You know.
100%. I don't know. I think everything with it
Fine.
feels like in Egypt. You know.
All right.
Let
Now,
my
we're in
people
Egypt.
go.
In Egypt, you know, it was like they're like, oh, we pulled this mummy out. Now, oh my God, it's aging immediately.
So you're not talking about ancient Egypt. You're
Are you talking about the Mummy?
Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yeah, yeah.
Or the Mummy?
Or the
Hold on,
Mr.
I'm
Beast
gonna-
video where he goes into the pyramid.
I'm gonna land this plane.
Okay, great.
I
That's
don't know.
pretty much all I know about
Please,
Egypt is
Sully,
the Mr.
put it
Beast
on
video.
Please, Sully, put it in the Hudson.
You know when there's something that's been there's something that's been stored away for a long time.
I love
like
when
it's
Mitch,
natural-
or when
Yeah.
Nick
When
loves a
there's-
joke.
it
He's got the
dies.
best laugh.
And this is happening in ancient Egypt. I don't know if you know this. It's happening in ancient Egypt. This will happen if you open up a tomb. All these things will oxidize, and all this stuff will
Yeah,
happen.
the curses get out.
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Oxification, as
The
we were about to
oxification,
say.
I believe. Yes, the oxification. And so this is the same thing with In-N-Out, because it's not only the food for me, but like the paper bags that you say that like it feels like old material. Like an In-N-Out bag feels like it's 100 years old.
Well, yeah, they've still got things in paper sleeve. They've got a cardboard container. Like they didn't move on to styrofoam.
I thought it was going to be a joke. I was expecting a joke.
I mean, it's
that'll teach me, I
I don't
guess.
think it's a knock against food to say it's worse half an hour later.
100%.
Oh, it's gonna be.
That's
Categorically.
But I also just want to, like, just for the thought experiment, and this is, I know, because you're the science person, like,
So we want sulfur, ore,
yeah. But I would argue, like, that
high,
where In-N-Out was interesting when it first came out was, like, it's the anthem example.
Why?
Right? It is pure. It's like, we're going to make it to your order. We're not going to have it sitting there. But now I think a lot of places have done this. We'll just use Shake Shack as that example. Like,
and
Shake
what do
Shack,
these
if you
need?
go pound for
Just
pound, the
one?
ingredients are probably pretty similar, right? I mean, like that, they're or no.
You're
am I
talking to the
wrong?
wrong. You're
So let's
talking to the
do
wrong guy.
10.
I'm not going to agree with you.
No, I mean, I think they're similar.
Because I currently need
they're
2, but I feel like
kind of
I'll need more
like, it's
eventually.
like, you know, and it's down to the same sort of spread, the Thousand Island adjacent spread, the lettuce and the tomato. I mean, it's a similar
It does
approach.
feel like, what is it, Danny Meyer who
Yes,
created
yeah.
Shake Shack? It does feel like Danny Meyer was trying to East Coast make a In-N-Out analog.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like something that felt similar because it was also limited menu, limited, good ingredients. Exactly what you're saying. So I do think they're connected or related.
Just only in that,
Or wait,
not
do
in, like, the
these
flavor profile
have
area,
a pass-through,
but
don't
those,
they?
I
They
think
do,
the
yeah, okay.
Shake Shack burgers have a little bit more shelf life than the In-N-Out burgers. I don't know what maybe it is the bun. Maybe it's, I don't know. You know, maybe the bun's not keeping enough of the heat. I don't know. I will say though.
I think the buns are almost bad.
Well, one thing I can say specifically about the fries there is because they do fresh cut potatoes in store in In-N-Out burger. And whatever, I'm not going to defend the fries. I like them because I have nostalgia for them. I know
Bingo.
they're better fast food fries out there.
Okay, so that is done.
Abila's holding something up before me. Sorry.
Oh shit!
It's just
it's
the clock.
time.
Okay, got it. At Shake Shack,
So what should I do now?
You're doing great. I have nowhere to be.
Yeah.
And a record to break.
I think she did that because we were told that there was an out. I'm not sure.
I believe I had an out, but I told them to push off. I just have to get to Crosstown by 5:45. But, you know, honestly, I'm here for the show. Let's
All right,
see.
all right.
I'm here for the show. If I missed it, I missed it.
No, we should.
No, that's okay. We don't have to force you.
Well, I
to
don't
miss
know.
it.
But there was a part of me where we were talking, and I'm like, well, look, I mean, what can we do? I mean, like, it's Munch Madness. It's Talk Cock. I can't be like trying to pull my own shit here. You know, I'm just gonna quickly Google where I need to be and just see. But,
Okay,
but I don't have to leave now.
So
Talk Cock is
basically-
also one of the Shartnels too, by the way.
I do want to know who the rest of the Shartnels are.
There's a lot of
We'll
Shartnels.
figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll
we
find
can-
out in subsequent weeks.
If you want to see us die a slow death, we can name 5 of them for you.
Somehow I feel like this is going to end up with Kowalik in a priest
The Shake Shack, meanwhile, uses their crinkle cut fries are frozen, and they switched to fresh fries at a certain point, and their customers complained, and so they switched back to frozen. So that might be part of why the fries endure a little bit.
Did you ever have a religious size ever in your life? This is a genuine question.
Yeah, we used to go to church every Sunday.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was raised Episcopalian. We've talked about this before.
Did you ever have anything post that of like, for me, I remember at one point I bought, like those shark tooth rocks?
I remember those, yeah.
Yeah, and I had it around my neck,
Tooth rock.
and it was like this is like I'm trying to think of like another spiritual time that wasn't Catholic, and it was like indigenous or whatever, and I had that around. I mean, it's probably, I mean, definitely, what's it called? Appropriation.
Cultural appropriation, yeah.
Yes, because I
Okay.
had this thing that I would pray to that was like an indigenous.
You would pray to it because you decided to, or you were told when given it that.
I guess I
was told
should
when I was
as
given it, it was like a
well.
Native American
Okay,
rock,
okay.
which I don't think I really understood. I remember I prayed to it. I think I've told maybe part of the story, but I prayed to because
Just in case.
Carlos across the street was like, he dared me to ride my bike with my eyes closed, and so I prayed to the rock, and I got on my bike and I rode it with my eyes closed, and I slammed into the back of a minivan.
Well, you know why you did that though. This is actually interesting because that rock probably got oxidation on it.
Okay.
And,
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Oh yeah, it's oxification on that rock. So
Um,
probably like that all the time.
That was the closest I've ever been to like another. You know what?
The thing about these is I don't know if I will necessarily, because I won't need it
Well, yeah, because you're not spiritual now. You just got
eventually.
the ashes on your head yesterday.
That's therapeutic for me, really.
Is it in? Like I could just fill them up manually if I
understand that, like the ritual.
need.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's good to
Yeah, no,
have.
I mean, we were religious when I was a kid. Not
big
deeply
time.
so, but Episcopalian is also like kind of like it's the, you know.
And I'll
the
probably
chosen it's
eventually
kind of
just be using these
Catholicism
for metal.
It's a little bit
Frozen
more
chosen?
Yeah, I've heard this before.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
because it's
Okay.
like because the religion is it's the
That being said,
We were very Catholic. We went to church every. We
get
did a
cleaned
thing
up
which
a
I always
bit.
thought was a cheat, and I thought it was so cool. Like we went to church on Friday night. Saturday night. The guy was like, "Oh, it's a shorter mass. You go Saturday at 5 o'clock. You're done by 5:45. Weekend begins. You can sleep in late on the weekends." And I thought I was like really getting away. And I was going to Catholic school, and we were all
Catholic school?
Oh yeah.
Nothing.
No, I mean, there was a period where we would go to church, Greek Orthodox church, very infrequently, and it was a short period of time. We were not religious. I think, you know, it's also that like most of the service was in Greek.
Yeah.
So
but keep
for
that
my
just
sister
in
and I,
case.
we didn't speak Greek, so it was a little bit of a. It didn't.
I want
I think
to-
I went to Sunday school like for 1 year maybe, and not frequently. It was really not a part of our life.
Well, you know, it's so interesting because we're not going to church right now. We have kids, but we're we celebrate Christmas and stuff. But oh, maybe I should tell. I will. My wife got one of those like DNA tests, or her sister did, as a matter of fact, and it just showed that like her dad's grandfather was Jewish, and so now June is like, oh, we're Jewish, and I'm like, well, I mean. Yeah, I mean, well, like we're trying, and so now my son is like, well, I'm Jewish, and I'm like, I don't know where. I'm like, sure, I guess. I don't know. I mean, technically, it's kind of removed. No one knows exactly what we're doing. It's a very funny add-on. And then my other son's like, I'm not Jewish. I'm like, at this point, whatever we want to decide.
Pick
for
whatever you
ourselves.
want.
Cool. I love
It's just funny
it.
to me that In-N-Out is such a strong Christian company, and I don't even think about it as much anymore. But like when I first
All right,
got to LA,
electrics
that was a thing.
done.
We did it for Rock Over Blessed.
Yeah, I remember
All right.
discovering that of like, you know, it's again, that's a thing, again, pre-internet. Like kids would tell you, it's like if you look in the underside of your fries container, there's like a Bible verse.
Well, now, why are they different than Chick-fil-A?
I don't think that. I think functionally they're pretty similar. I guess the argument against Chick-fil-A is that
they support.
They're a
pretty
little more
abhorrent
overt.
stuff.
What I think I need
But
is
I suspect the In-N-Out
roof access.
Probably the same.
Yeah, probably similar.
Did you have a Conclave quote under your cup or no? I think there's a tie-in with Conclave. that they're
There
doing.
is right now.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
I did have the famous quote from Conclave of course Rafe Fine going like, "Who will be the next pope? Who knows?"
What are the foundational elements and components of the conclave?
I'm
curious about.
Yeah, great question. I'm sure we'll get into this in subsequent weeks as the comment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably on a double.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I think in a future, we'll get into it.
So now it is a 2-hour market. We've just cracked into In-N-Out.
Let's talk about it. Let's
do it.
Let's get to business. I got the In-N-Out Burger Double. This was 2 beef patties, 2 cheese slices, lettuce, tomato.
Okay.
I know people know what that is, but you know,
It'd really be nice to get this enclosed today. As much as a pain in the ass as that's going to be. What time is it? Yeah, you know what? Okay. How long are we going? 2 hours? I'm thirsty though.
Speaking nations
Oh,
that
yeah,
are,
all right.
yeah, we
You guys have a big
Australian
Oh,
audience.
Yeah, Australia and the UK.
Super quick before we get super into it. Like, will you guys just say how much each of you earns on the podcast per year?
Yeah. And why you feel it's okay to have drops with other people's music in it?
Hey,
Taking
update.
money out of those artists' mouths?
Hey, new update. Drops are over, everybody. You listen to the last drop.
I had chopped chilies. They are the chilies are cascabella peppers. I always thought they were banana peppers. They are sometimes banana peppers.
Are those the peppers that you can also get next to like the ketchup stand?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
you can get those too.
You can do it here.
I thought this burger was. I did eat in the car. I got the little container and I sat in my Chevy Bolt and it was heaven. It was delicious. I thought it was just such a well it was like the perfect the platonic ideal of an announcer. I thought it was just really great. That
Do
was
you
the top of
listen
the
to
game.
music when you eat in the car like that, or do you like watch something on your phone?
Dead silence.
Dead silence. That's what I thought.
Oh yeah, you're a no music guy.
Along with my thoughts.
I don't get that at all.
I walked by your car one time.
Puttying it, yeah. It's a little
track
weird.
with somebody breathing.
That was me.
I heard that when you were in
Why is
Orlando,
this-
the woman was like, "You okay, man?"
Wayne was like,
Why is this being like this? Oh,
I'm gonna pull over now.
God damn, so much easier when you can fly.
The Halloween soundtrack, like, but it was just the Michael Myers breathing parts of the movie. I thought it was gonna be, you know, like
Yeah, of course, yeah,
right?
John Carpenter's score,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just the mask breathing part. So you're in your car, the rain is pattering on your roof. That's what you're
right.
listening to.
Setting the scene, Mitch. I love this.
Where is the car located?
Where's the car located?
500 yards from a school, I'm guessing, at least.
No, I pulled into a space. I pulled into a space.
Oh, okay.
In their parking lot.
In a different parking lot, but nearby. Yeah, I pulled into a nearby school.
In that high school park.
Yes. Mitch, what did you get for your number? You always go out.
I did go animal style.
What is that again? Is that no bun?
And I got, for the first time ever, I think, a single cheeseburger.
Wow.
Not a double-double.
Yeah.
Just a single patty cheeseburger.
Why did you opt for the individual cheeseburger?
Because I'm on fat guy drugs and
Love
it's
it.
hard to eat stuff.
Sure.
Great.
That is the. I don't know if I should call it the issue, but it's.
But you should definitely call it fat guy drug.
It is the fat guy drugs.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
They should have. Too bad Chunk didn't have this back in the 80s. He would have been nice and.
Oh, he's
slim.
on the.
They would have called him Think or Thunk.
Thong.
Thunk. They would have called him Think. They would have called him Thunk.
Nope.
They would have called him Thunk?
They would have called him Thunk.
I don't-
Chunk, Skunk.
This rewrite is bad. This rewrite's terrible.
Oh,
The actor
got a
who
snort.
played Chunk, who's now a lawyer.
He's a lawyer, yes.
And he looks.
Bunny
I may have snorted.
Oh yeah, I think I believe he
Didn't
is.
he
Don't-
win
don't trouble
for
it.
lawyer in New York?
Then that's what you want.
Yeah. I've met him on quite a few occasions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he looks
Really?
great now, right?
Yes.
But to you, he would look no different.
No.
Because I think part of his whole thing is he looks really good now. He's like in shape and ready to go. But you think he looks in shape and ready to go.
I thought he looked in shape and ready to go when he
So
was
you're
Chunk.
when you've met him recently or in recent years, you're upset he doesn't look like the little kid Chunk?
Yes. I'll usually whisper in his ear, "Sell out." He's like, "I grew up." I'm like, "Whatever."
Yeah.
But look, do you know that it happened in the same week? Back to the Future. This is what I think Paul told us just the other day, or Neil or Paul, that Back to the Future and Goonies happened in the same week.
The same, they're not released at the same time, but the movie's universe.
Yeah.
They're different areas.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
They're going back in
They're
time, and
contemporaneous.
Sloth was getting freed all at the same time. I think
Yeah.
that's fun. That's a fun.
I love that.
Great, love it.
Anyway, sorry.
You love
get
to
off
hear
Thunk-
it.
To get off of Thunk, I always give In and Out a hard time because you like it, and I like to give you a hard time because it's fun. But also, I love my buddy Nick,
Wow, that's nice to say.
and
How would a guy from New Orleans say it?
well, it is funny because Wags, the guy at the window at In and Out,
That's right.
he's like, "I just moved here from New Orleans." I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Would you help me in the bathroom? There's an issue." I said, "Yeah, sure thing." And I went in there, and then he's like, "Now that you're in here, you mind sucking me off?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And I sucked him off. And then I said, "You know what? You're a nice guy. I'd like to shake your tail." And I said, "Wait a minute, tail? What the? You're a fucking gator." He said, "I got you, boy." And then
I hope there's no gators in the complex.
They're never. You won't know until it's too late.
there is
not a Bishop Gator.
there is a new Sharknall that just arrived in the complex.
Yeah, there's a mysterious new shark. No, but I'm sure he's not a
He
gator.
can't be a gator. He can't. There's no way
I bet
he's
he
a
also
gator.
doesn't have a secret in general. No one's gonna have a secret.
Yeah, if there's a new Sharknall, they're not gonna have a secret.
Yeah.
They're just they're
I hope
showing
not.
up. I took a bite of this single cheeseburger, and I can't.
I think I'm gonna do the roof now.
I got the crunch of the bun. You can taste the crunch
Instead
of
of
the
the-
bun that they put on that griddle.
Because I think that'll
Yeah,
give me a
the
good
mildly
idea.
toasted- the
Or should
mildly-
I?
taste
Yeah,
that mildly
or
toasted- the beef, and this is honestly where I, in another fat guy attempt when I ate keto for a brief period of time, which Paul Russ called Cheeto. I was not eating Cheetos. I did.
I don't think he was calling it because it was like Cheetos. It was like cheating, right?
Oh no, he was saying that I was eating. He was saying I was eating Cheetos.
He literally was saying.
I've been made fun of a lot over the years on this podcast. I hate it, and I hope that the show ends soon. So that's real.
We have that in our power.
We have it in our power. We'll end it at some point.
Yeah, you guys signed a 15-year contract here at Feral.
At Feral, right?
Feral audio.
Shit, Harmon's gonna be so mad. When I ate just when I wasn't in
Will this be enough?
patty is great.
The issue is, I don't think it will be.
Counting carbs, just because it's like a slightly lighter.
So
meal
how
than I
many
usually
is it
go take.
between?
It's great, and I was eating it, and look, my complaint is that sometimes.
I mean, I can just
with
put
single
this.
patty, I think I wish I had
It's going to be such a
lettuce,
pain if
maybe,
this
or
doesn't work,
maybe-
though.
Maybe no veggies at all, but because the lettuce, they do throw a lot of lettuce on there. But it was fantastic, Nick. And honestly, going into it, I was
feel like
I'm
this is
gonna
more
go
likely.
Handles.
Yeah.
Or how about I
And
just do a
then
4x4?
Going into it, I took that first bite, and I was
Yeah,
like,
you know what? What the
I
hell?
don't know. I still don't know my answer. I have no idea. It was a really, really good burger. Zooks, you had your burger here.
Yeah, I'll do this. I feel like this will definitely
when they handed it to me through the window.
cover.
And I ate it, most of it on the drive over here. And then, did you spill?
I spilled all my pills.
You did a
God,
pill
it's
spill?
Pills.
No, the pill's
We
spill.
got Jemmy, don't worry. Jemmy's not gonna get over there.
All right, good.
No pills for Jemmy.
Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, that's
There's
okay.
one more pill I dropped.
Do we need to put it in some peanut butter for you?
So like up and go down.
Greeny right now.
Oh, man.
If you have a pill pocket, I will take it. Sorry. Go on with your story.
No.
Sorry.
So I ate it on the way over, and my in and out was a
Okay, wait.
single double. So two.
So I was
patties
just gonna say I'm gonna run out of.
cheese. And at some point, I've got to pull that off too because dairy is just clobbering me.
Yes.
Today is a big lactate day for me.
Right.
Oh, I love it. I love
So
lactate day.
I lactated up. I had a single double, and then I can't obviously have the sauce. The spread has mayonnaise, which has eggs, so I'm out on mayonnaise. But I will get light ketchup, just a little bit of ketchup, grilled onions, pickles, and then the regular lettuce tomatoes. Right?
Fuck.
That's it. That's all I have on my burger. I got fries. I just picked at them a little bit, but I did get. Hold on 1 second.
Zooks is standing.
Not
walking
that this
away.
is all that important.
Oh.
But should we want,
Wow.
I do have
Reaching into a bag. Oh my
a
God.
single burger in this bag.
Wow.
How long? That's been
That I-
sitting there for over 2 hours.
Oh yes, that I got because I was like, oh, there's an
Alright.
off chance.
I don't know why that was so
we
much
might
easier
pull
than
just
last time, but
maybe
that
it's
time gave me
nothing.
trouble.
It is a plain burger. I was like,
I would-
maybe they want to talk burgers, but then I was also like, Jemmy could have it, so I
I
kept it
also
on.
am like, well, we're talking about the condensation. I don't see any condensation on that bag.
It's just the burger, so that's all there is in
Back
that.
to the classroom for you fucking dumbass.
I think you,
Condensation theory's out the window.
But I had a great time. Much like Weiger, I ate it in the
Alright,
car.
9.
listening
Yeah.
to,
How many is it? 1, 2,
Listening to episode
1, 2,
of
3, 4,
Top
5. Okay.
Arden Marine and Lauren Lapkus just absolutely demolishing you idiots.
I would like to share the
Loved it.
burger with Jemmy if that is okay. I would like to try
Share.
a bite of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you want some too? You mean not you want to feed it
Yes.
to Jemmy?
No, I'm not trying to get a Lady in the Tramp situation going on here. I'm not trying to kiss Jemmy.
That's cute as hell. If you did.
I would gladly kiss Jemmy.
Yeah.
In a
Is-
boss employee way.
wow. All right. This is really,
I don't know if that's better.
No, this
See?
is. I will say, Jemmy, you should get a little.
I got
So I should probably like put something in this little cube.
I love that burger. Yeah. It is.
I can just go like simple
Never disappointing. The only time I've ever been
disco dance floor.
are the few times earlier on where
You know,
I
your
bring
simple.
it home or bring it someplace else.
Oh, shit.
And then it is. It's soggy. It's not as good. The fries are soggy, and it's not. But that's not the point. The point is, it's right here, right now. It's good. It like comes straight out of the window. So I won't even move my car. I sit right there while they watch me out the window, and I just eat it.
Yeah, you don't move it. You
They're like, please move. We have other
No,
cars.
that's why the blinds are so long. He's like,
Yeah.
you're
I'm
normal.
like, you watch me eat this.
I will say this. I was like you. I was like, this is gonna be handles, hands down. Like, there's no, because I was like, there has been a de-fascinate. I stopped like my fascination with In-N-Out Burger. I was like, I don't know, I don't get it anymore. And I recently went to like McDonald's, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have a burger. I haven't had a burger at McDonald's in a long time. Had that, I felt nauseous for the rest of the day. It would really kind of hit me in a weird way. I was like, it was a chicken nuggets, and I really went overboard.
McDonald's, I feel like, is all about the rubber.
Yeah, it was like, ooh, that was too much. But I go in there yesterday, rainy day, perfect day for a burger. I feel like I'm trying to keep it simple because I feel like that's what I want to do on the show. Give me a number 2, that's all. You can try some of the pink lemonade. I know I'm not supposed to judge the pink lemonade. And it was
drinks are in the Gatorade jug. Is that?
Yeah, sides are on the sideline. Drinks are in the Gatorade jug also.
I do like that pink lemonade though.
I do too. It's good. It's very good. And so I got that. It came very quickly. I sat down at the counter, like there's not like one of those tables. Like I was an elevated counter next to a person. We're all together. It's a real working man kind of moment. You know, I've got
like blue collar Mitch.
Yeah, blue collar Mitch. You know, so that. You know, so I got it.
Hey, I am blue collar.
Blue collar Mitch? Oh, okay.
I come to work with my Jersey Mike's bag like a pail, and I put in my 4 hours of podcasting a day
for one episode. To your note, like the bun was crisp, the burger was great, and what I really like, and this is my own little thing, is like I want to taste the different levels of the burger. I don't want everything to be crammed together. So I felt like the lettuce was crisp. I got to taste a little bit of these.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, how long is this? 2 hours? Okay.
Delicious. The fries are great. And I was like, I have been eating In-N-Out wrong. I've been eating it with too much of a delay. I've been eating off of a truck. I've been waiting on the line. I need to get it and eat it. And this is a whole different experience. It changed my whole life on an In-N-Out.
Well, it's because if you simplify, it really highlights these are good ingredients.
Yes.
And if you slop it all up with a bunch of sloppy stuff, it can be just unwieldy.
And I will say, I was nervous. Will I get a little bit?
I don't know if this is gonna work. Damn it.
I felt good, and sometimes I don't even feel that great after a shake. I'm like, oh, that was heavy. I felt heavy. I did not feel heavy for the rest of the day. It was a very light, delicious meal.
Yeah, it's not.
I just realized the height issue as well. I need a half.
So you know you're not
half
really
wall.
gonna have that heavy feeling afterwards. One thing I got really into doing a couple years ago, I don't do it as much
Which kinda
anymore.
sucks.
I was basically making a Big Mac simulacrum at In-N-Out Burger by way of taking the tomatoes off of the double and then adding pickles, and that it basically simulates that Big Mac, but it's just like a little bit better quality.
Big Mac.
I got into a little bit of an issue when I was ordering in the front because I ordered a kind of number 2, and I just didn't understand what the person behind the counter was saying because she had said onions, but she said only and I didn't know that was and I was like, what?
An option.
Yeah, and I was like, onions. And I was like, it was said so nakedly that it took me a second. And I was like, but of course. But I didn't realize how many people must not order the onions. Is that like a?
Yes, they've become. I don't know. That may have happened in our lifetimes. At a certain point, it became a question.
Okay.
And would you want onions or no onions? And then some people like the grilled onions.
I get grilled onions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, grilled onion. Well, it depends.
Got them in trouble. They were talking outside of. It sounded like a podcast was going on outside of our door. And I asked Anya if she'd tell them to be quiet.
Well, there was a big yell.
I felt like a
what a narc.
I felt like a narc.
What a fucking narc.
This is Talk Cock.
Oh, is Conover?
No, it's not.
Was it Wayne Brady?
Oh my God!
I bet it was Wayne Brady.
Oh no.
Oh no, not Wayne Brady. He's gonna kick their fucking asses. Famous strongman Wayne Brady.
I was getting distracted. I just said, I didn't mean to.
How dare you?
Whose meal is it?
This is gonna be close.
Wow, this is heartbreaking.
That's rough stuff. Let's talk about handles.
Come on. Oh. Okay. I'm not convinced that hole's gonna fill, but we'll see.
They're actually making Conover and Wayne Brady Switch podcast.
Yeah.
It's gonna kind of suck if it doesn't, to be honest.
Now Wayne Brady's got to do factually, and now Adam's got to improvise. This is gonna be tricky.
I don't think it is actually gonna work because of that hole right there.
I'm watching it right now. His hair is slowly growing.
Wow.
They were like, "Can you get your hair?" I'm just seeing.
Wow, yeah.
And they're
We're
like,
just documenting what's happening in front of our office.
and they're like, I'm seeing mouse, I can
Yeah.
see this, and they're like, can you have try to improvise that, and then you went like this, and the hair started to grow up. Why?
That's a good
improvised
improviser.
hairline.
hair to
That's
grow.
really
Good
impressive.
improviser.
Great
I don't know.
improviser.
Can you?
I-
Are
I
you
can
good enough?
barely
Do
He
that?
just got a suggestion of hair and he did it.
Yeah.
That's
That's really something.
he is the
Well,
best.
He's on another level.
He's the best. He is
Incredible
good. He's
entertainer.
really good
He's the
improviser.
best.
I will
That's why
say.
we
Oh.
all on his podcast, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I did not think that was gonna work.
New and
Wow.
Format, it may be like, oh, that seems like a tough fit. He is a monster.
What is the? Oh yeah, 9% stable.
Oh, shit.
You can't get much less stable.
Just
Off
exact.
shit. Off shit. Like off shit.
Yeah,
like
off shit.
Shit that looks weird.
Cock.
Yeah, right.
All right, cool. You know, no, just this giant hole. This I feel like is gonna need 2
went to
pillars.
Handles, and this-
Kirkland shit.
here's the thing. I went on a rainy day.
I think 2 pillars are a must
in
there.
a parking space. I went over to Handles, directly to Handles.
Are you Team Missy Elliott, or what, how do you feel about the rain?
How do I feel about the rain? I'm kind of an inverse Shirley Manson. I'm not happy when it rains.
Wow.
I'm from
So you
SoCal.
are
I
Missy
like
Elliott. Missy Elliott.
I like the rain if I'm inside.
and the rain. Okay, how about that? Yeah, I guess I am a
But I gotta say that I think that In-N-Out benefited from a rainy day. That was a
think so.
great treat on a rainy day. It felt very special, I think.
And what I was gonna say, Handles. So I showed up. I tried not to show up too close to closing for any restaurant, but like I was like, it's an ice cream parlor. It's okay. It was like 15 minutes before closing. It was popping. I could not believe how fucking
Handles
small it
is
was.
like Handles. I've gone there now multiple times, and there are lines, there are
Yeah.
things happening. It's a whole scene.
Well, I went to this Handles that's nearby the
Yeah.
studio here, and at like noon when it opened. Yeah. I went not noon, but a little after, like when I was on my way over here, and so it felt to me like what a strange thing to be getting a 4 scoops of ice cream at like 12:45. I just felt like this is insanity to be ordering 4 scoops of ice cream in the middle of the day. This is basically
When
just
else would
begging
you?
for diarrhea.
Yes.
Oh.
Did you see Susser over there?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have it early morning than late at night.
Not the goat.
I got 2 flavors, both of which I'd had because I was like double. The an even matchup. I should get 2 scoops of Handles.
Okay, so
I got
figure in here.
double versus 2 scoops. I got 2 flavors that I'd had previously, both of which I really enjoyed. One is
So,
Blue Monster. This is blue vanilla ice
1,
cream, baked
2,
vanilla sandwich
3,
flavor with Oreo cookies
4.
and Chip Ahoys. We had that. Handles sent us the vanilla with Oreo cookies, and that was a great flavor.
It's really good.
Not spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That is one of the scoops in my 4 scoops.
1, 2,
I got the Blue
3,
Monster. I also got the.
4.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry. Watch.
No.
When we do.
And then, how many is between these
That was gonna be
2?
my question. That's all. So whenever that's convenient, just let me know.
Oh, we should do that now.
1, 2,
You guys are in
3.
the middle of something.
Okay.
You wanna finish yours off?
So,
After this.
how many out?
Just like people declutter their homes
Think
in
that's
March,
good?
it's also a great time to refresh your nutrition and daily habits. Feeling refreshed and ready starts in your gut, and the probiotics in AG1 helps to support digestion. Mitch, I know you love AG1. How has AG1 helped you simplify your wellness?
I feel like
routine
that's
since you've been
good.
drinking it?
Well, Wags, you know
So I
what
can
know?
get
I
these
put that
attached
scoop of AG1
underwater.
in my water in the morning, and I'm done for the day. I sip it down,
I
it
can't.
tastes pretty good, and I'm on the road.
Wow. Unlike other supplements that come and go, AG1 is a habit that actually sticks because you can feel the difference. AG1 can help support your digestion, your energy levels, your skin health from within, cravings, and so many more things. Have you noticed any of these?
Wags, let's just say I'm pretty regular right now. Wow. As spring weather encourages more travel, hiking, and
Weird
weekend
brag, but
getaways,
okay.
AG1 travel packs.
Yeah, I think this'll do it.
Standby, Wags. You just open up the travel
Right.
pack, you put it in a bottle of water, you shake it up, and you drink it down. You're good to go
Do
on the
2
road.
pillars.
Some of the benefits of AG1 take around 3 months of your body to notice, so consistency is key. Unlike other supplements that make big claims without the research, AG1 is formulated based on the latest science and nutrition.
Then where do I want
I want something I can trust.
the...
That's why I choose AG1.
Well, I can
which
also
does
take them
too. With science-backed ingredients and real benefits I can feel, AG1 makes it easy to support overall wellness every day. And that's
it's
why
much
we've been
easier
partnered with AG1 for so long.
on a server that didn't have stability, and you could fly in. Needless to say, I fell off. Yeah, that guy really fell off, didn't he?
So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/doughboys to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/doughboys to start your new year on a healthier note. Do it.
Mitch, when it comes to grocery shopping, I've got this problem. I want to eat healthier. I don't have time to shop for groceries, and I got special dietary needs that are tough to stay on top of. Well, that all changed thanks to Hungry Root. It's the easiest way to eat healthy. Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper. They take care of the weekly grocery shopping, recommending healthy groceries tailored to your tastes, nutrition preferences, and health goals.
Wow. They make it easy to eat high-quality, nutritious foods and achieve any diet or health goals, from anti-inflammatory to gut-friendly, gluten-free, or dairy-free.
At least I'm getting good
high
at this.
protein and more. They make grocery shopping
I mean, this is a
simple,
thing that I
stress-free.
have built
No more
fairly
formula
often for.
pandemonium likes.
Just tell them about your goals and preferences, and they fill your cart for you with personalized recommendations that get smarter.
You know what I've
about
just
what you
realized?
liked or didn't love. Hungry Root has great
Want
options.
to do it
for all
that way or
families,
the other
groceries
way?
like smoothies, kid snacks, sweets, ready-to-eat meals.
No, I
some
have
kids
to do
get
it this
even
way. I
supplements.
was just thinking I'm gonna need a
No
half
high-fructose
wall,
corn syrup,
apparently.
artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's
At this
foods.
height.
The
I
only source
believe
of
we're at the same height as
top-quality
that
seafood,
platform.
free of hormones and antibiotics.
You're
I guess I'll
going
have
to
it at the
love
top. I
Hungry
was thinking
Root
maybe I
as
put it
much
at the
as I do.
bottom,
Take
but
advantage of
then
this
it'd be hard to
exclusive
get
offer. For a limited
onto
time, get
the
40%
netting.
off your first box
Harder.
plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/doughboys and use code doughboys.
That's hungryroot.com/doughboys, code doughboys to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/doughboys, code doughboys. Do it.
All right, we're back. The headgum toilets drank there, Phil. The second scoop I had was
the
Grand
fuck?
Central.
That they put in a thing where you flush the toilet, I go, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that. Oh,
When I was looking
It only
for.
says that for you.
yeah, when I go, it's like, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Please stop.
Please stop.
No, don't pour grease in here. This is for urinal only.
Don't pour
What is
grease.
this?
One of
This is
the
the equivalent of Thanksgiving for me. All right.
one of the houses I looked at when I was first looking around for houses, they had a mouth-shaped urinal. And I was like,
I like
I like
that.
it.
I like it too.
Whoa, no.
I feel like a urinal in a house is a rare thing.
No, no, no.
well, that's it's definitely it's a choice, and I think it's a public knowledge that Mike Lazo, the guy who ran Adult Swim, he had a urinal installed in his shower because he didn't like peeing in the shower. He wanted to pee in a urinal, so he had a urinal installed in his shower. And
Wow,
that
that seems grosser.
it was interesting because I was like, but when we went over to his house, I was like, I got to see this thing that I've heard so much about. I was like, oh yeah, check it out.
All right, I'll finish that from the top.
Cherry.
Did the urinal talk?
Yeah.
I got Graham Central Station. This was one of the flavors they sent us in our bundle.
I'm gonna get some metal because I don't want to be up there and run
I
out.
just want to make sure this is not bought by Handles, right?
The Doughboys can't be bought.
All right. I just want to make sure.
2,000.
It
That's
wasn't
it.
your pint.
It wasn't my pint. No, this is stuff I
Oh
went out
yeah,
of pocket.
'cause some was
I
ending up.
went to Handles
Wait, you
in
used the
store.
Doughboys credit card.
That's
I used
fine.
to- yeah, but I went in store and I paid.
Wait,
for
is
the
this like being slow?
and
It just even,
Hmm?
I'm just saying, you of course, you didn't do anything
Yeah.
special here.
I know. I didn't say it was.
So
I
you
did.
pulled into Graham Central Station.
I pulled into Graham Central Station, Graham flavored ice cream, Graham Cracker Ripple, and chocolate covered crunchies. So I got two chocolate adjacent flavors, but they both had kind of chocolate mix-ins. I would have, there's an argument for varieties where I should have gotten a fruit flavors like this, but these are two flavors I knew I really, really liked. In the same way I really, really liked the In-N-Out Double. And
I feel like
they're also pretty different.
I'm like, I don't want to critique you on this because
Please.
it's obviously your show, but I feel like you did yourself a disservice by not getting the 4 scoops. It's like you were trying to do the double, but I feel like what you really needed to do was what Jason and I did, which is sample the 4 scoops.
The 4 scoops, here's the thing. I've done the 4 scoops before, and Handles is very, like their portions are pretty ample.
Yeah.
And so you're getting basically 4 full scoops, even though it's a sampler.
Sure.
But I like the amount of ice cream you get with the medium. Like you get
I see
two
what you're
like scoop and a half.
Because I was gonna say,
Here's what
look,
I'll say.
that's not a lot of ice cream. Like that, like that,
Right.
like
Well,
that
but
doesn't.
would you, okay, when you got
Yeah.
these, did you eat all 4?
That's Yaya Han.
Okay, so that's
I sampled.
okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I
I
sampled.
think it's a good as a sampler, but I agree with Wags. If I was just eating a dessert, I would have 1 or 2 of those scoops as my personal dessert.
Yeah.
Right.
Mitch, you okay?
Yeah.
Mitch is looking suspect.
No. Me too. Yeah.
I feel like if I look down at the ice cream, it's going to be gone.
No, I certainly haven't eaten the 4 scoops at once ever in my life.
That would be too much, I feel like, for me. But I wanted to try a bunch of them. And on the episode previous, you guys had said this was the way to go.
It's a great. I think it's a fun thing that they. The 4 scoops is a very fun.
I liked it, and I think that's what I wanted to make sure that I did here too. Is like really try to explore 2 different things at this place because there's a lot of different flavors here. A lot of different flavors.
Did the fam get involved at all?
I didn't invite them into this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, because I was like, here's my thought process. If I'm gonna do it later in the day, then it's got to be a whole thing, and I gotta bring them. Like, I just gotta knock this out. I gotta eat my ice cream. I gotta be a professional.
Gotta be a professional ice cream
Taking a
eater.
bite, I gotta have my focus on. I come to this not like a fucking dad, as a professional food eater. I'm not gonna jerk around with this.
Thank you very much. We actually appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring the family out to have their opinions. Yeah.
All right.
By the way, I will say my kids prefer Pinkberry. I'm like, guys, you want handles? They're like, you like Pinkberry? I'm like, oh, you nerds. You nerds.
That's not good.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But, Zeus, did you want to dig into this? What do you want to do?
Sorry, I totally forgot. Okay, so I went to the location, like I said, it's nearby here, and I was, I had a long conversation about my allergies with.
All right, I gotta be a little more careful here. I haven't died on this server yet, but if I keep that up.
That I don't know, but I will say, yeah, perhaps.
All right, why don't I do this?
Okay, well, here's what happened. So, I was asking all these questions, and I said, okay, I'm gonna get 4 of these scoops, and I said, I've got to eat some for a podcast later where we're talking about it. And she said, oh, really? What podcast? And I said, Doughboys. And she said, oh, Doughboys. I also work at the Belasco Theater. There was a Doughboys live show there.
Oh, wow.
She did not say she was a fan.
Oh no!
And she had previous knowledge of the Doughboys. Wow.
We gotta be more careful. I might not die. Oh no, my recovery chance. I don't have the thing in my. Oh no, because I'm starving.
Maybe it very well could have been. Very well could have been.
Well, this is gonna suck.
And she was lovely. And so what we have here is.
Damn, would have been nice if I had gotten up there.
Flavor. It's an almond milk one. Regular vanilla with Oreos and the orange
cream dream.
Yes, that you guys had all shouted out as one of your favorites on the last episode.
I want to talk to, because I think, Weiger, you and I might have talked about this on a previous episode, but I'm a big believer, and I think this is a known statement, that you should always try the vanilla.
For sure.
At an ice cream place. That's the staple. That's the base level.
It's like cheese pizza. It's yes.
100%. You gotta go strong.
I don't agree with it like that. It's cheese pizza.
You don't think so? You think it works as like a default?
What is it?
Cheese pizza to me is like I get that it's I know what you're saying. It just doesn't to me. I want to.
I should like chop myself up to see, because I've been alive for a long time.
Yeah. That's pizza.
But that is just.
How much I'm gonna get here?
Vanilla to me doesn't seem like the baseline for some reason.
But a lot of flavors are vanilla with mix-ins.
Yeah.
And also, I think that, vanilla is a extremely popular flavor. Might still be the most popular.
I'm shocked you don't love it.
There you go. I'm gonna go to Skull too. Can I?
This is the tough thing for me with vanilla.
Where did it go?
I mean, I do like vanilla. I've given you a hard time about vanilla. Have you had any handles yet?
0. This will be my.
You gotta dive in
my
first.
handles experience.
Really?
There's also a good chance I just have egg on my mouth. So.
Wow, egg on your mouth.
Okay, so let's see if I can get everything from up there.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. It does have a little bit of a lot of vegan stuff has a little bit of like a, it's almost watery.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, it can feel a little bit like there's icy or watery something in there.
Sure, yeah.
And it has a little bit of that, but it tastes pretty good. Anyway, anybody, by the way, go grab some.
I'm definitely gonna try some, but I want you to go. I want your
I've
thoughts.
never tried this green
I'm just
one.
gonna get my lactate.
Even
I'm
for
gonna
almond
double down on
milk.
my lactate.
Oh.
Wow.
But the almond, can I try a bite of this?
Try everything,
all right.
guys.
Because I've not
That's
tried
why
this
I brought it.
I kept a record of my 4 scoops of it.
So you haven't tried the orange cream dream?
I have not.
Okay.
You're asking me.
Yeah, Zooks has not tried any of
I've
these.
only tried that chocolate one I just had.
The Orange Cream Dream is a go-to for me. I think
And
that's a really good
that is
flavor.
probably my favorite type of. That's great. I'm
Yeah,
all in.
fantastic.
Yeah,
That's very good.
That's like those old school pops you get, like those in the freezer section.
Yes,
Good
right,
flavor.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
The
fantastic.
creamsicle, is that what they were
Yes,
called?
the
Creamsicles,
Yeah.
50/50s, I remember they're sometimes called. Mitch is having some vanilla right now.
I'm trying vanilla
I'm
wine.
gonna wipe off my spoon. Jason.
Shit, am I not gonna have enough? I'm gonna need a third
I
pillar.
have a bunch in my car, but
I do too. That's what I'm wondering if I might have left them in my car.
So you guys think about how food might affect your bodies. That's interesting.
Meat-wise, I am the same thing. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm surprised by this because I do not
Yeah, I
think
don't
of that,
ever
of course.
make that calculation.
I took a bunch of mirror laps for the show, though, so that is I am kind of like a ticking time bomb.
And by the way, I'm on this couch with them. It's working.
Alright, let's see if I can get over to this one to upgrade it.
No,
anybody else want to
that kid is being distributed.
I tell you that. Okay, this is it.
Okay. I like that chocolate vegan one.
It's pretty good.
But I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, like it's the faintest whiff of a little bit of like a watery or an icy texture more than anything else.
So you're gonna start singing a little bit of Monica in my.
That orange
Cream Dream.
yes, creamsicle flavor. That's very.
Okay.
Great.
I didn't think the last one was gonna work. I will
eat
say.
a lot of vegan ice cream from Van Leeuwen.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
talked about
That
Van Leeuwen
chain,
before.
and that I think is very good vegan ice
I
cream.
gotta try that again because since UCB I haven't been over there that much.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
There is a Van Leeuwen,
Now I don't think this one's gonna work.
right next to the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. Right.
Is that a chain as well, Van Leeuwen?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
That Oreo ice cream, they do a damn good Oreo ice cream there.
These are great.
They really do.
This is tasty as hell. And it does make this is a good pairing. Because these are both very good executions of the thing they set out to do.
And they're also they're both pretty
I might need
simple
one more.
concepts. Like they're just streamlined. They're not trying a bunch of extra stuff. Handles is like we're doing ice cream made in store the same way we've done it since 1948 or whatever year they were founded, 1945. And In-N-Out Burger, which is maybe 48. Yeah, Handles been around forever. And
where?
Handles is from Ohio. So it's the
Youngstown.
Midwest for a long time. It's one of those chains.
Oh, it's not been here, and I just didn't know
like
about it.
Dunkin', it was so locked for a long time, and then recently came to the West Coast.
It's gonna be so freaking close. God damn it. I'm gonna need another one. Frig.
I didn't realize it was
Look at how close it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's
Damn.
I have some theories on
You
him.
to hell.
And this whole scoop.
Okay, so where?
I'll wait because I want to make sure we have a bigger discussion.
And my safest bet is to jump down
Region. I think that it has
and
some of my
almost die.
favorite- It has some of just the
Which I know.
classic swag, like you're saying, and I've grown to love In-N-Out. And Handles is new to me, but I love it. I think you might not get your ice cream back.
Oh, that's fine. I'm good. I'm good with what I've had.
Seems like he's.
I wanted some tastes, but that's it. I can't go too crazy because a lot of those have dairy, which will wreck my insides.
I just can't even see anything. He's like not.
I want to eat more. I'm gonna put it down though.
Wow.
It was like I was at the zoo, basically. I just didn't see any.
It was so funny because you were making eye contact with me.
I don't really have any
while you were
food.
trying to start whatever point you were making.
Should go
But
get
then
some
I watched
food.
it, You were like,
Yeah, I got like nothing.
you were so distracted
No.
by Wags' housing the ice
Well, but
cream.
Weiger, we were able to talk about Weiger had to catch up. Like you had a job to do there. You
Yeah.
had to get through 4 scoops very quickly.
Going through
Yeah, I don't really have food or heals for that matter. Should I maybe go to a river?
And then the
Take a river break? What time is it?
Chocolate was fine. It kind of for me tasted like a flavor made out of the outside of an ice cream sandwich. Like it was kind of that sort of.
Where did my,
It reminded me of actually like chocolate sorbet. That's what it reminded me of.
Well, and
I had
flavors I noticed are
kits.
I didn't get any of those because I don't like a
they're gone.
fruit, like I don't like a mango
Okay,
or a
let's do it
strawberry
really
type of
old
thing.
school.
I would rather have try the chocolate. But I agree. It is, and maybe that's for me. So much of my ice cream, so much of what I can eat as ice cream, is that kind of more processed stuff. So
Got it.
a lot of times for me, ice cream was an ice cream sandwich, a
All
drumstick.
right, and I'll just start. That's fine.
A thing that is.
I'm gonna need to get
stable in a
these.
freezer.
I think that, like, as somebody who has done a lot of lactose-free ice creams, a lot of different things, that is a solid almond milk thing, you know. But you're always gonna get like a slightly different flavor with almond milk. Yeah. I'll tell you the 4 that I got. I just saved them here. I got birthday cake.
Mitch is holding up his palm, which has brown in it. I guess you get chocolate on yours.
You also have ice cream in your mustache.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to get it together, pal.
I got ice cream on myself.
Look at him, and he just holds it up until Amelia comes and takes care of him.
Look
Oh,
at
the king is okay.
The king.
Oh, the king has poop on his hand.
I do come out of the headgum bathroom like this quite a bit.
The headgum hunks and honeys are like, he did it again. I ripped a couple farts in the bathroom just to mix it up for them. They don't know what's going on.
I got birthday cake, vanilla with Oreos.
Maybe for this one I actually will do.
Pistachio.
Wow.
Tried to keep it like
I think it might be easier when I get to the top.
Like, I mean, Rocky Road is something I really wanted to try because I feel like I would often get a Rocky Road.
What is Rocky Road? Because I can't have it because it has something.
Chocolate nuts and marshmallow. I think.
Maybe put some like lights in it or something.
I found myself to be enjoying that as I liked it as a kid, and I feel like it's a much maligned flavor because it's not a go-to flavor, but in a 4.
Well, Rocky Road.
I thought that was really
It's
good.
not
And then I like a birthday cake. I also got a small hurricane, and I got the
A what?
banana split.
Okay.
So, because I am a fan of
I got one medium hurricane last night.
Oh, I could power my fridge. I'm an idiot.
I am also a fan.
Yeah.
Hurricane
I'm gonna do that now before I forget.
It's not a frap. It's not a drink.
No,
right?
it's
not a
very
shake.
much.
Okay.
It's very much like a blizzard.
What does
I
a
guess maybe I should
fridge-
reveal what my thought process is here? Having that, which I think is very good, and the exception
5.
being the
Is there a pass-through? Is another question.
I believe that their strength is in the hurricane because I think that their ice cream is better cut a little bit with some other things. I find them to be like I can't eat that whole thing. It's too sweet. It's on the sweet. It's almost too rich.
Wow.
That like like I was like, oh, this is a little like I feel like that has a sugary tinge to it. Now, by the way, I like all my first bites.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Do you think you would have felt the same 10 years ago?
This is an interesting thing.
I feel like our
A pass-through.
are
Hmm.
are on an arc.
I think a fridge should have a
you know?
pass-through.
And
Come
I
on.
do feel like as I get older, my tastes for certain things
I guess
is
it's
going
rare you're
away.
gonna have
One
2
of those things
fridges.
is very sweet things or very rich things.
I am more sensitive to sweet now. Like
Yeah.
I'll have like a soda that's too sweet or like a cocktail that's too sweet, and I'm just not into this at all.
Well,
Interesting.
Okay.
I don't
comes
like
from
Just because I knew I was gonna forget that if I didn't.
that is interesting.
You think it should come from Old Town?
Well, no, Youngstown would obviously be making a sweeter thing because they
Right.
You know, but that's why I think their hurricanes.
Oh, thoughtful Mitch. I
Yeah,
love this
really.
new character, Thoughtful Mitch. Who strokes his beard to tell you, don't worry, I'm thinking.
My phone is lost. My phone is
Is
lost
he?
the couch somewhere.
Good. Just stay still and raise your hand.
No, I'm not. I don't need them to lift up the pad for me.
I do love that Amelia did know where the phone was.
Yeah, she's keeping track of it.
Boy, she is keeping. If Amelia ever goes anywhere else, Mitch will be lost.
Amelia helps me out, and so does Emma.
So does
and
Emma.
So does Casey. I just said so does Emma.
Emma
So-
brought you a new pair of pants on tour, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ripped a pair of my pants on tour, and Emma brought me pants to my room.
Because you didn't pack a pair of pants, you just said the ones you were wearing.
Wow.
Oh, so you want me to go to the counter in my undies? Why?
The missus is calling.
Hey, he's a blue collar boy. He can
Hello.
only afford one pair of pants.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Didn't you get my text?
I'm recording.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So you may have sent a text. I didn't check. Yeah.
Okay, babes. Okay, babes.
Okay.
Okay, talk to you later.
Bye.
Not a great quote,
Bye.
but it was interesting. Had some good anecdotes.
What is
He
her
was a
text?
guy who was like a billionaire.
You know, obviously, it's a ooh, delightful looking little meal. Oh, well, I get a good view of the CN Tower.
Complaining about
Yeah, they're in Toronto.
angry fan letters. Oh yeah. It's just like, you can
Holy
be
shit.
the pinnacle of success in the industry. street.
It's like they're right at the base of the CN Tower brick. Pretty sweet. Yeah, you know, I don't know if you know this about when you're married, but when you go away without your significant other, protocol, text when you get there.
If you meet him, FaceTime me immediately. I would love to tell him I was disappointed.
And I like asking for like a picture or something too, so I can see like what their room looks like.
And then ask him if he still believes in shapeshifting.
Well, it's funny. I specifically said, send me a picture of room or food or something. Oh, man, I'm really beating the shit out of myself here. And she sent me a picture of the view from the room and some delicious looking meal of some sort. I don't even know what it was. Which also begs the question, I have to order something for dinner. Because I'm going to treat myself.
I had all of it. But I also like love ice cream. Yeah.
Of whatever in the house, would you just eat the whole pint, or can you space it out over the course of?
I have to space it out at this point, but I could eat a pint of it.
I exercised, you know, Herculean
Hey, we did that.
control that to having like a third of it left.
Not bad for day 2 of wipe, I'll say.
Wait, so you
It's because I had a serum. If you know, you know.
Not Hercules.
The greatest detective in the world.
Not Herculean, but Herculean.
He was talking about
I loved it for you. It's all about Poirot.
He was talking about the youngest thump that they call Herculean.
I will say that a lot of people try to do a hurricane, a blizzard, or whatever. And what I like about Handel's version of it is it doesn't just feel like a bunch of shit. Like, cause sometimes it gets too thick. It's too like I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm like, and Handel's very smooth. It's delicious. And
I never even heard of this place.
It's like eating a really nicely, like, you know, sometimes when you get like a sundae, you kind of mix it up and you kind of make your own little like a version of it. Like I feel like that's what it's nice and smooth and great. I really like it.
I was really surprised when we had it side by side with DQ. We had the Dairy Queen blizzards and the
Oh, I guess I probably have heard of it because I probably watched that episode. But as I said, I don't watch for the feud reviews. The feud reviews. I need like a.
completely different level.
Which way is the? Yeah, I need like a little indicator of like where the ramp is.
No.
You just took a bathroom break. Oh, wait, someone broke into your house?
Suddenly?
Huh?
Did someone break into?
No, everything's fine.
Okay. You don't need to hold it if you need to use the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. It's fine.
That quickly?
Yeah.
Wow.
I shouldn't have eaten the ice cream.
Yeah. So go to the bathroom.
Should I
I
eat?
thought we were still in a bit.
You want to eat more?
No, please go to the
You want to
bathroom.
eat more before you go?
All right, Mitch is going to run to the bathroom. We can keep talking here for a second. I will say that,
While he's, do you want to keep talking about the stuff, or do you want to talk off topic?
Oh, I guess we.
I'd love to talk off topic with you for a brief moment.
Yeah, go for it.
I also loved the anime Look Back.
Look Back was fantastic.
One of my favorite
Great
movies of
movie.
the year. I am not an anime person.
Yeah.
What other things will you recommend that I can watch like Look Back? Not like Look Back, obviously it's a very singular and unique film, but things that are in that zone.
I'm not
Other
familiar with
anime
that.
my favorite show of last year, full stop, Free Rein,
Free Rein's
Beyond
fantastic.
Journey's End.
Yeah.
Incredible.
What?
Have you seen?
Shit, what show did he say? I missed it.
Okay, you're right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's. I mean, that's the first thing I would think of.
That
And
Suzume was
Yeah.
the other one that filmmaker made that I thought was terrific.
I mean, those are the first I would think of that are like to me tonally similar.
I feel like I'm gonna leave these
To
ones.
Look Back. But I will say that same the author
Yeah.
of the Look Back manga is also the guy who wrote Chainsaw Man. So if you haven't seen
Chainsaw Man I've heard of. I have not yet. I don't know where to watch it. Probably Crunchyroll if I.
like better than the anime. It's one that suffers in the
That's all right.
adaptation. But I do think it's like well done and it's very entertaining.
Okay.
So that's
The other one I watched a bunch of so far is Dan to Dan.
Dan to Dan is great.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, it's really.
Oh no, I did watch it.
A wild watch.
Dan to Dan is
Visually, it's incredible.
It's gorgeous. It's so silly and it's so.
Okay, really done.
And Chainsaw Man is a similar thing. Of it's just like a.
I'm gonna need some lights in here.
Like, it's a very funny.
You ever build a home so big that you can't see the wall opposite?
I went to
Maybe I'll do like
One Punch Night which was a
Oh yeah,
very,
One Punch Man.
Yeah, One Piece.
Oh,
Yeah,
One Piece. Sorry,
yeah.
One Piece.
One Punch Man is an anime.
Oh, right, yes,
is a
yes.
thing, though, right?
Yeah, One Punch Man is a thing. And it was a very crazy fun night of everyone, very big costumes. They gave out T-shirts. It was a lot of. It was a.
Okay,
very,
you know what? I'm gonna
fun
go get some
movie,
food.
But my kids are very much into One Piece.
Oh no, it's nighttime
not the
though.
show,
I watched the
anime.
show. I watched the live.
It's just it's harder to see
Yeah.
things at night.
Having not
Yeah.
consumed any other version of it, and it was cool. Seemed cool.
I tried to get into One Piece. I'm trying again now, but it is so daunting. It's like trying
There's
to
so much.
get into The Simpsons from episode 1.
Did,
They're literally 1,000.
There is. I have on my phone
It is-
actually.
it
What
is-
is it
it is
called?
super
It's
hard.
called.
You kind of do because it's all like. One thing I would recommend to you that I'm watching
It's
right now that I
called-
do think that you would love, and I would recommend to anybody. It's on Netflix.
One
It's
Piece,
called Orb.
which is
I started
a resource that lets you know which episodes to watch of One Piece, cutting out the. I mean, they call them filler episodes. I don't really like. What does that mean exactly, though?
I think that's how I found Dan to Dan.
Yeah.
And there was one other one it's one where it takes place inside of a video game that is being shuttered.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't pull the name right now. Yeah.
But there's a player who's still playing, and then it becomes, oh wait, is this a real world that I'm in? Am I in a real world?
Oh, wow.
But it looks like the video game is the world. I don't know. It was nuts. It was cool. I like it.
Orb I love because it's the kind of thing of like if you have an outside knowledge of anime, you're maybe thinking of everything is like One Piece, is like a little bit more fanciful. But Orb is like a hyper grounded show set in 15th century Europe about rogue monks secretly researching heliocentrism. And it is like,
Whoa, that's pretty fucked up.
It's a super dark, treatment of that because like they're all like in fear of being tortured as heretics, and women involved are in fear of being.
That's a little bit like I watched that show, Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga rocks.
Which is an incredible anime that is just like a Norse mythology kind of Vikings show.
It's like the Northman the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
wow.
really
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
an
dark.
interesting way of.
Violent.
Orb is tonally very similar.
Okay.
'Cause it's just like you're just getting a sense of how punishing and how unforgiving and how dull and like how much of life was drudgery back in those.
They didn't have
days.
podcasts.
Yeah, they did.
It's like you sitting in your car eating food with nothing to listen to.
I love this anime where you just watch a guy just absolutely house a double in his car while listening to nothing.
Well, maybe it goes that way.
What I was going to say, Sheer, about your topic, I'm going to, is for me, Handles does not cross over into that threshold of too sweet. Even though I have less of a sweet tooth than I used to, and I'm not like the biggest dessert guy, I'm not the biggest treat lad. To me, it's like I feel like at least the flavors I enjoy are pretty well balanced. But I'm having some more right now.
Well, you see, now this is where, and maybe I'm unfairly judging it against McConnell's, and I also have recently found my way back to Ben & Jerry's, which I feel like does a lot of things in there, and they balance it pretty well. Like, this was, there was something about those flavors that felt too sweet to me, but I've had the chocolate bar with the vanilla ice cream. Oh, how you doing?
You okay, pal?
It was very similar to the ice cream situation. Just lifted my hand up, and one of the hunks came in and helped me out.
Gross. I'm just like, I'm trying to be a little bit more of a harsh critic on this one because I really didn't like the flavors are very good. I just felt like it was a little too decadent as a scoop. I found it to be a much better presentation in the Hurricane.
Here's the age-old question: burger or ice cream cone? What would you choose? I mean,
Burger.
Normally, burger.
Yeah, me normally burger. That's a good way of putting it, actually.
Let me ask you this, and maybe this isn't the task we're being handed here, but if you were to never be able to have one of them again,
Oh, that's a good way of
for
saying it.
me, I think it would become ice cream. Now that's in the abstract,
Yeah.
burger or ice cream. We are in fact talking about In-N-Out and Handles.
Yeah.
Right.
But I would choose ice cream for the rest of my life and never have a burger again.
I'm the other.
But I get
Jeez.
so
Big for me.
few
Yeah.
desserts that
Holy
I can
burger.
have that I like, that ice cream I feel like I need to keep in the mix.
Well, if you're saying this is an interesting way of looking at it, because it's like, would you never have in and out again, or never have handles again?
That for me is, I know my answer.
Oh, yeah, I gotta do those.
I don't know my answer to
Two,
that.
just.
I'll say this. It doesn't count, Wags. But I got myself a single cheeseburger, animal style, of course. I had a little bit of just now. Sorry, I came up with that ruse that I took a Miralax this morning and I had to go to the bathroom. I also got myself a black and white shake, and
one of the best.
it was really good. And I can't judge that on it, but does a double and a black and white shake, would I want that over handles? I don't know. But look, we're judging the burger versus the ice cream here.
I think while it's dark, maybe I'll try to do the.
And I think
It's a spotlight. Searchlight.
I
I always call it a spotlight.
You can go a lot of different ways.
10.
That's right.
We're like
more variety, more options.
Chocolate covered banana. You got the hand dip.
So that'll be 40.
And they are great.
So that's the only shitting thing.
Ham dipped by Hercule Poirot. Now, he does wear a little mustache cover to make sure none of those mustache hairs get in there.
I'm shocked that there's no smoke outline of us after you said ham dipped and we weren't there already. I would love to try a ham dip. Anything,
I'll
Wags.
take a vanilla dipped in ham.
Now, here's the other thing I want to ask, though, and this is, I guess, a question we haven't even talked about. That Johnny Depp movie where he plays the detective with the mustache.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Mordecai.
Mordecai, is that just a ripoff of Poirot's mustache?
Wow.
Well, and don't forget, Johnny Depp was also in the first Poirot movie.
He was. He is.
Right.
He's in the
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I think also when we ask you for your winner, we're going to also ask you to write down who you choose, Mordecai or Hercule.
Oh,
well,
Poirot? Okay.
You know, I mean, I love that we got the
pretty easy for me,
prequel of Hercule Poirot, like he got his mustache because of a horrible facial disfigurement in the beginning of Death in the Nile.
Completely unnecessary, Lord.
Sense of an absurd mustache, just so that people might be like, "Oh, okay, then I forgive this absurd mustache."
It was like we need to let people know that play's got this dumb mustache.
Do you watch the other Poirots or only Branagh?
Well, I like the Branagh. There are some of the classic adaptations I do need to catch up on, and some of the Agatha Christie.
Okay, you're not a Poirot.
I like the guy that was on the Masterpiece Theater Poirot.
Yeah,
that guy's great.
Yeah, the little.
I think I might actually. I don't think this reaches to the corner, does it?
And then there's the other guy who did the movies.
Well, there's one where Albert.
That's another thing I guess I'm gonna miss from my
No, there's another guy who plays Poirot.
server is long-reaching cables.
Watch the original books, but you can't really watch the books. You gotta read them. So for that reason, I'm out.
But by the way, you.
So let's do this.
Yeah, there are good. I listened to a bunch of Agatha Christie
3.
audiobooks that were great.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
But then I'm gonna have to.
We saw one of these movies together, Wags.
That's right. We saw Murder at the Orient Express on tour.
Oh wait, no, I don't have to. Oh no, I do. I
Can I
do.
take a bite of that burger?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Wow, now the burger's
Get that burger. Now that
Let's go 50. I think that'll be enough.
We need to
Because I'm gonna
decide
lose some power en
what the
route.
verdict is, because the ultimate winner of this tournament, as specified by Jess McKenna, will be sent to the first organism to crawl out of the sea, who also look like Billy Crystal, determine whether they evolved to live on land or instead return to the ocean to build a Pandora-esque aquatic paradise of mer people. In other words, turn our dystopian Earth into a utopian mirth. And the winner of this round, as Mitch bites into this burger.
I'm gonna take a bite of this burger. It is it's like such the plain burger you weren't messing around. It's like very much.
Well, that's.
You want to go to the kitchen and get some ketchup?
I mean, I think I will try it just plain.
Yeah,
I
try
got
it
it
as
for
dry guy.
that reason because you guys made such a point on the text being like it's just the burger we're talking about that I was like, well, let me get one without any of the stuff, you know.
I've never just had a completely plain, wimpy style In-N-Out burger.
That burger looks like a cartoon.
It does, yeah.
Still pretty good.
Wow.
That's
I
great.
mean, it's a cold burger.
Yeah.
And this is said after somebody who just had massive diarrhea. So it's like, you know.
And again, this was a burger that genuinely was meant for Jemmy.
Yeah.
Look, It won't be the first time I've eaten Jimmy's food.
Wait, what?
Then it won't be the last.
Marcus, would you like a bite?
Go get it.
I'll take it. Yeah, get it.
Oh, you're gonna get it? Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is
sorry they're eating your food.
This is like ice cold.
Yeah, I'm sorry they're eating your burger. I'll get you another one.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
The main issue is that it's very dry.
Yeah.
It's a dry guy.
But it's a good burger. Like they make these are.
Oh, what do you do? What is
tasty as
this?
hell.
Oh, you're giving it. Oh.
See, look at this.
Jimmy, you want a little bit? A little bit of burger?
Jimmy's like, too cold.
Do you want me to set it down?
She's gonna, yeah, she probably wants you to put it on the couch and then she'll take it.
Yeah, all right. Give it back.
You want it back?
Yeah, I want another bite.
Wow.
Good job.
The winner of this round will face the winner of the punctuation region, Taco Bell versus Chipotle and Sweetbin, which will be on Doughboys Double.
Something weird with the.
So look for that episode. Amelia is distributing whiteboards where we can write our answers and reveal them all
I
at
might
once.
change that one.
Can I just say something real quick?
And you guys initially just wanted to call them dry erase boards, and Mitch said they had to be called whiteboards.
Yeah.
What's that dumb? Yeah, I might have more subtle lighting at my my home eventually.
Before the show started, he said I didn't want him to sit on this couch because he's too brown.
You did come in and say, "Who busted this guy into my podcast?"
I thought the Doughboys didn't have any. Was it DEI? Yes.
I just want to say something real quick on a personal note, since this is ostensibly my region. We're doing the Tournament of Champions here, Mitch, for 10 years. This is the 10th one. This, I believe, I can say without hyperbole, is the single toughest decision of my career as a Munch Madness judge. There's never been a
Oh
time
wow, it looks
when I
pretty crazy in here, man.
one
I like
chain
it.
so dear to my
I'm not
heart,
even like done. I'm
one
just doing the
chain that I think
bones,
is so at
but
the top of its game.
cool.
And I have to really evaluate how objective I can truly be when I am dealing with excellence.
Wow.
Versus excellence.
Well, I have to tell you this. I came into this just hearing.
Okay, so now how do I get out of here?
Knowing what I have a thought.
It's like-
Right.
Then yesterday, had my two. I changed it. Then I came back in here, changed it again, and until this moment, I didn't know what I was gonna put down.
Wow.
Oh, also remember we're supposed to write down whether we prefer Mordecai or
I did
Poirot.
not forget that.
Or what? Or Poirot?
Yeah.
So I just go straight across.
Okay.
Jimmy
Okay.
has seen my answer.
Wow.
And she can read, so.
Suppose I could go under into a pillar.
I'm pretty sure she can talk to you, she's just not letting us hear it.
Well, she's, yeah.
Okay.
It's okay to be soft-spoken, girl.
Boy, she's so well.
You know what?
behaved.
Nothing here.
What a cutie.
When we go out there.
All right.
I have my answer down here. I don't even know if I believe it.
Have we all written down our answers?
Yes.
That's a wow. What a statement.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
I
And
am
then
making my
the
choices.
outdoor
I'll
will
say
be
one more
here.
time. I could
Oh.
never have an In-N-Out burger again, or I could never have handles again. That's how I'm.
One
saying
thing
it to
I'm
myself.
a little worried about
I just want to make
is
sure it's like I could never have the In-N-Out burger, never have handles again. I have to think about it like that because it is.
And I want to make sure I'm writing
it's gonna
down.
break some.
Mitch just started to read.
I'm writing down the thing I want to
Oh,
win.
You write
okay,
down the
good,
thing
good,
you
The
want
thing I
to
want.
win.
Yes. Okay.
I'm not thinking of this as I will never have this other one for the rest of my life, but I think that's a valid way to think about it.
Okay.
I'm just thinking.
Tell
of,
me how to think about it.
No, I mean I'm personally thinking about it of what wins in this competition. What had a better showing? What is better at what they're trying to do?
Got it.
And yeah, that's how I rendered my verdict. Mitch, have you made a decision?
I almost deleted this. I don't know.
You don't know. Are you not confident? Do you want to
Hey,
abstain?
watch it. I thought I was a king to you.
Wow,
Almost
wow.
deleted.
Are we
Not
gonna
that big of a mistake.
I think we'll end this episode with the ending of, since I didn't realize this episode was going to be
Joint lawsuit.
3-hour-long podcast episode. Not that I'm complaining. I love a 3-hour podcast.
Ready? Are you ready?
Are we all
Locked in?
do it at the same
Hell, I've recorded them.
I will count down from 3 to 1. We will in unison turn over our boards.
say it out loud or you just flip it?
And We should say them out loud.
I'm about to change my mind. I don't know what to say.
Do you want a second? Do you want a second to think it over?
No.
You were locked in.
I'm locked in.
Okay, here we go. We'll
Do
count
you need
down.
to have Amelia erase your board? Is that part of the problem?
All right, easy now. How long is Griffin's episode? Are we close to topping it?
I don't think we're quite gonna make it.
No, we'd need another like 40 minutes.
Oh, fuck that.
Can you go to the bathroom again?
We may about it. All right, we're gonna count down. I mean, we still have a feedback question to get to, so who knows? We'll count down from 3 to 1, and in unison reveal our answers. Say what we think. We want to advance to the final 4. In 3, 2, 1. Handles.
In and out. I'm team in and out.
It's a tie.
Oh my god.
It's a tie, and also I want to call everyone's
What does that mean?
to the Mitch's spelling of Poirot.
Hero.
I mean, and Poirot is a weirdly spelled name. Let's give him that.
But I really am just so impressed by what Handles is doing.
You drew the arrow.
Yeah.
I said I was like it will be fun to say Handles, but I know Wags is going. I can't believe this.
I believe.
Jason, I'm surprised at you after saying that the dessert is your favorite.
I really loved it, but it really was. If I had to be choosing one of these for the rest of my life, I might have chosen Handles. But I enjoyed the Handles, but boy, I love an In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
And if you said to me right now,
Yeah, they do look good. I've never had the opportunity to have one, but they do look
I only
good.
have one for the rest of my life. The answer is in it. That's an easy one for me, but I have nostalgia working for it. So putting that aside, I think Handles looks great. But also, I just want to say, it's like, these are both. When I wait the gallows someday, and I hope I'm afforded the kindness of a last meal, and
you're gonna get executed?
Yeah, and
what did you do?
oh, I believe that I think we're like.
Now, one thing I'm hoping of this is last time I had some of these spotlights on, they stopped working for some reason.
I want In-N-Out burger, but if they brought
Like
me
they would
Handles,
still
I would
be on and receiving power, but no light would come out. So that kind of sucks.
The first time I see you smile is fucking while you're being a mom.
I think this is what played my vote on this. I think that we need to uplift the ice cream places because there are plenty of burger places. There are plenty of places to get. And by the way, that's a great burger. There's plenty of great burger places out there. But I think that ice cream gets the short end of the stick sometimes. Like it's rare to get an ice cream going forward, and I wanted to go for the underdog.
I get that, but so now what is the protocol for a tie?
The protocol for a tie. We go to rule number 7. I'm sorry. Rule number 8. Tie goes to the runner. If there's a tie, a host and/or guest can agree to do a foot race around headgum to decide which side wins, or they can opt for a Deus Ex Machina, which would be letting the Deus decide. Mitch, I think the sporting thing to do is to invoke the Deus Ex Machina, especially because they have been a captive audience for going on 3 hours.
And plus, I don't want to run.
And Emma and Amelia render a verdict here and decide which one is going.
Do they want to sample any of these ice creams, by the way? Very rudely,
do you want
we
any
not offer them any of
melted
them.
ice cream or a very cold half-eaten burger? Okay.
I'll say this is the first time I've tried Handles. Just right now.
Casey's about to try Handles for the first time.
This is fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot.
Not ideal scenarios for having Handles.
I will say Amelia texted the Handles menu to our Dough Girls group chat, including Anya and Casey this morning, and was like, what do you guys want for ice cream? And then realized that you both had already gotten it, and we did need to go, and Casey had put it in order, and then we were like, we're actually not going.
Casey. I wish I'd known. I would have picked up Casey's order.
Yeah, we fucked that up for you. I'm sorry. I will say I get Mike, our video editor, plays in a softball league that plays every Thursday night, and after his softball games, we always go get In-N-Out on the way home. And I have a Yeti cooler that I bring with us, and we put it in there, and it keeps it nice and hot. And it actually, the condensation thing works in the favor of the fries. Doing that, it makes them like almost McDonald's fry texture. It's like I also get them as cheese fries, which is maybe a cheat, but they'll put cheese on top.
Yeah, I would
Like melted cheese?
Yeah, they take just a piece of the cheese they put on the burger, they throw it on top of the thing of fries, and they melt it a little bit, so it's not like all mixed in, it's just on top. It's really good.
It works surprisingly well. I will.
Have you noticed that Mitch has changed his vote?
Mitch has changed his vote to Handles?
Handles pure raw.
Wait, are you doing this to deny the dais?
I can't let Sus wouldn't want the dais to have the answer.
Especially, well, that in his honor of his memory. Because here's the thing: Casey hasn't even tried Handles. You're eating a mix of 3 flavors in there.
This is so close to me. This is. I agree. Paul, Paul's cheers right here.
Amelia and I have both had Handles
Yeah, you both had handles. You
Yeah,
both
but
had a
he
lot of
hasn't.
handles. You both had a freezer full of handles.
Oh, should have got me that hurricane. So Casey is the tiebreaker, or are we allowing for Mitch to change his
Well, I guess
vote?
would we collectively decide on
Let me hear
one
what
and that's the tiebreaker?
are your guys' thoughts here?
Oh, no, you're fine.
Yeah, where does the dais stand?
I would vote In and Out, I think.
And Emma would vote In and Out. That's one vote for In and Out.
We just heard a giant
Why?
play
I
about
love
that.
ice cream.
Yeah.
I still have some handles in my freezer. It's fantastic.
It's In-N-Out burger, by the way.
I know, burger. That's all I get.
One more vote for In and Out means that In and Out advances to face the winner.
I changed my vote to handles.
Of the what?
Wait, does the dais?
I changed my vote too.
Have one vote?
Mordecai.
Wow.
Mordecai.
Do we have one?
Does the vote? Yes. Does the dais have one vote or three?
Or
Three works.
Is it the winner of our three, and that's the one?
Oh, I never said what I got at handles.
Who cares?
That's the perfect answer. Like, honestly, who gives a shit?
You were thinking about it.
You did talk about a black and white shake that you got at In and Out.
I'm gonna need lots of these. Let me just make a bunch. It's just I'm not gonna go up to the ceiling, other than that initial part where I did. Once it hits a curve.
A medium hurricane, and I got Reese's peanut butter cups,
I'll just do
hot
this.
fudge, and brownie bits.
Wow.
It was fucking.
Why do you give me so many no-clip packs?
It was very goopy, and I think.
What did I ever do to you?
Am you.
Am cleaned it.
Amelia, what would you vote for? In and Out burger versus handles?
Handles, hands down.
You were handles, hands down. Wow.
So now it is up to Casey, who's just. This is not fair.
It falls to you, and let me just say, if you agree with Casey's verdict, check out his Kickstarter. My love for you is deep.
This is not fair.
It's a guy you can support. Or even if you don't, also you can support him and change his mind. Susser lives. Wow.
This is like the conspiracy guys in our crowd. He's dead. We learned about it today. I'm changing my vote to handles. Handles wins.
Did he do a foot race?
I want to hear what Casey says.
He's gonna say In and Out.
I was really hoping to try that hurricane today.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that really could have swayed it, but I love In and Out, and I gotta give it to him.
Wow.
So are we tied again?
No.
Yeah.
No, what happened?
I actually
Get Wayne Brady in here. Wayne Brady has to make the choice.
Yeah, this is insane to me, Wags. That he hasn't had it until he had the leftover goop.
Too important.
What do you mean? That's the only. I've only just had handles.
But it's a tie now
you voted
because
for
I have
In-N-Out.
also changed my vote to In and Out Burger. It's locked up, which means the dais does decide, which means In and Out Burger advances to the next round. Wow.
You wanted it. You wanted it.
That's good. I like that.
If you voted for handles in the first place, this never would have happened.
This is such dramatic ending.
Fine.
That's perfect.
Foot race.
Yeah, you can't do the vote.
And you know what? It'll piss Mitch off, which is even better.
What race inside the office?
How big? Wait,
You do it
inside the
inside
office or inside?
Yeah.
Didn't it go say
Office.
around the block?
No, around the office.
Around head.
I don't want to.
Oh,
I don't
I
want to
was
foot
picturing
race.
building.
Oh, that looks like you
The
fucking.
only person here is Anya, so only Anya would witness.
Oh, we would film it though.
Oh, yeah, no. Lots of people.
It's also
film
it's a
it.
very it's a
Or
very
you concede.
compact area. It's not like we're
Yeah.
running. Like I don't think it's gonna.
I am not gonna run around. This is an
No,
ankle
yeah.
breaker.
Do you concede or do you want to do the foot race?
Do I concede? What are you talking about? We already went to the dais.
The dais doesn't know shit.
I feel like Weiger betrayed himself.
You wrote In and Out.
I was trying to make you happy
That's
for
what I
once in your
thought.
fucking
I
life.
thought I think that you made a bold choice. You tried to appease him, and then
Yeah.
you realized that your instinct was handles. Our instinct was handles, and handles should have been the winner. It like that.
This is a mess.
This is a
Handles
mess.
didn't even win
Because
the
you made a
original
very
tournament.
impassioned plea about handles. This is an important moment.
3 hours and the end result we don't know what the fuck the answer is.
So
And
we're gonna have to do another episode.
we might have to. We might have to do a part two.
We're gonna have to do
This is
another
all in
episode.
response to we can never beat Griffin's time. Now,
Maybe I do just go to the ceiling. I think it might look
What is
better.
more famous? Handles
But then I won't
or
there.
well, I would argue that more people know handles.
I
than
think
In-N-Out.
probably, I think maybe nationwide, but I think In and Out maybe has a bigger. No, I don't know. Actually, don't know. I have no idea.
I would imagine that handles has a bigger audience only because I do think that In-N-Out is not a nationally known brand.
Okay, so then what is more famous, handles or dog?
You know what I think it might be? It's these ramps.
Like an in-and-out sign, like go in.
Like for whatever reason.
What is more famous?
I'm gonna look at Reddit. See what Reddit says about handles. Let's see. Reddit.
Versus dog too.
Here's what I think we have to do, Mitch. I think we have to take this whole dispute to Deputy Commissioner Song. I think he's
gonna cry.
I think he has to decide who the winner is, and then we can reveal in the next episode. Well, look, he's dealing with a conclave right now. He's gonna have to deal with tough questions.
I'm opening up finally tried handles, and Reddit, and he goes, okay, he said Graham Central Station. That's the favorite. It's all very, very. The monkey business wants to try. Packaging makes 0 sense. But everybody here, no negative comments about handles on Reddit.
Yeah. Oh,
none.
and I want to be clear. I voted for In-N-Out. I have no problem with handles. I thought handles was great.
Yeah, the handles
it doesn't mean that it's like absolute dog shit. No offense, Jimmy. But I still choose In-N-Out.
How about this one?
I would
Reddit goes
like human shit.
4 years. I have heard about how great In-N-Out Burger is. Earlier this month, I went to LA to see a football game, and I finally got a chance to get In-N-Out. The food was terrible. WTF?
Oh, shit.
People been babbling about the fries are crack.
Shit.
The burgers are meh, and I'm just baffled by the love this place gets.
That one by the airport can be hitting though.
Yeah.
It can, but it can also be.
Yeah, but I do think that's a common reaction because In-N-Out Burger's been hyped the whole their whole lives by people from California. And you come to California, it's like, all right, show me what you got. We got Whataburger.
Yeah.
Show me what you got. We got Culver's, and then they're
comparing it also to like the best burger place they know and love.
People are on here going like Wendy's knocks out In-N-Out. I mean, this is like a lot of.
That's a matchup
I do like Wendy's.
We could conceivably see Wendy's versus In-N-Out Burger in the finals because Wendy's is of course advanced on the other side of the bracket. We will find that out.
But it's
down
Wendy's
the line.
chicken, right?
Wendy's chicken, yes. So we'll see. All right.
Wendy's chicken.
I can't look. This podcast.
You can't look? Oh, try opening your eyes.
You were on. I was loving the start of the episode. You were giving him so much shit. That came to me.
Shit.
Yeah, please.
And to think I could have left for this.
He based his decision on 1 hour old, like half melted vegan ice cream.
100%.
Only one scoop was vegan.
I texted Mike, our video
Only
editor,
one.
his opinions and to see if we need an extra vote. I won't reveal
And what did he
unless
say?
we need it.
And also Jemmy gets a vote.
Mike did say In-N-Out. Mike would pick In-N-Out between the two, and I think Jemmy would too because she can't have that much dairy. It would
Okay, maybe I'll just do that.
Consensus is
That's
In-N-Out
good.
if we include our essential workers.
I can't. Look, this show is a lot of things. It's silly, but we always hold ourselves to a high standard.
Mitch does.
I know.
He does what I'm saying you shouldn't do, which is take the food reviews seriously.
The regret? What's hard for you is your personal regret?
This is so hard for me because I saw Paul's answer.
Interesting.
So you made a tactical decision?
I felt bad that your In-N-Out was gonna lose, so I voted for In-N-Out.
I saw.
Wow.
I saw what you were going through, and I feel like you were trying to appease Weiger, but then Weiger pulls this fucking thing out of the last.
It's a prestige. I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
He voted for. I can't believe you voted for handles.
Okay.
I thought.
So all these squares are going to be filled with. Well, why don't I show you one?
And if it was.
And then you go fried chicken. That's a good
That's
episode.
interesting, yeah.
Oh,
In the course
gotta do
of
this.
this series, at the end here, we have collectively voted 11 times.
With this glass.
As a group, we have, I believe, voted 11 or 12, 11 times, I think.
But that's it for the video. Feel free to, if you want to see what this looks like when it's done, and as I drive or walk through it, and whatever weird shit's going to be in here.
After the episode, we got to wrap things up. Just like a restaurant value feedback, let's open the feedback. We have a voicemail today. Emma, let's go ahead and play this.
Cool.
Hey, Doughboys. You guys just posted a picture of you with that Mrs. Fields cookie, and like you look like my gay dads. I don't have gay dads, but like when I saw it, I was like, I want them to be my gay dads. I'm a lesbian, so I'm allowed to say that. Anyway, what I want to ask is if you two were gonna get married and be my gay dads, what food would you have at your wedding? What would the meal be? And what would the cake be? Yeah.
We have to get.
Wow.
We have to get married and adopt this lady.
Why
I
not
guess
just
so.
adopt this adult woman?
I think the question is, if two of us were getting hitched, what would we want for our wedding meal? Now I'm gonna propose something.
Maybe the Doughboys are just planning the catering for a wedding.
It could
be your wedding.
For sure. Yeah, but I am curious, like, because we got two happily married men on the podcast and two swinging bachelors. Like, is there something that you would want on your own?
Why is that funny?
Like when you do get married, if that does happen, like what are the foods you would want to have there?
Well, for me, when I got
Okay,
married,
let's just get
I
cleared
opted
up while they're
for
ending.
a traditional. I opted. Yeah.
Wow.
I opted not for a wedding cake. I did a brownie.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I need a bunch of those.
Brownie, and there's ice cream available to make it a la mode.
I think I would like to have like ice cream situation that would be you could go and get an ice cream cone or one of these or something like that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know, like as a dessert. Like I don't love cake. I don't love those kind of like, and I can't eat most of them. But so then I would like there to be some sort of dessert situation that was good for me.
I was at a friend's wedding and they had an ice cream bar and it was wonderful. They had a bunch of flavors and then you could add toppings if you wanted. It was
like
great.
that.
That's great decision.
I'd probably get an In-N-Out truck.
Wow.
But then during the course of the wedding, you'd change your mind and get a handle truck.
Are these going really slow or something?
This was the.
Why does it feel like it's not?
What the?
Whoa.
Okay.
They just knocked his hat off.
Hats are off.
God.
Oh boy. Amelia, quick. Amelia, quick. Thank you. Oh, thank God. Nobody saw. Nobody saw.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah, please.
The winner.
Thank you. She
5
said what I wanted her to
days.
say, which is you're welcome, King.
Just so you guys know, and I think we
6
should feel really
hours.
good about the decision
Yeah.
because the owner of In-N-Out did donate $25,000 to the California Republican Party, and
I'm probably gonna have to set up a auto feeder here. I mean, 5 days is plenty, but it's gonna go up a little bit.
It's coming out of Casey's Kickstarter.
but here's
Throw that in there.
I think is really interesting. The owner does not
That in
intend
there.
to
Let's go get
pass
something to
ownership
eat.
of the company to their children.
Oh wow.
Okay.
What does that mean? And it does not intend to franchise nor sell it.
Oh my
So
God,
does that
he's
mean-
gonna have a conclave?
Yeah. So what does that mean? When Snyder goes,
Like Lorne.
Yeah, yeah. This
Show's
is like,
over.
that is
Assuming I
really
can make it out
Snyder,
there. Jesus.
What is she gonna do?
That's
I wish she'd
like,
give her son Dan Schneider.
when it,
Cool guy.
when I read Sumner Redstone's the book about Sumner Redstone that came out recently. I forgot what it was called, but
Sumner Redstone. I'm thinking of Sumner Sloan, which is a Cheers reference.
And during the speech, he said, "I will never die." Like 87 years old at the time.
I love it. And he
is
did
it?
though. He did die.
He did die.
He
I
did
will,
die.
I will say that one of the charities that they've started has an unfortunate name, but a good reason. And In-N-Out has started a charity called Slave to Nothing, which is improving the lives of individuals and families affected by substance abuse or human trafficking. But that is a tricky. Slave to Nothing is a.
Okay, so I'm seeing a text here that says, if we are indeed voting for In-N-Out, we cannot comment on the gay marriage question. They don't want to.
Wow.
That's a great
In-N-Out said
point.
not to.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Which is a vote for handle.
Which is a vote for handles.
Yeah.
God damn. These rivers are far.
It's like Back to the Future too.
I'm gonna give proper due to Handle to see where their charity donations are.
Yeah, and I feel like you can investigate any of these corporations at the top.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll make it there before I starve to death.
This is. I don't know how to end it. I don't know what to do.
I know how to end it. If you have a question or comment about the world of chain restaurants, you can email us at feedback@birdfuck.com or leave us a voicemail 830 go to this 830-463-6844. Our producers Emma Erdbrink, our associate producers Amelia Marino, our supervising video producers Casey Donahue, our video editors Mike Norman. Doughboys apparel and merchandise is available in partnership with Kinship Goods at kinshipgoods.com/Doughboys. And hey, you can get the Doughboys Double, our weekly bonus episode where Munch Madness continues all month long, plus our entire free 2018 back catalog. Subscribe at Patreon.
Alright, this is going to be tricky. I'm going to have to tab out, turn this off,
You both are
tab back in before I crash.
Thank you so much for being here, giving so much of your time to this.
We're walking away not knowing the answer.
Casey, what
Susser lives.
what's the time on Chuck E. Cheese 2, please?
Oh, Chuck E. Cheese 2 is about a little under 3.5 hours, I believe.
Okay, we're at 3:18 by this clock.
Yeah.
Oh, but we gotta put ads in there, so.
I like the
Oh,
sound of
I.
that. Okay.
All right.
Are we doing plugs?
We really don't know anything.
No.
I think we made a decision. It's just that Mitch is hemming and hawing about. I think the decision that was made when we had the initial vote that I said, Mitch,
You
are
haven't
you
even
locked
seen
in?
me start to hem and haw.
I said, are you locked in multiple times? You confirmed that you were. You voted in and out. It locked it up at 2-2.
I said handles. Watch the video.
You had in and out there.
Handles.
We invoked the law that is established by the late Commissioner Susser. By the way, our friend died earlier in that episode.
Yeah, I know.
I've been thinking
I'm
about.
emotional
By the way,
today.
Yeah.
your friend, not our friend.
Yeah, not our friend.
Does it take a while for before? Okay, there's it.
And
You want to be honest? I mean, how much have you hung out with Susser outside of work?
I was supposed to get lunch with him yesterday. We had to record the fucking podcast.
You were supposed to get lunch with Susser
Yeah, we were
yesterday.
gonna get lunch. He was
You
coming over
guys,
the
you
west
guys
side.
did go to the Nixon Library together.
We hang out.
No, you do. No, you do
Have
not.
you ever, how many presidential libraries have you gone to with Susser?
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is. Really,
I've
it
never
is
been to
bullshit
any
that you never-
I
presidential
think maybe I'll go
library
down
until
one
they
side of the
voted
river
for
and walk
Barack
up the other.
Savage flex.
And I don't normally get corn, but
Remember the JFK Library?
Oh, there you go.
In Boston?
Yeah.
this has been an issue, an ongoing issue.
Our essential workers got to
Food.
chime in and
But wait,
Not
but
essential.
I
I
thought
don't need to hear from the hoi
I
polloi.
thought that the Deus, I thought the Deus is one vote, but we counted them as three, right?
Well,
we
I
count, no,
think
no, we counted them as
collectively had a
one
vote.
collective vote because a majority.
A slow home brewing there.
Majority ended
Emma
up.
and Mike all said in and out. Only
I
Amelia
just feel
said
like
hand.
Casey didn't. My only issue is,
But even if we take Casey out, Mike has had both.
well, that's what I kind of think.
He's
I
not a
think,
part of the dais, though. To be clear,
He
sorry.
has been before.
No, but he's not right now,
Well,
so it doesn't fucking count.
I think I do believe that Casey
All right,
has
I'm
to
full.
be disqualified from the dais. I think everything you
I
say is
agree.
true, but he's got to be. He did not have a proper version of
We
it.
had the same
This
amount of
is-
handles as Zoots had.
No,
This is
Emma.
It was.
This is
hour
where I
that
would
later-
It was a
go
bite.
to my phone, put my thing to look at the podcast app, and notice that there's still 45 minutes left in the episode, and I'd be like, "What the fuck? What are they gonna talk about? It's just the two of you bickering for the whole."
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of when that happens, as it does.
16
Yeah, I gotta get wheat too.
We've been bought. I think Emma's been bought.
I'm surprised that the guy who was at church last night.
You know, I was thinking I was gonna. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was gonna do some fish traps
And they are.
in my little area there.
Going against God. You're choosing the devil's ice cream?
Let's just pick up everything we see.
Open that handle, it goes to
Corn,
hell.
wheat.
My soul was cleansed last night.
Hell,
when
maybe
Ash
I'll
said
even-
what happens. Ash washes away your sin.
Well, you know what I think you made the mistake of?
I don't think I can pick up because I'm in TC range of
fellow podcaster. You
this
tried
person.
Yeah, and you tried
What
to
are we talking
appease them.
about?
I do think he definitely made a choice to make you happy.
Oh, I think he did, but like, yeah, I don't know
Oh,
if that's
backfired. Don't do that again.
Should have voted with what was in your heart.
What is that?
Yeah.
Innocent.
Yeah, that's what does it say? From
Handle.
Handle.
Oh, no.
So I guess what I'm saying is, if Casey is knocked out of the vote, then it goes to another tie.
I hope
So
that
that's another
didn't see me.
tiebreaker.
Oh, yeah.
She had hands.
Because then that's
Yeah,
fair.
but are we just
That's
gonna- are we just
fair.
gonna be-
Doof's an
Are we just gonna keep bringing people in until everyone agrees with Mitch, so we'll stop complaining? I think what we do is I think Casey.
You can see the foot race.
Hold on. I got a solution. Because we need to end this episode. We kept our guests far too long. I think we end this.
It's only 3 hours and 20 minutes.
I think we.
Casey that hurricane.
I think this is what I was gonna say. I think that we end the episode. I think we get Casey a hurricane, and then we later get Casey's verdict after he's
this.
had official handles.
I love
I
I
feel like
that hurricane.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like this.
And
too.
then we
And
will
this
decide.
empowers the
I
day.
think it's too much. I think it's too much power for Casey to have to know he can flop whatever because he can make a decision now. I think he's have to promise
Okay, now
us.
Paul makes an interesting point, which is we can't empower the dais too much.
Yeah.
I
We
agree.
need them to understand they are not on camera
That's kind of what it feels like, to be honest. I mean, if they know each other, they probably don't feel that way. That's personal for me to even bring it up. However, it's gonna feel like that.
And they have mics. It used to just be you could hear them chiming in the background, but they have their own mic.
This isn't fucking Doughboys and Friends. This is fucking Doughboys and Deus. This is the Doughboys podcast with guests, not with Deus.
Yeah.
All right, fine. We'll
Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock them up.
It's time. It's the time of the program for plugs. I want to give Casey a chance for you to plug your Kickstarter one more time.
Yeah, and also remember to pick correctly if you want that funding.
Yeah.
Go to CaseyMakesMovies.com. Contribute to the Kickstarter, and if you contribute and let me know which you prefer more, I will consider it.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Zooks, Sheer.
By his vote.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much.
Oh,
man.
an absolute delight.
What a
Thank
blast.
you.
I got yelled at for this earlier, but since he plugged his movie, I'm gonna plug Coke Zero. It's a great drink. So how about that?
What on earth are you up? You're done. You're cooked.
Yeah, I am cooked. I'm
A
fucking
Miralax
pissed.
high.
If we're doing
say
plugs,
Miralax High.
I'll plug.
You know what I coulda, shoulda, maybe coulda done? How many points do I got? So harvesting?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Are any of these
And then also
wild
I will be
collectibles?
on,
10%?
I don't know, when is this coming out? In a little, doesn't matter. In a little
I'll just do
bit, I will be
20%.
on a British panel show called
See
Taskmaster
what it's like.
that will be available
Ooh, Taskmaster.
on YouTube. I
I
believe in-
cannot wait for that season. Taskmaster, maybe my favorite show, just like, period.
Yeah,
And to have him on it is going to be so good.
Incredibly funny British comedy panel show. If you don't know it, check it out. All of the seasons are available.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
I couldn't recommend. I feel like I couldn't recommend any show more than Taskmaster.
Insanely fun. Wow.
I will quickly say that I.
And there's so that's the other perfect thing about it is if you haven't seen it yet, there's like 15 seasons, 16 seasons. You can, if you want, dip your toe into other, like Taskmaster's UK, but they also have like Taskmaster New Zealand, Taskmaster Germany, other countries. I've dipped my toe in them and will admit I dipped my toe back out again.
San Fran and Portland,
Austin, Seattle.
Yes.
Oh, how many?
And we have a Toronto
Shit, I wasn't paying attention.
So you can go to hdtgm.com. I can't believe we forgot about that.
Yeah.
How come I only got one corn?
Go see there.
Does one corn? Does corn not count as a wild collectible?
Don't bring us any food.
No.
I don't want.
Bullshit,
I
if
wanna
so.
just once again recommend to you guys that you stop eating food that fans give you.
Now,
That's
by the
fair.
way,
That is-
now we are at 326, so now we're very close to the Chuck E. Cheese episode.
Oh, we're way over it.
Well,
All
no,
right.
if,
We're
we,
over it. Okay,
if
let's-
we remove Mitch's diarrhea break.
We can't. Because
No,
it's
the
a good
diarrhea
night.
break is baked in.
We also stopped the timer.
You did.
For
Oh,
the
I
first break.
didn't
Yeah,
catch that.
I
Okay,
saw
great.
that.
We
Thank
stopped
you.
it for his diarrhea break?
No, we
not
stopped
the one
for
where you
the
kept
first
talking.
people.
The first bathroom break that everybody said you stopped.
Okay. So earlier when I had diarrhea, that was covered.
That was covered.
Okay,
yes,
got it.
but-
Also, I want to say, it was pretty.
Just did everyone have diarrhea?
Just for future use, I'm gonna get this clean just so you can use it. The diarrhea break. So anytime there's a stop down needed in the future, you can use that.
We can get Hubel back on the pod too. We
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
Oh, I'm sorry, never mind.
Huel Hausen?
Now.
I know. I loved this.
Oh, this has been
Yeah, I
3.5
guess
hours together. We gotta get Hubel
I
back.
canceled the conference call and supporting my
I'm
friend's
late
movie.
for therapy. I was supposed to be in my therapist's office 20 minutes ago.
I'm supposed to be in
Go to
Culver
ch-
City in 15 minutes.
insane. I need this help.
You can go to church. Go to the Atwater Church. It's very nice.
You're offering church? You're offering church in place of therapy?
It was
No
very.
wonder what's wrong with you is wrong with you.
That does explain a lot.
Thanks everybody. That's our
That'll do
show.
it for this episode of Doughboys. Until next time for the Spoon Man.
Hell of an
We're
episode.
happy eating.
Uh-oh, are those bees still chasing me?
All right, folks. I have a Handel's Hurricane here.
Oh,
Fresh from the store. Has not been sitting out for
wait,
hours.
where is this window?
I got a Heath Bar Hurricane because Heath Bar
Oh,
Blizzard.
okay.
is my
I'm not going to bring the...
I'm gonna give it a shot. That is really good.
Okay.
It's better than a blizzard for sure.
I'm not going to bring the video back up, but you can hear the audio.
Taking another bite.
A little bonus at the end.
This is great, and I'm gonna eat all of it.
But
I don't think it's better than In-N-Out. I'm sorry to say. Taking a third bite here. Yeah, this is fantastic. I'm gonna get it again. This isn't gonna be my last hurricane.
I'm going to try to steal that honey. I don't know if this person's around, but
I'm sorry.
don't tell
Mitch,
them.
Although you voted for In-N-Out, I don't know what this means for the tournament.
I don't think I can because it's in their GC range.
With In-N-Out. Okay.
Okay.
An update.
I'm not going to steal their honey. Well, some of it I am. That piece.
Thinking about it.
And that piece.
My vote's still In-N-Out, but it's because
Not the bees. Do they cross water?
constantly crave In-N-Out. I want In-N-Out all the time. It's a great burger. It's inexpensive compared to, other burger places.
Is it? I kind of thought In-N-Out had always sounded expensive.
Always hits. This hurricane also hits, but I'm not going to crave this nearly as frequently as I crave In-N-Out.
Oh, the thing's gone.
So my vote is definitively In-N-Out. Great job handles, but you're not going to beat the double-double. You're just not.
That was a headgum podcast.
There we go. Food up here. Put this away even. Cool.
This is a headgum podcast.
Sorry, I meant to turn that off. Because, yeah, we are going to end this now. Thanks for joining us. For us, I'm using the podcast Us, which is like the royal we. Not dissimilar to. For this podcast and play, where I played a game and made a stupid-looking base that I hope is going to be cool eventually while I listen to a Doughboys episode. That was 3.5 hours long. Jesus. Yeah, so that's that, I guess. I hope you enjoyed, end of YouTube video things, blah, blah, blah. It's nice to be nice to the nice.